Hello and welcome back to a brand new episode of the Pick a Side podcast. My name is Moran and I'm here with River Brown, Angel Velez, and Joe Dehls. This is now episode 389. In this episode, we're going to rank the 76ers' new Big Three. Debate which Eastern Conference team poses the biggest threat to the champion Boston Celtics, if OKC is favorite to come out the West, and if the Mavericks or Nuggets have a better chance to make it to the finals. Again, we're also going to have a special guest on Hoop Intellect on YouTube. He's going to join us after this week in the NBA, during this week in the NBA, and be on the show after with us. How you guys doing?
I am doing absolutely excellent. We've had a great weekend of talking about free agency. We had a great weekend on BR. That was fun, interacting with all the fans and everything. That being said, I'm glad free agency is over. I say that very bittersweetly for the idea that it's been a lot of work. But at the same time, Lakers have done absolutely nothing. And every time I talk about the Lakers, I get made fun of, and it's not a good time. But other than that, I'm doing excellent.
I think we should put the pressure on ourselves, Drew. Fantasy reaction this Thursday.
I said it. I'm ready.
Fantasy reaction this Thursday. That's how
We're
I'm
locked.
feeling, Mr. Moran.
We're locked.
That's how I'm feeling. Just the BR stream, top 10 running backs, tearing them out. Drew put the list together. We broke it down. Do they rewind those? No, we're going to put it on the channel, so watch out for it.
How you doing, Riff?
I feel great.
Let me ask you a question, bro. Do you ever get sick and tired of people asking about Riv Academy?
Actually, I find it funny.
I'm going to be honest with you, bro. Every time Santos messaged you, when you said to straight up, stop talking to me.
Someone asked if bi-weekly Riv Academy episodes is part of your new contract.
Somebody called me DeAndre Ayton though.
And they cooked.
And I was like, damn, it was funny. Thursday.
He lied.
Same day.
Friday.
What's the topic? We have a topic ready. We're ready now.
Friday. I promise. I swear.
What's it going to be on?
Next week, Friday.
You should do a breakdown on how Rob Dillingham fits in the Wolves system.
Nah.
I think that's a perfect breakdown. I would enjoy it.
I know you would. I don't want to enjoy
Would
that.
you enjoy it? I would enjoy it.
You don't have to drop hour-long pieces.
No, I got it. Stop. Friday.
All right. They gave you a
On
topic.
my son. Friday.
Okay.
Oh, man.
RJ, I'm praying
Now
for you.
the pressure's
The
on.
pressure's here. The pressure is live. On my son.
RJ,
Don't lie.
Don't lie. If you do one episode, that's fine. When is the second episode
No,
going to be? Because we're locked in after this every week.
Look. When I was talking to me and my manager, we was in the contract room talking to the bosses and whatnot. On my son, River Brown Jr.'s life.
please, Lord.
Please. Goodness.
You are gonna get an NBA season out of me starting Friday.
NBA season.
NBA season
The
starts
season
Friday.
starts Friday for you.
When I went to DC, I had a mental reset.
Okay.
Mental reset. Had a nice little weekend. Enjoyed myself. I'm ready, man.
Let me ask you, so should we press you about it? Like,
No, you shouldn't. I'll put it on my son. The pressure's
I mean
immense.
that like in the sense like every week, be like,
You
yo.
shouldn't. The pressure is already there. Anytime I break a week,
But you wait,
it's on my son.
so you're putting it on your son. You're giving
The
him
entire time?
I'm giving you an
NBA
NBA season. Once a week.
All right, every Friday.
I don't know about every Friday. Once a week.
Just 15 minutes. Don't gas it. You don't need 30 to an hour.
You won't get 30.
All right, 15.
I promise you won't get 30.
It's not the first time you ever said that?
That was a good one. That was a good one. Yeah. Next Friday. That was a good one.
Now he cooked.
Wait, next
week.
Friday?
Next Friday.
Oh, not this upcoming Friday.
No, fuck that.
Oh, okay.
Next week.
I think
See,
we have to.
I don't know
he's
where that
already
came
off
from.
to
All
a
of a sudden,
bad
it was next
start.
week.
We always did you not interpret it as that?
No, I
Friday,
thought
this
it was
Friday?
in 3 days. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I didn't know because 4th of July. I didn't know y'all were doing this Friday because y'all never specified, never really asked. Y'all just said Friday.
I
so
said,
I
are we still
assumed
recording
after
Thursday?
4th of July next week Friday.
That's
Imagine that.
fair.
We
That's fair.
That's a fair start.
This is a week where you should have a little vacation,
and I thought
right?
because he's
Reset.
leaving next week, it made more sense for you to, you know.
We're recording on this nation's birthday. Can you imagine that?
I don't want to do that because what this nation has done to me. So it just doesn't-
Exactly. You work on the day that.
of course,
it's their
Dehls
birth-
works on the day.
That's he's honestly
No, actually,
that's a
there's-
surprise.
It's disrespectful to work on the
Correct.
day. I
That's
think.
why I say that.
It's
He's
respectful
kind
to
of
celebrate.
beating allegations by doing this.
Because you're acknowledging and celebrating the holiday by having off.
Correct.
I have my
By
own holiday.
working, you're kind of saying, "Fuck this. I don't really care. I don't care enough to have
Yeah.
a day
It's
off."
like, no, I'm still gonna work.
I respect that. So maybe you are fighting the cause.
So I've been trying to tell you.
Has
Could
that-
be a monkey upstairs.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness!
We're just making up shit on the podcast.
It's a good thing we can edit that out.
Holy
that,
fucking shit!
I did no such thing. No such thing.
This guy is sick, man.
Bro said edit it out.
We'll be all right, though. We'll be all right.
Yo, you're insane.
I think we have to address the elephant in the room because maybe everybody is watching here now. They don't know exactly the lore, the backstory of what you're talking about. On Twitter, you made an announcement
That you are back and signed the max contract.
Facts, for sure.
but before that,
He was done.
Facts. You said that you were moving on, and Mr. Tortorelli was going to take your spot.
Yeah, I got a negative review on that one. Yeah, no, yeah, man. You know, I just felt done, man. I felt like I've hit my prime. You know?
I'll tell you what killed me more than anything else. You saying that you were a first team talent, and bro responded, "Now you're a third team with
lack of work ethic."
Yeah, listen, man. Twitter is. I've experienced and I've found out that Twitter is probably the most funny, like the funniest app ever. If I just start trolling, so this weekend I just went on a non-stop troll rant. And I've gotten probably the most fun I've had.
Yeah, you see what he's been able to build just off trolling alone?
Yeah, it's been amazing.
No, I'm not talking this guy. No. I'm talking this guy.
Troll.
Okay.
All right. Brother.
you don't believe Dehls?
All you do is send ring count. That's what you've been doing for 2 weeks. Ring count.
That is just
with 30
shit.
ring emojis. Like, nobody wants to see that.
I'll be honest, that is kind of pressure.
That'd kill me. I had a Heat fan in my mentions. Fuck are we doing? Come on, bro. Obama. Come on.
That is foul.
That tweet banged. So I'm excited. I'm excited for my new adventure on Twitter.
So that's the route you're going down?
Trolling?
That's the pigeonhole?
Because I think on Twitter, I really do genuinely try to have intellectual, regular basketball conversations, but then I get called the N-word. Then I get called little bro.
Really? How often does that happen to you?
That I get called the N-word?
Yeah.
Good amount. As a matter of fact.
Get the hell out of here.
With the hard ER? Or?
Both.
Okay.
I've been called the monkey a
I
few
did
times.
see that.
Yeah, I've been called stupid. I've been called a lot of mean names, and it hurts my feelings sometimes. It really does.
If we're saying stupid's racist, then...
Well, no, we were just talking about mean words. I didn't even bring up racist.
I'm just saying. Yeah. Well, you just associated the N-word and calling someone...
Well, no, that was just somebody did say little N, and I'm like, hey.
Okay,
I'm
that's
just like, yo, bro, what's up?
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
And then, so...
I think the worst thing I get called is just a fat ass.
You get it in unnecessary moments, man.
You
like
do.
that one time on your birthday, man. That shit pissed me off.
That shit was annoying.
You cooked.
That banged.
Rib did.
Because that shit was weird. Like on his birthday, like a regular day, you want to be an asshole, fine. But his birthday, you couldn't even tell bro happy birthday. You just said, nah, you're fat.
Yeah, Joel, I definitely see a lot of bad comments towards you, more than I see anyone else, truthfully. I don't know. I definitely don't experience it to the level of you two.
People call me
just
an
call
idiot
me
all the
dumb.
time.
Yeah.
People call me dumb and
I just get
all
called
that type of
dumb.
shit, but
Yeah, it's life though.
nothing new.
Now I'm gonna just troll all day on Twitter.
That's what you should do.
I'll be on the females' post. And I'll be banging.
You're a legend.
You know, don't care at that point.
Why would
you? When I made my other account, I thought I could do it on there, but then I realized
you don't use that account anymore
because it's just so much funner with where I'm at now.
You have people to interact with. And shit.
So
But the For All the Dogs review one?
Yeah,
that one's dead.
It's dead in the water.
I unfollowed.
I respect it.
It's only around for like a week.
Yeah. Because I just
And you privated it. I'm just like, it ain't that deep.
It was too much, so I'm on the regular account with it. Yeah, I'm having fun with it.
Hey, listen, I seen a comment that said for episode 400, we shouldn't do any topics. We should just accept questions from the fans, and we have an entire episode where we just answer questions.
We got a lot of plans for episode 400. That could be one of them.
Maybe we should do that once a month.
Answer
a mailbag episode like that.
Mailbag's cool.
They deserve it.
They deserve it, but at the same time, I've seen some dookie butt questions from the fans.
And when we used to do it on Patreon, there'd be some ass questions.
Some ass questions.
But now we have.
But if we open up to everybody, you know what I mean, not just Patreons.
We'll probably get 1,000.
Or we should do it just for Patreons.
I just think that when it comes to asking questions, it gets played out if it doesn't happen every once in a while.
Yeah.
You know, because if it's every week, it's like how many realistic questions can somebody come up with every week to ask you?
First Patreon, you better join it. Me and John are playing one-on-one.
When's that dropping?
Whenever we figure that out.
I mean, setting up basketball couldn't be that difficult.
It's really
no,
not
it can't.
hard.
You just find out.
He's done with school now too.
Huh?
He's got some free time. He's done with school.
Yeah.
Are you exclusive to just going to a gym, or you go to Columbus Park?
I kill him anywhere.
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
We should do it for the culture. I think Columbus Park would be fire.
Yeah. Let's do it. Listen, I'll kill him anywhere. You know, a gym is going to make it worse.
South side.
You know, gym is going to make it worse.
You better
I'm
show
there
up.
for it.
He's better because he's been talking a lot of smack.
He's been talking crazy.
Listen, I've watched River Brown play basketball. He's very good. I've never seen John play basketball. I believe that he can play well.
Do you?
I do.
He played AAU.
You want to know why I say
right?
that?
Played in high
Because like
school?
I've said multiple times when it comes to me and people and how they see me before they watch me play basketball, I faced a lot of scrutiny in my day just off appearance alone.
Okay.
So I'm going to believe that John can ball.
So
just
you're
because he
giving
says.
John
the
sympathy
benefit of the
points
doubt.
or empathy points?
No, not sympathy.
Crying
the
about
benefit of the doubt.
Okay, the benefit of the doubt. Okay.
Do you
That's
think
good.
Riv is underestimating his opponent?
I do.
I don't think
dangerous place to
John
be
is.
It is
bad.
dangerous.
It's dangerous.
It is.
John looks like he could shoot.
You know what they say, Riv?
Well, it's because
The closer you are to winning, the closer you are to
Yeah,
losing.
because he's white.
Really? It's a good quote. I'm not worried.
Okay.
There's not like no sweat in my body. I'm good. Yeah. I just look at him, look at his physique, look at his size, look at his mobility.
Really break down his
I
build.
just like
Let me say this though: you see my physique, you see my build. You underestimated my game.
John got some. He put some little bit of weight on him.
It's
He's not,
not
he's
really.
He's just
Drew,
not noodle no
Drew,
more.
You're taller than me.
I am, and I got the
John,
ratty.
you guys are like same height.
No, we're not.
No?
No. Drew saw us stand next to each other. We're
No,
actually-
no.
Oh, really?
It's pretty clear actually.
Yeah, we're not the same height.
Even with the hair out of the equation.
How many inches do you think Riv is taller than John?
Thanks for
yeah,
specifying the taller.
I thought you were gonna stop it.
We're all sick. That's what it comes
I
down
don't
to.
know.
I would say probably like
Why did you think
about
of it like
three,
that?
4.
That's
This
crazy.
the way the show goes. You know, the only way
That's
we
We're
think.
all
crazy.
sickos. That's
Three,
just
three,
the
four. You think
3,
so?
4.
I know I jump
max.
higher than him by far.
That's
Yeah.
also.
Yeah,
we-
unfortunately, I
we
know
can't
that.
say. We can't,
John can't do nothing about that.
Yeah, no, you know what I'm saying. And I feel like I play stronger than him on the court. Like I post players up. Like I post up. I
You're an
get down.
aggressive player.
I am a
So
very
you play like
aggressive
a
player.
bitch. That's honestly how bitches play.
no.
Yes.
Disagree wholeheartedly.
I mean,
Just call me a
me,
bitch.
me,
Post it
me-
up.
no, you saying you play. Saying you play like and saying you are is so
Oh,
different.
no, I didn't hear the word. I'm sorry.
No, because it's just when obviously it's a smart thing if you have a size advantage to take somebody down low. But when I think about one-on-one, I think of like one-on-one basketball. You're doing moves
3
to try to
dribbles.
get past somebody.
brother, that's gonna
You're
happen,
not just
too.
posting up and backing down. I definitely think we should have a dribble limit, 3 dribble limit, and on a 1v1s.
That's fine. I don't need many.
That's fire.
I don't need many.
Because I
Do
don't
a
want you
3 dribble,
5 seconds back to
low-key
the basket is
IXL, 'cause I
crazy.
have the
That's a
rating.
crazy play style.
Let's do it.
Okay, that's dope.
Yeah, because it's more about jump shoot than like
Oh,
handle.
it's so much
Yeah.
more about jump. You can get to the basket with 3 dribbles easily.
By far.
Because you go 1, 2, 3, and you do a little 1, 2,
You need this
get into
little-
the paint.
little size
It
up.
depends on how stronger you are than the defender.
I mean, look at me.
Yeah, you probably both. If I'm guarding, yeah, you're getting to the rim.
I wouldn't
in
say
3
all
dribbles.
that. No, I wasn't.
You know?
I wasn't saying specifically just.
No,
you.
I know, but I'm saying because I'm smaller. You know what I'm saying?
If,
That's why.
if you're playing defense, I'm just shooting. I'm just gonna take the chance that I could shoot over you.
That's actually respectable.
Yeah.
Because the post up shit, I've 1v1 people and they've done that.
I'm sorry.
And they're just
it's
like
just,
this?
It's just I know I'm more skilled than this person, but I can't get the ball back. So it just really,
I really do.
you can't-
Tragically,
you can't do anything about that.
Yeah, no,
Definitely.
Johns might get a lot of that. I just want to beat him with my strength.
Dominate him type?
Yeah, I want to dominate. I want to show like at every level. It's just not.
Like, you know what
gonna
I'll say to that? I'll say if you sprinkle in that, but the majority of the moments are just like, oh, he cannot guard you.
Oh, it's gonna happen. No, because
Then I'll respect it.
I'm telling you right now, he's not. I'm not gonna take a 3.
But if the game is to
How long have
11,
you guys
here's
been
the thing,
talking
I
about
believe
this
this.
match?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Like a couple months, maybe. No, you're saying like months
This
wise.
fight, yeah, like
Well,
this
he
fight.
challenged
That'd be
me.
crazy.
He
This
challenged
one-on-one.
me.
He did challenge you.
And then
That was
I found
insane.
out about it, and then I was like, all right, we
Okay,
can
this
do
has
it.
been like 4 months.
we
Yeah, no,
can't
it's
lose the
been
plot,
months.
though. The point of challenging Rev was to get on the team.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? So this is tryout.
I'm not
This
gonna
is
take a
shot.
single 3.
Okay.
Here's
Like,
the
there's
thing.
not gonna be a
I
3 that's
believe
gonna be
this.
taken.
And if I'm John,
Well, he's not a 3-point
I'm
shooter.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sagging off.
Yeah.
Sag
That's a
off.
smart
I'm not gonna
play
take a 3.
You can
Even
take
if
a
he
jump shot if
sags
he
off,
sags
if he
off.
sags
Do you want to
off
know
and
what
get
happens
his
if he
phone in
takes
the
a 3? Realistically, John gets the ball.
Not great.
I can hit
Wow,
a few.
you're taking this disrespect.
It's not a level
I
of
had a
disrespect.
fishing year last time we played, and I took some deep 3s.
Did you know?
I took some deep, and them shits were going. Listen,
You had maybe a game where I was like, damn, he probably went 2 for
Is his
9 in
jump
that
shot
game
pretty?
for 3. No.
I'm not moved.
You're really just a downhill, get it dirty.
But I've
type of
always
guy.
given him his
Yeah,
credit.
I mean, that's all
Going
I-
downhill, he's nice.
Yeah, okay. I
all
mean,
I
yeah, if
need,
you don't
man.
have a jump shot, fuck it. I mean, that's
You know,
what it
half
is.
court, I can do some things. I really
He's
don't.
got a spin. He's
I
got a
don't-
nice
yeah,
little
I got-
hop.
that's what I'm saying. I got
Little
it.
Euro?
Yeah, he got it all. Finished through
I got a
traffic.
bag. I got a
Little
little
this- maybe
toolbox.
He's got 2 guys coming in his face. Goes right over the top. Easy every time.
Yeah,
He's got what now?
2 guys coming in his face. Goes and scores almost every time.
Yeah, he's the master.
Yeah, you won't. The only time you see me take a 3 is if you know I'm tired. Like I'm at that point, I'm really tired.
You're
I
just
did a
settling.
possession
Nah, you
of-
know
yeah.
what sucked too? It was. I think that was the game that we had a chance. Like, there was like the only game we had a strong chance to win. Me and Riv came back double digits in the second half. We were really cooking. We're like 3 points down. Riv comes up in transition, shoots the 3, hits off the backboard, doesn't even hit rim. Not even close.
I'd be so sick, bro.
I was
I'd be
dumb sick.
so
I'm like,
sick.
yeah, we're vibing. Riv just goes, pulls up.
Fucking Denzel Valentine over
Nah,
here.
it was bad.
I do that a few times. If I'm feeling it, I'm just gonna come down. It feels good.
That was the equivalent of me dribbling on the right side with my left hand.
hand, yeah.
And John said he can't dribble.
It's gonna be tough for him to play 1-on-1 if he can't.
I'm excited. We gotta make it happen.
That would be
It's
lit.
gonna happen, man.
It's gonna be a hard
I'm gonna play defense
game
that
for
day,
him. Yeah, but if the game is to 11 and 10 of your baskets are post ups, I think that's
No, that's 10 won't be posted.
Like I want to see you mix him.
Maybe 4.
I want to see you maybe get
6
him
are gonna
leaning a
be
little bit.
downhill in a half court.
But if he's gonna, mixing, like I need more than 3 dribbles then, because
No,
can you mix
all I
someone
need
in
is 3.
3?
Yeah,
I just feel like it all depends on how confident you are in stopping him. I feel like you're gonna do more things on offense. You're gonna freestyle more if you feel like you can just lock him up every possession.
probably.
Yeah, but if you know that he's actually getting buckets on you, then you're gonna resort to a play style where you're just. Gonna
I think
get the
more
sure
bully
thing.
ball is just to show that I'm just a better man than you on the court.
Okay.
Yeah, that was more my mindset. Like I'm gonna get this. You go in the gym, I don't. But like you're not stronger than me. Like this shit don't really matter. What you do out there, what you lift and bench means nothing out here. That was my mindset.
That's tough. That's tough.
You see how when I explain it,
Yeah.
it feels a lot better.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I understand how you can assert your dominance and
for
your
sure,
masculinity on
Like,
that type of
no, that's real shit. Like
Yeah, no,
I
I
You want to
understand
take
that.
John's manhood?
yeah, I do. I actually want
Wow.
like to take his manhood and show. Don't ever.
You
challenge
wanna-
me.
you
Take
wanna-
it and really get a grip on it.
You
Take
want to
his
bump him
manhood's
and then
crazy.
hear like a gasp
You know
of
what
air?
that sounds like, right, bro? Like that sounds crazy. Like
You know what I'm. You know the context.
You wanna take
of
his
the
innocence.
conversation. Listen,
How would you feel if you're going to the basket, you put a little shoulder on John, and John goes,
get up?
No, if you hear the air come out of his body.
Joel, now you're gonna see my film and be like, what? Like, get up. If I lose, though, I'm probably done playing ball.
If you lose
now
to
after
John,
all of this, bro.
Yeah,
if you lose to John for a whole month, John has to take your spot on the show type deal.
yeah.
Respect.
wow.
No, because I'm talking crazy.
You're no.
but,
You said you want to snatch his
And,
man.
and Drew knows I don't even talk crazy in basketball. Like I really don't. I'm very silent. I'm very.
I
chill.
might talk more shit than him on
Yeah,
the
I'm more
court.
chill.
John might just be pissing you off so much it's getting in your
I just
head. You
felt
can
like,
get to
how
the court
could
and
you look
some
at
don't
me
go.
and challenge me? I felt the disrespect. Like
He's
I
a,
didn't
he's a
like it.
hooper.
I know he
feels
didn't
confident.
mention me. He went straight to
Yeah,
you.
it just lost me. Like I guess maybe because I'm the team captain, but I'm not. So I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
Like
Who's the
like,
team captain? Is Drew?
It's none of us.
Fuck no.
We're like
I'm not even
we're a
playing this
democracy.
season.
That's probably why we suck.
You guys are player coach as well.
We need a dictator. It's like-
Should I have been a dictator? Maybe I should.
You don't have a coach. Is all of y'all
Not
just
necessarily. Everybody kind of the bigs talk to the bigs, the guards talk to the
I
guards.
feel like that was always
probably
you. Though. I
talk
thought you.
together.
I thought
It
you were
seems-
the coach.
Nah, I'm chained, bro.
I
I'm really just
definitely,
quiet.
I felt this past season I talked the most out of everyone.
Okay.
you guys need to get a coach in there.
Won't
Need
even
someone to
cap.
break
The
it
most
down.
I do is like Lucas shit. Like like fuck. Bro, I
Nah, that's really what he
like,
do.
What are you
And
doing? Like,
they say, and I call him out on it, and then we have a whole argument over
well,
it.
because he just did some dumb shit 2 plays prior.
No, I didn't. That was another player caused an issue between
This
me
is
and
my
Ray.
whole point. Say we're on the same team, right? Dehls does some dumb shit.
Facts.
I don't say anything. You do some dumb shit. I don't say anything. But if I come down here and do some dumb shit and you say something, now we have a big problem.
That's not what happened.
should be holding each other accountable, though.
What's wrong with you? That's really how you fucking remember that shit.
I've allowed a man on our team to do dumb shit all year.
Facts,
And
yes.
he
Why don't you
keeps-
tell him to stop doing
But-
dumb
because
we
I
shit?
did. No,
because
here's the
he-
thing. We did tell him,
But he keeps
doesn't
letting him
listen.
slide. So at that point, I'm just like, bro, what are you doing? Now I'm
Facts.
aggravated.
Yeah.
And then you keep defending him. It's like, shut up.
I was defending him a lot. He actually was getting buckets that one game, though. I felt bad. He played like shit. There was no way to defend it. He played like straight shit. I really couldn't defend it at all.
What are we gonna have to do to get Dehls to be on a team and take that?
No
center
shot in hell,
spot?
Dehls. We barely got, he quit.
I just
didn't
want to
quit.
show
He
up.
quit on us.
I need
bro.
no. I literally need a season. My wrist is genuinely not well.
He quit on us.
I need a
you
season.
He got hurt. He
Yes.
pulled the
I'll be
Luka.
honest. Tuesdays 9 p.m. That's just tough, man.
That is pretty.
That's a
And
tough-
sometimes 10.
Hey,
Yeah,
brother.
I'm not doing that.
They get wartime in there, though. I'll tell you that.
That's
I
tough.
believe you.
10
Have a
o'clock.
good time. I
It's
believe
time
you.
to throw your last bets on the table. It gets tired. Like, it's
That
aggressive in there.
10-20 start time, whenever some nights, that is horrible.
How many games did you play this past year?
7?
We played 6. We missed one. We got beat by 50.
So you went to war for 6 games and you lost all of them.
We definitely had a chance to win 3 of them.
4. Brother, we blew
Went
shit.
to war.
We blew like 2
Well,
games.
we had a chance.
Oh, we blew 2 games. The other 2 we lost just in a close fashion. One team destroyed us. 2 teams destroyed us. And then one we didn't go. They lost by 60.
Damn.
I averaged double digits this season. That's
I
all I
also
care
averaged
about.
double digits.
What are
Maybe
the
you guys
digits?
should play one-on-one.
We can play 1-on-1.
I'm happy with that.
Is that the
too.
main event? Is the opener
I don't
you
know.
and
Where,
John?
I don't think ours will be fun.
It wouldn't be.
Why
We're
not?
two completely different game styles. Like it'd be a boring drag.
It would be because I'm
Do you think
telling
that'd be a bad matchup for you?
Like you guarding me
Yeah.
in a full court, probably yes.
Even half court.
You might have a chance because you're 6'6", so you could just drop back.
Yeah.
X.
That's
Now,
why.
full court, you
Because
have no
you were
shot.
blowing by me for sure, but if you're not a good shooter, it's
Full
fine.
court, you have no shot.
Yeah, that's fair.
I remember the last time
space.
you and I played, and I would try to drive on you. You just fouled me every time.
There's no way. No, that's what happened. Call it.
Yeah. Now you're 6'6", so it's like I struggle with those
6'6".
lanky guys.
Now he's just giving you 2 inches.
Give me some inches. Fuck it.
Oh, okay. That was.
Give me some. Nothing wrong with that.
Oh man, now you'd be tough, man. You'll be tough, but you wouldn't score.
What a hectic way to start.
I got some
the show.
size.
You got to get there.
Yeah. I'd be able to get there.
Nah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna reach a lot. I know you can't drive.
No, I can't.
Yeah, I know.
But I just need half court, 1-2 dribbles, 1-2 steps. I'm there. Like,
I'll tell you what, in a 3-dribble game, a jab step is essential.
yeah.
It's
for
essential.
sure. It has to
oh
work.
my God.
If it doesn't, you're cooked.
That's really where you can mix someone in 3-dribble. Now that I really didn't think about it. If you should get into a jab, you get them leaning one way, you go the other. Now you can have some fun in a 3-dribble. That'd be fun to see, man.
Now, Drew's gonna go straight right and try to get back to the left. I know what he's gonna do. So I'm just
Or-
gonna force him right.
You better hope I miss my jumpers. If I have a bad day jump shooting, that's the only way.
Oh,
you
I'm not
can
gonna
win.
let you shoot. You're not gonna blow past me.
I could.
No, you have to. You have to use your body to get past me. You're not getting past me.
I don't know. I'm pretty fast.
You're not fast.
In half court, you playing defense. Who knows? Especially when you're cheating on a jumper.
I'm not cheating on the jumper. I'm just gonna stand
Well, you
here.
should cheat on
I'm
the
gonna
jumper.
stand right, like just like this. I'm gonna play defense like this. If you rise up and hit the jumper, you deserve to win this
But
game.
there's a strong chance that I can
And
make
there's a
it.
strong chance.
This
you can't.
basketball game is gonna take what, like 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah, we should low-key just record it Sunday.
Oh,
Go
brother,
to the
this ain't gonna
park.
take 10 minutes.
Go to the park.
We can. This
Do
Sunday.
that.
Ask
Come on,
John.
listen, where's
Sunday
John?
we were
Pull up.
busy, bro.
Oh yeah, I know.
We are
We're gonna
busy
meet
Sunday.
up Sunday.
We do have
What does it take to go to the park? It's around the block.
true.
And take
We
away
gotta
the
go
game.
all
I mean,
sweaty
we
and
got a
hot.
lot of shit to do Sunday. So
really do.
that's-
We can wait another, Sunday. Saturday,
yeah.
Monday. Doesn't really matter, man.
Yeah,
We can get
no, we
into
do.
it.
Listen, this was a great start to the show. Despite the tweets that Riff sent off, he's still very well part of Pick a Side.
Supermax.
And he's
Overpaid,
back.
some are
He's
saying.
back. Supermax. It involves episodes of Riff Academy dropping
Somebody
next
was
week.
praying on my downfall for
You're giving him a
sure.
Supermax?
Supermax. We called him overpaid.
What type of contract would you get, buddy?
You're getting a 2 for 20 team option.
Holy shit.
Oh shit!
Is it because I'm,
That's disrespectful.
this
We
guy's
dropped
sick.
a video last night talking about free
said
agency,
you're getting clay money.
winners and losers. That was some Bleacher Report stream that we did. Today, we're not going to really talk about winners and losers of free agency. It'll probably bleed into the topics we do talk about. The major team that made a move was the Philadelphia 76ers. They brought in Paul George to their team, and now they have a big three that is one of the most talented ones in the league. Joel Embiid, MVP level player, Tyrese Maxey, All-Star, Paul George, All-Star. Where does this Sixers big three rank?
I'm just saying, Jonas, no Clay. Is that what we're feeling?
Come on.
It's not me.
Is that John?
It's not me.
Yo,
that
John is
Jess?
done, bro.
Oh, that's John. That's John.
Dude,
Nah, John makes a fan.
Nah,
You just
John-
didn't
nah,
know he
it's-
had to
This
just.
has no aura.
Nah, he said one half black players, other half white players.
This was before I think the Clay news broke, though.
Martin Luther King would hate this.
He made it like 3 days ago. So now we'll cut up some slack.
You got to get him 1-1 at least.
I thought Hardenstein was fake black.
Yo,
he's
facts.
black.
That's on me.
You also
That's
got- you
on
also
me.
got
Yeah,
Big man,
Hardenstein
too.
is black.
We got three
To be
black
fair.
guys.
Hardenstein
He's
is
just a
black.
little light bright.
Facts.
That's all it is.
What did Chet call him? My bright skinned brother.
Chet's a
insane.
comedy guy, man.
Shed is funny. The Sixers big three, where does it rank?
To me, this is a top 3 trio in the league. I know we have our list of trios. You have 10. I have 5. I think the rest of us have 5.
I have
I feel like I'll list my
I have
5.
7, but
7.
I'm only going to name 5.
All right, I'm going to give my 5 then. Number 1, I have Jokic, MPJ, and Murray.
Well, first of all, why don't you go 5-1?
You know what? That is on me. That is on me, gentlemen. And I apologize.
Wait,
I know.
the Nuggets
I know.
trio's number 1?
Yes. Number 5, KD, Book, and Beal. Number 4,
What?
5.
Oh, they're 5?
Yes.
Oh.
They're not 2.
I forgot you.
I had to go back in reverse order. Correct. Number
What?
2,
5.
AD, Bron, and Reeves.
Wait.
Wait.
what
Why
are
don't
you
go
doing?
What the
to
hell? You just went 1 to 5
I
to
said
2?
4.
You said 2.
You said
but
2.
That was
Did I
4.
say-
I promise you said 2.
Yeah, you said 2.
I'm drunk.
Okay.
Yeah, you got us. Okay.
5, KD, Book, Beal. 4, AD, Bron, and Reeves. 3, PG, Maxey, and Embiid. 2, Tatum, JB, KP. 1, Jokic, Murray, and MPJ.
Where's
just out of curiosity, do you think Jaylen Brown or Jamal Murray is better?
Jaylen Brown.
Do you think
I think the Jays are 1.
Porzingis or Aaron Gordon's better?
Well, I have MPJ, Aaron Gordon.
Oh, excuse me, MPJ. Yeah.
It's
What is he actually?
when he's
I
healthy,
said
it's
KP
KP.
and MPJ.
If he's
KP.
healthy, it's KP.
Yeah.
If he's
It's
healthy,
not
it's
So
even
because
a
obviously
conversation.
Jokic, that's
Jokic is definitely the
Big
strong
gap, though.
reason they won.
Big gap.
I think that your list is overemphasizing the two guys a lot. The top two guys a lot.
I wouldn't say that at all, truthfully. KD, Book, and Beal. Beal, I feel like, got criminally underrated this season when he was playing and he was healthy. He played really good ball, especially towards the end of the season.
He's
Playoff was bad. No doubt about it. To say mid,
Bradley Beal is a mid.
but as a third option,
He's mid.
all right, so Klay Thompson's better than him?
Klay Thompson
Yeah,
is better
I
than
knew
him.
you were going to say that. Dumb.
Klay Thompson.
Terrible statement.
Klay Thompson is better than Bradley
Terrible
Beal.
statement. No.
Yes, he is.
Austin Reeves or Klay Thompson?
Would you rather
Klay
have Klay Thompson
Thompson.
or
That's
Bradley Beal?
wrong.
Bradley Beal, if he's
Yes.
healthy.
Yes.
I don't know.
Because-
I would rather, I think, have Klay in kind of his off-ball role where
Wait, what
maybe he could
team?
be a decent defender. That's what I'm saying. Just on a team,
Just as
I
a-
think
Klay
I'd
would
rather
fit
have Klay
on-
in his
we're talking
role.
so many more teams
We're
than
talking
Bradley
as a
Beal's
trio, though. As
Yeah.
a trio. Three
I know,
three
player
best
for
players.
player.
Bro, he doesn't fit with the Suns. If I'm the Suns, I would rather have Klay than Beal. 100%.
I think
But off
so, too.
talent-wise,
You're cooking.
these
You're
three,
cooking.
yes,
You're cooking.
I'm not disagreeing, but as three talented players,
I think Klay
this
fits
is
more.
still one of the best
But is he better than
trios
Beal?
in
I
the
don't
league.
know.
I try to do this trio list in the aspect of like, if these are the three guys that I think are the most talented players to build teams around.
Okay.
Celtics are number one with Tatum, Jaylen Brown,
It's
Kristaps
about time.
We're going
Porzingis.
1 to 5 again.
Celtics, listen.
Facts. We fucked
It's
up.
no special reveal. Who cares? Who cares, Dehls? It's no special reveal.
No, I fucked up. So that's on me. I started this.
And because we're talking about talent, I had the 76ers at number 2.
Where the fuck
You don't even believe
are
it.
the Nuggets? You don't even like them.
I don't believe in them
Sixers?
as a team to win a championship.
Where are the Nuggets?
I feel like the Nuggets should be higher.
The Nuggets are at 7.
You gotta add continuity.
7?
You gotta add continuity
The
into
Nuggets are
big
at 7.
threes. You
But
have
I'm
to.
crazy.
7.
But I'm crazy from
Here's
my
why.
list.
Here's why. Here's why.
I
Here's
think
why.
both are a little crazy. I don't
Here's
know how
why.
I could have them over the
Here's
Celtics.
why. Here's why. With the Nuggets, their big three to me, MPJ, respectable. I think it'd be MPJ or Gordon. I think Aaron Gordon is more essential to what they do. So I think it's Jokic, Murray, and Aaron Gordon. The Timberwolves are at 6 with Ant-Man, Cat, and Gobert. Those are 3 true level all-star players. You can't
just laughing at
argue.
Rick.
You can't argue that Jokic's impact supersedes anybody's, but Gobert, that third guy, whether it's Cat versus
I don't wanna
Gordon or
hear
Gobert,
Gobert.
So you would
Stop.
rather-
I don't
think-
care about him.
I
You would
think-
rather
I
build a
don't
team-
care about
they're
him.
better.
You would
They're a better
rather
trio.
build a team around Ant, Rudy, and Cat than the Joker, Jamal, and
Lost me.
Aaron
It's
Gordon?
Anthony Edwards, of course.
Won the
The Joker just got outplayed by Ant-Man in the playoffs.
No, he
Yes,
did not.
Yes, he
Shut
did.
up.
Yes,
You're
he did.
talking out of
Yes,
your ass.
who won?
You're talking.
Who won?
Oh my god.
Cat won.
No, he didn't.
He's talking.
Anthony
He's
Edwards
talking.
averaged the most points in that series.
He was not that good.
Anthony Edwards,
Carl
he
Anthony
had
Towns
Dell
said,
saying
"Come
he
on,
was a
let's go."
superstar based off his
He
Game
was.
7
And the
performance.
Joker's
Because
been-
if you watch
Joker's
the
been the best player in
watch
the
the
world.
game, Anthony Edwards' impact was more than the box score Game 7.
It's
Stop
not the
playing,
Joker.
bro.
The Joker's the
Stop-
best player in the world.
But I never
He
say he played
just
better than
blew
the
a
Joker.
lead. He was up 3-2 in the series and got blown out in Game 6 and blew a 20-point
Yes.
lead in Game 7.
is he not-
Why do we always
he
not?
not the best
Why
player
do
in
we
the world?
always not discount Jokic when he fails miserably in a moment? We do that for
Miserably?
every
God,
player.
when did he-
But
he's
for
a Joker hater.
Jokic
Yo,
gets a
wow,
pass.
you're a
I'm not a Jokic
Yo,
hater. Look
what?
back at the
He
history.
just
Look back
won
at
a
my clips. I'm a
championship.
Jokic supporter. But we gotta also
he
hold
just
him
had a
accountable.
No,
He just blew a
I'll be
3-2
honest, you're
series
yelling and you're wrong.
lead.
You're yelling
He
and
just
you're wrong.
blew a 3-2
You're yelling and
series
you're wrong.
lead.
He was down
Wait a
0-2.
minute.
He was down 0-2.
Did
Came back to
Ant-Man
get
play good
3-2.
in Game 7?
He did not.
Yes, he did.
He
He
didn't
didn't
score.
shoot
He didn't
well. He
score.
played
He didn't
great.
score.
He
He
didn't.
played great. He played elite
What do you talk about
defense.
Tatum? What do you say? He didn't play well because he didn't shoot well. So keep the same energy for Ant-Man. Keep the same exact energy.
Jason Tatum
Keep the
played well in the
same
finals.
exact energy.
He played well in the finals. Jason, when did I say Jason Tatum did not play well in the
he
finals?
never said he didn't play well in the finals.
Jason
He would bring
Tatum
up the
did
shooting.
play well in the
He would bring up
finals.
the shooting.
Yo,
No, he would bring up the
pick a
shooting.
side.
But
and then he would
also-
say he's
but
not a
also-
superstar.
here-
Or he's not
here
like
is
a
the
top
difference.
He didn't break through.
Here is the
That's what he
difference.
said. I'll
Allowing
defend him
this,
there.
you were very vocal about how inefficient he was. And also, you were extremely loud on Jokic when he just had an historic playoff run on the way to a championship. You were also very loud the years after when Giannis was underachieving and didn't win a championship after he was historic in his 50 ball to close out the finals. You want to talk about keeping the same energy. They got the job done, unlike the Minnesota Timberwolves. Respect Nikola Jokic. 3 MVPs out of the last 4
I
seasons.
respect Jokic.
Bro, it's not even about Jokic. Jokic.
What do you mean
and
shortcomings?
all
This is a
respect
historic playoff run.
Jokic is giving you way more than Ant, and Jamal Murray is a better 2 than Cat or Gobert.
Hold up,
It's very
Dehls.
easy.
Hold up, Dehls. Jokic, I'm a big fan of Jokic. Let's just clarify that right now, here.
What were
He's
his
so much better than Anthony
shortcomings?
Edwards.
Your point
Averaged
doesn't hold
29,
much weight.
11, 8 against a top 2 defense in the world.
And what was the efficiency? He shot over 50%.
51, he just
Okay,
three-point.
but
three-point
let's
was
get one thing straight. You are holding Game 7 against Ant when for the entire series, he had a 60% true shooting percentage and averaged 27, 7, and 7. Tatum in the final shot below 40%,
I agree.
38%. So you're talking about a game from Ant where it was a series for
biggest game
Tatum.
of the series.
That's the
Oh,
difference.
no, I'm here. I've been vocal about it.
And
I wasn't
in Game
impressed with
6,
Tatum.
what happened?
I wasn't impressed with Tatum.
Game five,
You
Tatum showed
misinterpreted
up.
what I said.
Tatum had
You
230 balls in
misinterpreted
the
what I said.
finals.
You said, the only reason I brought that up is because you said Ant played well in Game 7. That is the
did.
only reason.
He
No,
did.
he didn't.
He
No,
did.
he did
He
not.
did play well.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
No, he
Joel,
didn't.
Yes, he did.
Just didn't score.
Yes, he did.
me.
But exactly. You
Yes,
did
he
not
did.
play well.
He
You
was-
played under
Anthony Edwards played well.
It's okay to say a superstar who's not scoring the ball well played under expectations. That's okay. You guys with these shit y'all love to say is, oh, these top 10 players in the world, these top 10 players, because they're not scoring well, they still play
Can you
well.
answer the question? Can you answer this question? Is playing under expectations the same as not playing well?
For your standards, yes, you did
No,
not
it's not.
play well.
No, it's not. You can
Bro.
play well and still play under your expectations. Yes, you can.
Riv, the Wolves made a 20-point comeback with Ant struggling. He was just playing the role he had to play in that game. If you play well and you end up winning, or excuse me, you don't play well and you end up winning the game, that's fine because you were still able to impact in other ways. They don't they don't come back from 20 and Ant does absolutely nothing. He was still impacting the game. It's when you don't play well, plus your team gets smoked. That's when it's like, all right, you need to do something here.
Of course, you're gonna impact. When you're a superstar, you impact the game by not touching the ball. So you're always gonna impact the game. I've never said he didn't impact the game. He just didn't play that well.
I think that's a very
this
like
is
just,
also
you're
the
just
same-
wrapping the whole game into one thing when it was just one aspect of his game that wasn't
No, it's
falling.
also the fact that defense stepped up and Denver completely choked the game.
And this is also the same
And when did
table
they
that would
choke the game?
minimize.
They choked the game on a run when Anthony Edwards was on the court because his elite level defense led to baskets for his teammates. His playmaking led to baskets for his teammates. He was still creating in different
just
ways.
didn't
He
shoot
played
well,
well in
He
that
just
game.
didn't shoot well.
And even if you want to hold that one game against him for the entire series in that
amazing.
series,
But so
he
was the
was
Joker.
amazing.
And you're-
I'm not saying the
But
Joker
you just
wasn't.
said his shortcomings.
The issue was you said the Joker outplayed Ant-Man. That's where we
Ant-Man
all
outplayed
said.
the Joker.
Ant-Man outplayed the Joker.
My apologies.
I
Ant-Man
think it
outplayed
was.
the Joker.
You can argue for whoever. I'm a big
don't
fan of
think so.
Jokic, but Anthony Edwards, you came away from that series saying, "Wow, he matched Jokic toe for toe. He did." Anthony
I
Edwards
don't
was
think
that
people
great
came-
in that
I don't
series,
think
and
people
he's
came
just
away with that.
22 years old.
What was Ant's last 4 games?
Anthony Edwards had 27 points in a blowout win against
four,
the
believe
Denver
it or not,
Nuggets.
Joel,
I think
I think you're
the
missing the
Mavs,
point
it wasn't
because
bad.
the point I'm trying to make here was I don't know how you can take Ant, Gobert, and Cat to build a team around over Jokic, Jamal, and Gordon. They're
fair.
solidified. Jokic is that dude. He is top 1. Jamal showed that he could be one of the best 2s in the NBA. As a 3, Aaron Gordon's not great, but does some connecting things for them. But I mean, Ant Edwards, 22 years old. I get the youth is there, but Jokic is solidified like the best player in the world.
Dehls, that's a fair point. We'll get back to it. I agree with you. I'll put the Nuggets over the Timberwolves. I got no problem doing that because I felt iffy about it to begin with
7 was
anyway.
nuts.
But Jokic had a historic game 5. He was otherworldly. Anthony Edwards in game 4 had 44 points.
You're ignoring the 18 points.
He had 18 points in
You're
game
ignoring
5.
the 16
yes,
points.
but in
Before
game
the 44, you're ignoring the 19 points.
no, we're not.
Oh, okay. Because you're only going to talk about the 40-point game. I know you are.
Of course, but you're only going to talk about the negatives too. I'm talking about everything. Anthony
sounds
Edwards
like
for the
4
series
negative
played
games.
great. You're going to actually argue that Anthony Edwards didn't play great against the Nuggets in the series?
But this is
That's not
also
what
the
I
same
said.
statements that have been made against Jamal Murray having a bad series against the Wolves. When he played good basketball, the Nuggets won. True or false? Fact. But you look at the 3 of the 7 games, Jamal did not play well.
And what was the switch? When the Nuggets started winning, the switch was Anthony Edwards started taking responsibility for guarding Jamal Murray. That's why he was gassed in those fourth quarters. That's why he didn't have his shot under him. He took the responsibility and he locked Jamal Murray up. We have to acknowledge that.
But Jaden also locked Jamal Murray up.
He did, but Anthony Edwards.
That wasn't really the
there,
switch,
there
'cause
was a
Jaden
part
was-
in the series where Anthony Edwards started guarding Jamal way more than
Yeah,
Jaden.
but when Jaden was guarding him, they were up the first 2 games.
Facts. Honestly, they should have never switched.
They were up the first 2
Should have never
games.
switched it.
It's not that you switched it after Jamal Murray got hot. That's when they switched it to
I just
Ant.
don't think you can put Ant, Cat, Gobert over the big 3 person.
Listen, I think it's fair. I think that's fair. I could change it. I don't care. But just in that series, Anthony Edwards' last 4 games of the series versus the Nuggets, he averaged 26, 5, and 6, shooting 43% from the field and 37% from 3. You know, they not
The Joker's last 4 was 33, 11, and 7.
Hey, listen, he was exceptional. He was
said,
exceptional.
Hey, listen.
Did you not hear that?
He was
Hey,
exceptional.
short
And had
coming.
40 in
That's
game
where you
1.
got
He had 43 in game 1 and 27 in game 2.
Yeah,
Yes.
those were 2 of our highest plays. But
Yeah. So like
they
for
also
the
went up 2-0, but then they also went down 2-3. So
yeah, listen, they came back. That's all that matters at the end of the
That's a
day. And Anthony Edwards had those historic moments.
That's a fact.
And he had those vibe moments. You know, my boy Ant showed up and he beat the Joker.
all right, so can we get into your
please.
top 5?
I
Respect
picked
him.
Minnesota.
You keep
there.
disrespecting him.
I picked Minnesota.
Respect him.
I was
Okay,
there.
number 5, I got SGA, J-Dub, and Chet.
They're at number 5.
Yes.
Okay. What's 4?
Okay.
Number 4 is Giannis, Damon Middleton. You know, Giannis is an MVP.
But you got issue with me with KD, Book, and Beal?
KD, Book, and Beal's not a great big 3, bro. We already seen a year of them playing basketball. I don't think it works.
I just don't know if Giannis, Dame, and Middleton
This
actually
guy
work.
is.
I don't think
funny.
it works.
On
He's a funny
paper,
guy.
on paper, they should work.
We allow too
I think
much
it works
on
if
this
they're
show.
What do you mean?
You were the only Suns
should.
advocate on this
It
show,
should.
and now
Yes.
that's it.
I
Done.
watched it. It doesn't work.
Talent-wise,
Beal doesn't work.
Big 3.
But we weren't saying just talent. We were saying if we want
Okay,
to build a team
fine.
around these 3 players.
Fine. Talent. Giannis or KD?
If you
Giannis.
want to build around a team around these 3 players, we've only heard so far one trio that's won a championship. One of them that he's listed, only one has won a
Okay.
championship.
Can round
No,
table?
who else?
Denver. Oh, he didn't say
All
Boston
I'm
yet.
exactly.
He said Boston.
Round table. Can we just answer these questions?
Yes,
This is a
Giannis
mess.
or KD?
Giannis.
Giannis, of course.
Dame or
Booker,
or
easily,
Booker?
Devin
easily.
Booker.
That's D Book. Middleton or Beal?
Coin
Middleton.
flip. And honestly, I understand.
And I would go Middleton.
if he's
I think Giannis, Dame, and Middleton as a trio is better than KD, D Book, and Beal. I think I'd rather build a team around them and their skill sets than the Suns. Then I think the Mavericks with Luka and Kyrie, they're carrying it a lot. And then Clay is here. That's why I could have sorted my list differently. There are some spots I don't
You have
feel
the
the best
Mavericks
about.
over the Nuggets also.
That's
Over the
why I'm
Thunder,
saying
too.
I could have sorted differently. I think with the Mavericks and the Thunder, it's just I seen in the playoffs, even though it was decided by a couple plays here and there.
I'll tell you what, and I'll level here. The one that I feel like the only one that I feel moved about to move KD, Book, and Beal out of mine is SGA, J-Dub, and Chet. Just because I think they
They're
follow
locked in my top 5
So
so
many,
easy.
they literally answer everything that you need in a basketball
Yeah,
court. To me,
they're
I'll
beautiful.
concede that. I'll put them 5 for me. But KD, Book, and Beal still needs respect on a talent perspective alone. KD and Booker alone are probably the best scoring duo we have in this game.
The Sixers, I think in terms of talent in the trio, Joel Embiid, even with the question marks that comes his way, he's an MVP.
Yes.
And you can't argue too many number 1 guys are better than him on his list.
Nikola Jokic.
That's really it.
But you put him.
Or Giannis or Luka, to be
If you
honest.
could adjust this, where would you put the Nuggets?
They're in the top 5. I don't know where yet.
Okay.
I could adjust it.
You can finish.
But Joel Embiid's an MVP. Tyrese Maxey's an all-star, and quite frankly, he just averaged 26 and 6. He played closer to an all-NBA level than an all-star.
I'm not
And
disagreeing.
Paul George played at an all-NBA level. These aren't just 2 regular all-stars. They're legit all-NBA talents with the MVP. I don't believe in the Sixers. There's a lot of question marks. I mean, injury history, how they're going to fit, even though I think that's going to be a bit seamless. I think they complement each other perfectly. But the depth around the team, there's question marks around them. But as a talent, from just pound for pound talent perspective, there are very few trios. Only one trio I'd rather build a team around than this one, if you can guarantee me that the injury stuff won't happen. But with injuries, that's why they're going to be lowered. But talent for talent, they're a top 2 trio.
Who's number 1?
Number 1 is the Celtics.
Oh, word.
The
Wasn't sure.
Celtics are the
Wasn't
Celtics
sure.
are number 1.
Because a few months ago, you
Well,
had the Jays off like the top 5.
With Denver, I would put them over Minnesota. I would.
They're over OKC.
They're
I
over the
think
Bucks.
Chet might be the difference maker in that
They're,
OKC
they're
thing.
over the Bucks.
They're over the Bucks and Mavericks.
and they're
for me
over
so
the
easily.
Mavericks.
Yep. You're right. No, so I'd have
And they're
Denver.
over Philly.
I'd had Denver top 3. I think talent for talent, Philly is a better big 3.
But we've already spoken about. Listen, I have them number 3 for me. Obviously, they're amazing. I think talent-wise, fit-wise, it's going to be great. But PG and Embiid are unreliable. They're unreliable.
Let me ask you, though. Joel Embiid, Nikola Jokic is Jokic.
Correct.
Is it a clearing when both of them are healthy?
Yes.
It's a clearing still, you think
For me,
so?
I would take the Joker.
Embiid's defense definitely matters to me.
Also,
but his
playoffs-
impact as an offensive player.
What's the level? Like, if Jokic is here, where is Embiid?
I think he's a tier above Embiid.
I agree.
Yes, he is a tier above.
Am I crazy for saying Tyrese Maxey and Jamal Murray are right there?
I think that's
Not insane.
It's not insane.
You
Not
will get no
insane.
pushback from me. But here's
Although
the thing.
in the
You had
playoffs,
Jamal as a top 5 point guard
say that.
defense.
Maxey was awesome this
Because
season.
yeah, Maxey, it's a
Maxey
short
declined.
sample size,
No,
but
you're
he
cheating
balled.
now. Now you're being wishy-washy. You had Jamal as a top 5 point guard prior to this playoffs.
yeah, you're having a manic
Maxey
break
is
this
not.
No, he had a terrible
Maxey's
playoffs.
amazing, but he's not there
He was
yet.
also hurt.
Jamal Murray didn't have
He
a
had
good
a
playoff.
But I
quote
think
unquote
the- I think the point is
terrible
they're in the same
playoffs
world.
and still
Jamal
had
and
2 buzzer
Maxey.
beaters.
Not according to him. That's why I'm confused.
No, I mean, yeah.
If Jamal's in the top 5, Maxey's not there yet.
Yes,
He's not there.
yes,
He's not
yes.
there yet.
According to me, because point guard lists they vary. I mean,
they don't.
the guard spot is so packed with players
vary.
in that top 5.
Shit, I mean, after the WCF,
Top
people
four,
like
I feel
Kyrie
like
is
the top
one of the
four
best point guards
are-
in the game.
He's like a 2 guard.
They don't
but-
really vary because the 4 guards are pretty locked. Luka, Steph, Brunson, SGA, those are 4 locked. Obviously, SGA is better than Brunson, but you understand. Those 4
Brunson
are
just
stamped.
got locked.
I think that's a good
Correct.
point, but think about
He
it.
did just get locked.
Coming into this year, we had Dame very high, and he fell.
That's only Dame,
after
though.
this year.
The same. It's been the same 7, and the 7 has been John Moran, SGA, Luka, Steph. Brunson just got there. But those majority
Trae.
got Trae Young. They've been hovering around the top 10 for a while. New guys. Fox came in like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Hallie just came in.
Jamal.
Yeah.
But for Jamal, you just put him in you jumped him all the way to 5.
Yeah, no, Jamal Murray is exceptional. He's a superstar in the playoffs.
So, I don't
Tyrese
know.
Maxey just took a leap this past year where he went from 20 to 26 a night.
No,
The issue
that was a
was-
massive
Maxey's
leap.
a dog.
showed up
The
in the
issue
playoffs,
was,
too.
though, without Embiid, was not that same dominant level of player. That being said, with Embiid on the court,
And I
he's
hate
just as
and
good
let me
as a
ask
lot
you
of
But
about
even
this.
without
Is Jamal
he-
going to be a dog without Jokic?
But
on the
this is
court?
why I want to
That's a
ask
good
again,
point.
because you told me without Joker, you feel like Jamal will still be that same player.
he will still be a dog.
Maxey's
Tyrese-
he's not as efficient
no,
as
he's
he
not.
is,
But he's still a
without
dog. Tyrese
The
Maxey
dog
averaged
is the
24,
efficient
25.
dog. The dog in Maxey is when he's efficient. He's hitting that 3
This
ball.
is also
he's
Maxey's first
downhill.
year being in this role that he's
sure.
the lead guard. He
Yeah,
has to
yeah.
facilitate
So
everything.
I know, but I think if Jamal Murray were to play without Jokic and he's the main guy and he has to step into a role like Maxey did, I think the team is a 500 team, depending on the roster around him. But I think Jamal Murray could give you 26 a night.
Easily.
He could do that. So, yeah, I do believe
Maxey,
that.
I don't think they was a 500 team. I think they were dreadful.
No, they were.
were-
They
yeah,
were.
they were
That's
way
why I'm
below.
saying
They
it
were way
depends on the
below.
team around him because Maxey was starting, but he didn't have much around him either. The Sixers team
Now, going
outside
into,
of him was
going
not
into
good.
this year, if you have Maxey and Paul George, you could hope you could be closer to 500 if Embiid goes
Yeah,
down.
and that's why the Sixers, okay, we got Maxey and Murray. I think they're on a similar level. And I think Paul George clears Aaron Gordon. So that's why I think from a talent level, they're better than Denver. While, they haven't accomplished nothing. But I'm just saying from a pound for pound, talent for talent, I'm not taking into account injuries.
It's just hard to ignore.
This is one of the most talented big threes right now.
It's hard to ignore because going into the playoffs, I don't trust Joel Embiid more than I do guys like just on my list. So I could do my top 5. 5, I have the Lakers. I think you could argue the Timberwolves. I think you could argue the Mavericks, even though I think Clay is the third, isn't the best. I would settle on the Lakers just because you have Bron and AD. And Reeves is a fine guard. He's not a dog by any means, but he's a fine guard.
73%
At
true
4
shooting,
is where I have
yeah.
the Sixers because the 3 spots ahead of them, I trust the Nuggets, Jokic, Jamal, and MPJ or Aaron Gordon. I just trust them as a group more than I do Embiid. I trust Maxey, but Paul George. At 2, I have the Thunder with SGA, J-Dub, and Chet.
Damn.
I think just having the guard, forward, center spot
where?
kind of, I
Nah,
have them
2's
at
high.
2.
2 is crazy.
I think if I'm saying going into next season and going forward, yeah, I would have them
You
at
trust them
number
over
2.
Denver?
Jamal,
It's 2 and 3. I don't think that's crazy.
I think it is.
I don't
It
think
is
it's
You,
crazy.
you felt it was crazy when the Jays weren't 1 on his list and they were
Facts.
2. That's just as crazy.
he's
That's
right.
fair. That's fair.
shit.
All I ask is a flip.
Thank you.
All I'm asking is Denver at 2. That's all
I
I ask.
agree.
I think the mix, or not the mix-up, but the Nuggets have the championship, so that's fair.
And
If
J-Dub
Chet-
wasn't that great.
He wasn't. No, but it's also
Chet
his first
wasn't.
time.
Chet was,
This is year 2. But I'm
Defensively,
saying
he was tough.
these players are so young that J-Dub and Chet could be better
You're
than.
projecting with them.
It's partially projecting, I guess, but that's probably not fair because I'm not really doing that with anybody
It's partially
else.
projecting, but they're nice. I mean, J-Dub,
I don't know what
19 a night. Chet was the defensive player of the year
so confused. Why
candidate. No, the
Like
thing
next
is,
year, J-Dub
just the
could
way
be
he
better than
slid in
Jamal
on that.
Murray.
Nice.
No, the
Chet-
thing
if Chet
is-
takes the leap, he could be better than like
yeah,
Jamal
you're
Murray.
projecting.
I understand what Dehls is saying. I don't even think it's a projection because I think
He
I
is
look at the OKC Thunder and I say they have those are 3 stars, and one of them is an MVP candidate.
I understand that.
Yeah, Jokic just won the award though 3
You
of
have
the last 4 years.
For you to say, you have to
Jamal
project that,
was
'cause they're
just-
not 3 stars right now.
They're not.
They're not.
They're
So
not.
you're projecting that.
I think Chet is a star.
Okay. I mean, cool.
He will.
Off
be.
year one.
We
He
gotta
will.
understand. This is not a
So Chet's a
duos
star?
list. It's a
Chet's a
trios
star?
list. You have to take into account Aaron Gordon, and
Is
Aaron
Aaron
Gordon
Gordon
is
a
the
star?
worst
Is he a
third
star?
He
of
played
all
better than
these
J-Dub in the
teams.
playoffs.
He did.
He was
Easy.
sometimes their
Easy.
bucket getter. So let's stop.
Did Aaron
doing-
Gordon play
What-
better
are
than
we
Chet?
You know who's
projecting-
better.
Are we
Did
projecting?
Aaron Gordon play better than Chet too? Yes or no?
You can argue.
Not defensively, hell no.
Aaron Gordon was.
Chet just didn't have a shot.
I would concede though. I think that's fair to have the
I
number
appreciate
set too.
that.
I
That's all I'm
appreciate
asking.
that.
think
But
it's
you
fair.
know who's better. J-Dub and
No,
Chet
we know
both clear
who's gonna
Gordon.
be better.
Number 1 though, Ray, I have the Celtics.
Wait. Who's better now, Chet or Aaron Gordon?
I thought you meant the trios. My fault. No, it's Chet, but like, okay,
J-Dub or Aaron Gordon?
J-Dub.
Jamal Murray or J-Dub?
It's Jamal Murray.
Jamal
But
Murray or
J-Dub can
Chet?
be better than Jamal.
Yeah, no, for sure. He should
Jamal
be,
Murray.
but like,
Okay, so
Yeah, no, it's
2
Jamal
of the
Murray.
3
You can't-
players.
you
J-Dub,
can't
there's a world, I don't know how likely, J-Dub and Chet could be better than Jamal Murray as soon as next year.
That's
It'd be a
rude.
big leap.
That's
That's
rude.
I'm saying it's
That's
not crazy.
rude.
a little bit, just a
I
little.
don't think
Hot take.
Jamal
Jamal
crazy.
has one bad playoff series, and this is where we're going.
It's a hot take.
It's a hot take.
It's a hot take.
It's not out of the realm of
We're
possibility.
asking a lot.
It's not out of the realm of
I'm
possibility.
just saying we're asking a lot. You know, and they're young, and I feel like we should let them grow into who they are.
Yeah, I'm asking a lot, but you know,
and Jamal
sometimes
was
gotta ask
banged
for a
up
lot.
too, and he still was.
Well, here's
Listen,
my
if-
list.
if
Yeah,
the
I'm
Thunder-
interested.
Hold on, one last thing. If the Thunder want to take a leap to the WCF to the finals, one of those dudes are gonna make a leap.
are.
They're not gonna get to the finals with J-Dub playing how he played last year, with Chet playing how he played last year. One of those dudes, because everyone's all in on the Thunder. You get Caruso, you make these moves, you get Hartenstein, but at reality, SGA is gonna show up. But J-Dub or Chet needs to take that leap into like, I am a solidified
Yeah,
number
but
2 and I could go to war with these other number
The thing
twos.
with that, Dehls, and I agree. I'm not saying somebody has to take a leap, but you have to take now a leap into a Jamal Murray category. And him in the playoffs, as we know, is different. And then SGA, love SGA to death, top 7 player in the world.
He's not
still
Jokic.
not on the Joker's level. So you have to kind of take a double leap to even get to them.
Can I
think,
say this?
I think the team's good enough where SGA does not have to be Jokic.
Let me also say this: SGA was just perfect against
great.
the
Yeah,
Mavs.
he was
was
amazing.
great.
He was perfect.
He's not
No
far
one
off
else
from
was showing
Jokic.
up.
Okay,
Now, his playmaking
this is
needs
where
work.
we get
His
crazy.
playmaking needs work.
Not far off from Jokic. Can you stop?
There's
Bro.
a tier gap between them,
Oh my
like such a
goodness.
comfortable tier gap.
As a scorer, Jokic is
No,
still
it's
one
actually
of the best.
no,
in
it's
the
actually
game.
ridiculous that you think
Playmaking.
SGA is not far
What
off
the
from like,
fuck?
the Joker.
Okay.
No, like it's insane.
well, he thinks Luke is better than the Joker, so
But Luka has a grasp to
He
be
has a
in
better
the tier.
case. He has a better case.
No, by far. Actually, SGA is not on Luka's level yet. So
Same tier.
I don't understand what you're doing here.
Listen, I think the best player
Is
in
he
the
even on
world.
Giannis's level?
That's an argument. That's an argument. That's an argument.
SGA and Luka, hear me out.
You can make an argument for it.
Hear me out.
I don't
SGA
think
over Luka?
I don't think SGA is better.
Luka's an all-time
We can make an argument.
offensive player.
Agreed.
He is.
SGA's defense is amazing.
It's good.
it's good.
It's good.
Didn't he
It's
just get a DPOY vote?
Brother, stop it with that,
TPOY
please.
vote.
It's good. No,
Got
SGA
one,
That
got
matters. He got one.
The Luka
a
play, the
bonus talent
playmaking
for
gap between them two is like
No,
gaps.
it's
And Luka's a
astronomical.
better scorer. He's
He
a
is.
better.
He is.
But I mean, Luka just had one of the worst defensive series we've seen.
No, listen. He did not help
like-
He
himself.
did,
with
Joel.
that.
I don't know. I don't want to care about defensive rating.
Easy.
You
He's
watch
a bet-
those
like,
games.
Not even question better score.
Luka's a better scorer.
Yeah, I mean,
No question. He's
Luka's
a
No
better
question.
one. No
Luka's
question.
probably the
Playmaking,
best scorer in the
I'm not
league.
even thinking about it.
Luka's
It's
probably
Luka
the best
by
scorer in the
far.
league.
scoring, too.
Luka is
he just led the league in scoring.
I don't even need
And-
that.
and just
Like,
as a three-point
he
shooter,
can score
too,
from
you know,
everywhere.
like-
Like,
but so can SGA.
he's
And
not a good three-point
he's
shooter.
more efficient in the mid
He just
range.
doesn't take a
volume.
lot. Yeah,
At
he doesn't take a
volume.
lot.
He's more efficient in the mid
Yeah, I don't
range and
acknowledge
getting
the
downhill.
two attempts and shit,
I
you
think
know?
Luka, for
40%.
the size, probably you probably
40%
take
Jump
him
it
as
up
a
three
finisher.
more. And we'll
Here's
see.
the thing.
But SGA as a finisher is up there with
I think what you
anybody
said
in the
is fair.
game.
Luka has the post
I seen the
work.
tier list that Dehls
But so does
put up on
SGA.
Twitter the other day.
I like Luka.
I don't
you're
agree
right.
with the tier list where Jokic is like neons above everybody.
He was in tier by
I think
himself.
I think
You
the
did do
No, you had Jokic and Giannis.
No, yeah,
my
Jokic-
apologies. I had Giannis.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
I think there's 3 players that are in discussion for best player in the world when they're healthy. That's Jokic, that's Luka, and that's Giannis. Those are the
I
three
think
guys.
they're in a tier by themselves, though.
Yes, and I think SGA is in that
There's an
next tier
alligator.
over.
I mean, there's a
Polar
there's
bear?
a polar bear in
no,
Texas.
there's not. No, there's not. How about you
There is.
respect Luka Doncic? There's not a polar bear in
There's
Texas.
a polar bear
No, there's
sticking
not.
out.
No, there's not.
You can
No,
point
there's
him
not.
out from a mile away.
No, there's not. Please respect Luka, Dehls.
Can we talk about Giannis?
My goodness.
I need SGA needs a little bit more resume
For sure.
in the playoffs to get in that tier.
I agree with that.
Was
Got
game
two
3 out of
champions,
Luka
a dude
the
that made
biggest
it, got
meltdown we've
embarrassed.
seen out of a
No.
superstar
Unfortunately,
happens.
since
Happened to
2010?
Tatum.
yeah.
Happened to
Happened
Tatum.
to LeBron.
2011?
I don't know. I'd have to go
Happens
back
the
and look at
greats.
it.
Sometimes
It's not
you
as
need
bad
that.
as people
But we
overblew
get-
it to be, though.
No,
No, it's not.
4 fouls in second half.
Get some better officiating.
Oh my god.
My goodness.
Well, remind me
Oh,
which game was
BS.
officiated well.
Game 4.
Oh.
That was the best officiated game of the series.
forgot.
They were actually fair. God forbid.
Top
I
five.
think SGA is knocking on the door, though. That's what I mean. You know,
I'll be honest.
he's knocking on the door.
If you want
Need a little more.
to include Luka in that, which you should be, you got to include SGA. In my humble opinion.
no, you don't.
I think so.
Luka's a 5-time All NBA, first time
You lost me
All
with that.
NBA.
SGA just
player.
did it 2 years in a row, though.
Okay, but Luka's done it
Luka's been
5
that
years in a
since
row.
5 years.
I understand. I'm not
What do
taking
you mean?
longevity into
Luka's
it.
a way better player performer.
Has SGA been to a
Whoa,
conference
that's not
finals
fair.
yet?
Luka
Doncic
SGA
has been to 2 conference finals with
respect
2
that.
different
Yes,
rosters. He's been to the
SGA
NBA
He's starting to
finals.
sound like
But
me. He's starting to sound
Question,
like me.
did Giannis' team not just get out in the first round 2
Oh
years in a
wait,
row?
you said Giannis or SGA?
I said, well, Giannis has to be in there.
He said
man.
Giannis is
SGA.
in
He
it.
said
Is it?
SGA.
I know. I'm talking about SGA.
Yeah,
He's
he
talking
needs
about
more.
SGA.
He needs more. There's one playoff series.
But it was 2, and both
the
were.
Pelicans team's all right. And
He was
were,
all right.
They were injured.
He
Yeah,
didn't
the
play
Mavs,
up
he
to
was
his
really good,
standards
though.
the
against
Mavs
the
is when he brought his game.
Mavs
Obviously, the
averaged
Pelicans,
30.
they were coasting.
No one
They
else was showing
dominated
up.
them.
Yeah, but that's
Who
what I'm saying. He has
cares?
one series.
Against the
He
Mavs,
struggled though
though.
against the Pelicans shooting the ball. He did.
I got some defenders.
SGA probably played well.
Probably had a C
probably
plus
the
grade.
best against the Mavericks defense of any player.
No, he did. He
He
was
was
amazing.
amazing.
It's because he could hit the mid-range shot efficiently, and that's something that Anthony Edwards couldn't do and Jason Tatum couldn't do. But SGA was amazing. I'm not
But you're
taking
putting
anything away
that
from
one
that.
against Luka's like 6'7".
I'm not
Luka-
saying he's Luka
Luka
yet. No.
Doncic-
I'm saying in that tier of player.
No,
though.
I don't think so.
You
Luka
put that one
Doncic
against the Joker's it's just not.
I'll be
For
honest,
5
Drew,
years in
I
a
got
row-
Luka in that same tier.
for 5
Luka and
years in a
SGA.
row, Luka Doncic
Okay.
has been a top
All right,
5
so
player in
here-
the league.
As a scorer, though, I think it's different. But
Yeah,
defensively, Luka was just so damn bad in
But
the finals. I
defensively,
can't just
SGA is
ignore it.
like that.
Yeah, but we also can't ignore everything Luka did leading up to the finals.
Agreed.
Why do we act like he
I'm
didn't
not.
take a step forward in defense? He played
He had
good
moments.
defense the
Agreed.
entire playoffs.
He had moments
Yeah.
of being
As
really
a whole,
good.
it was
He
good
had two
defense.
good. He had 2 good series, 2 bad series.
2 good series.
He's right.
The Clipper series was not bad.
It wasn't bad, no, but I would
was
say
alright.
against the Thunder, he wasn't that impressive,
No, he
and against the
wasn't.
Celtics, he wasn't that impressive.
Correct.
The Wolves, he fucking cooked.
You did cook, but
I
then
mean,
it wasn't
everyone
hard for
did.
them.
The
Yeah.
Thunder, I'll give. Sorry, I just let out a lot of spit with the water. The Thunder, I can concede to the first half of the series because the major reason why they were able to close them out is because Luka went otherworldly.
Game
he went
6
godly.
was not a great defensive performance out of the Mavericks.
No, but I'm saying Luka Doncic.
We're talking
his,
about defense.
His
I'm
numbers.
only talking defense.
I was just saying as a whole, I didn't think he had a great series against the Thunder.
Oh,
He didn't have a great series against the
He
Clippers.
didn't have a great series against the Clippers, nor the Thunder, and nor the Celtics.
Minnesota, he destroyed them.
It was easily his best series.
Clippers, he was better than
because
Thunder,
against
though, I think.
OKC, Game
His
5,
first half was nuts.
Game 5, he had 31, 10, and 11. In Game 6, he had 29, 10, and 10 on great efficiency.
I was only talking defense, but yeah, as a whole, I understand the
Him
argument
showing
there.
up was the reason why they closed out the series. Because if he kept playing inefficiently like he was before those games, they would have
It'd be
lost the
nuts of me to
series.
say PJ Washington and
Well,
Derek
he
Lively.
helped. He helped, but PJ Washington was the difference maker early in the series.
Mm-hmm.
The last 2 games, I believe, Derrick Jones Jr. had
Yes,
multiple 20-point
you're right.
games.
You're right.
But Luka Doncic, I mean, of course, his best
So
player.
against the
on
Clippers, he averaged 30, but he shot 40% from the field and 23% from the 3-point line.
What about the Thunder?
Let me check.
Hey, listen, to his, but this is
Wait, Riv,
40 and
I'm waiting
23
to
is
see my
for
list.
anyone's
I'm waiting.
standards.
I'm begging to say my list.
I'm ready. He can look it up.
Okay. At 1, I got the Jays and Porzingis. 2, I have Denver. So the Joker, Jamal Murray. I put Aaron Gordon. 3, I have Milwaukee. I do think talent is there. I think their fit is good. They just have to be healthy. I really do. If Chris Middleton's play like this, I do like their fit. 4 is where I slotted Philly. And 5 was a toss-up between Dallas or the Lakers. That for me, that was the toss-up.
Would you have it too?
2, I had Denver.
Okay. So you don't have. I'm sorry, unless I misheard. I was looking
I
at
don't
the
have
numbers.
OKC
you went
in my-
don't have
Milwaukee
OKC.
3.
I win Milwaukee.
So, if I come up to you right now and I say you could going forward build a roster around SGA, J-Dub, and Chet, or Giannis, Dame,
I'll
and
take the
Middleton.
younger players, of course. But
Okay, just going to 2024.
if it's just flat out,
Keep
just
going
these
to
three,
2024.
is the Bucks healthy?
Yeah, I understand.
The concerns are there. Like, you're going to the season shit could happen. We know.
Where are the Sixers?
I'm 4.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't look at health too much in this department.
Here's a trend that I noticed when looking at the big threes, outside of a couple anomalies, is that when you have 3 very talented players, and this doesn't apply to the teams that have a fringe third that's not an all-star level player, when you have 3 very talented players, you cannot have depth around them. Because in a vacuum, the Bucks' big 3 is better than the Thunder's big 3. If you give the Bucks the Thunder's roster surrounding
winning.
the big
They're going
3,
to the finals.
they're the favorites to win the NBA
Not
championship.
against that.
That matters. The Celtics with their trio got depth. The Sixers don't have depth yet. The Nuggets,
Don't really
they
have
just
depth.
lost their depth.
Yeah.
Am I wrong for saying I like the Sixers surrounding pieces right now, though?
3 guys.
It's solid.
But
At 6
Eric
is
Gordon,
Gordon.
you have
Kelly Oubre,
Andre Drummond,
Jared McCain.
that's
not
mid.
that's not.
It's not eye popping.
It's pretty
It's
bad.
better.
don't
I think
know.
it's a better cast than they
Kelly
had last
Oubre
year.
really played well last
Is it?
year. Eric Gordon as
You
a
have Andre
3
You
Drummond
don't know
now.
who Jared
terrible.
McCain is at this point.
I know, but you have
also-
Drummond.
Drummond as a
Gabriel
backup
Oubre.
big is huge.
I'm thinking of
Solid.
it like they're facing the
Eric
Celtics in
Gordon.
the playoffs. How does it look?
Eric Gordon's not a bad.
He's just
fifth
this guy going
option.
against in the East. You're going against the Knicks.
Who's their
I'm putting
starters?
Eric
Who's
Gordon,
starting?
Starting most likely is going to
Oubre
be
and
Maxey,
PG, Maxey,
Oubre, Facts.
Embiid, and I don't know who the fuck's
Correct.
going to be.
PG, Paul George probably play the 4.
You don't want him playing.
Yeah,
the
but
4.
this is the thing. This
He
is the
could
thing.
though.
They
You're
don't-
playing Boston.
They only
you
have
play
3
four.
starters. They only have 3 starters.
Kelly Oubre will start.
He's.
Yeah.
I
You
view
probably
him
could
more as
play
a bench
Kelly as the
player.
3, and you put PG
I
at the
don't
4.
know if they have an option
Eric?
not to start him.
Yeah, come on. Eric
Or Jared?
Eric Gordon's not a starter.
But here's what we're
but the
talking about.
defensively,
You
that's
have
where
to
it gets
start
food.
Eric Gordon or a combo of Eric Gordon and Kelly Oubre or Jared McCain and Kelly Oubre. That's not good.
You're not
I don't think
starting
you could
Jared.
start.
And then what
Jared.
happens to your bench? You have no bench. So they got to make some more moves. The Sixers got no depth. The Nuggets just lost their depth back-to-back seasons with Bruce Brown and KCP.
Milwaukee's depth is
The
old.
Bucks have no depth. They're relying on DeLon Wright coming in. The Thunder have depth, but they've had the luxury of the contracts. The Mavericks, I think they have depth. The Timberwolves have depth. The Lakers, no depth. The Suns, no depth, and the Knicks have depth. What
do you mean
I
no
had the
depth?
Knicks in my
D'Lo,
finals.
Rui,
Cook,
You have 5 players.
Dalton Connect.
Don't connect. Okay,
Suns just made
Vando?
some moves.
They
Gabe
did
Vincent.
sign
Not a ton.
Monte Morris.
not a ton.
Gabe Vincent's a firm role player.
You don't have depth, bro.
Bro, what did he play? Like not 10
got
games?
injured. Get off of his back.
The Lakers don't have depth.
Vando,
Minnesota
Rui,
has depth.
D'Lo.
I think Nas Reed just won 6 man
Jaden,
of the year.
Nas,
Who else?
Nikhil.
That's it.
Rob Dillingham.
They
Can't
lost
count him
Kyle,
yet.
but they had Kyle Anderson last year. Lost Kyle
They
Anderson.
lost Kyle. They got 3 players.
Off their bench.
I would take those 3 over the Lakers.
Christian
No,
Wood?
Jaden starts.
Come on,
Bro, Christian Wood's
You're right.
a decent offensive player.
that's your argument. He's a decent offensive player.
As a role player, what more do I want?
Yeah, I guess.
I think it's better depth than what they have.
That's 6 players, essentially.
Did I name garbage? Not really.
Who'd you name? Vanderbilt's
Rui,
cool, but he
D'Lo, Vando, Gabe,
Christian Wood.
Christian Wood.
The Timberwolves do have 3 very
Surrounding
good players on the
LeBron
bench,
James,
though.
AD, and Reeves.
Nas Reed, Nikhil. I think Rob is going to be really good.
You can't count him though. We said we wouldn't count Rick.
I think I'm going to count Rob.
So if
Dillingham.
you can count Rob, I can count
That's
Dalton.
like so
So we're up.
sure,
For sure.
I can give you Dalton Connect.
Who's going to be better this upcoming season, Dalton or Rob?
I think if Dalton starts, it'll be him.
Just because it's what you think, don't mean we can count it.
Okay, but is Rob Dillingham crazy to count as Timberwolves depth?
I just don't think we know yet.
We gotta wait.
Because I really think he's going to be in the
We gotta wait.
rotation.
I
think he's
early
gonna
on.
be
we
relied
know
on.
he's going to be in the rotation. The question is he going to be good or bad?
Did we count Cason Wallace into the Thunder's
No,
depth
we did
coming
not.
into the year?
Probably not.
No, we didn't.
We didn't?
We didn't know
Okay.
where he was going to be.
Cason's him.
Okay, so of all these teams, the Celtics, if you just answer yes or no, they have depth.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Sixers,
No.
TBD.
the Nuggets,
They lost it.
No.
the Bucks,
No.
No.
the Thunder,
Yes.
Yes.
the Mavericks.
Yes.
They have solid depth. They're not unlike
Better depth than half the
Boston's
teams we
or the
just said.
I'm going to
Thunder's
say
level.
yes.
I'll say yes.
The Timberwolves.
Sure. You
I think they
convinced
do.
me.
I think having Nas Reed right up there, that moves me a
You
lot.
convinced me. You
Yeah,
convinced me.
Nas, Jaden, that's a great duo as depth
Jaden
pieces.
too, for
So,
sure.
yeah.
Mike Conley, solid.
The Lakers.
I'm honestly saying yes.
Iffy.
They're
Yeah.
they're iffy. They're the Sixers kind of boat.
As a Laker fan, I say yes, but
I
I
think
think,
the
you
Lakers have
guys
better
are
than
right.
Sixers.
I think the Lakers have
iffy.
better depth than the Sixers.
It's better depth than the Sixers. Is that as good as the Mavericks?
Is it?
No, because I would have to count the rookie, and I said I want it. So, no.
But just
I don't trust D'Lo.
D'Lo,
at all.
Rui.
I really don't.
over Clay.
We got a POA, bro. That matters.
Or not Clay, PJ, Lively.
I don't trust D'Lo. And
know,
Jared
having
Vanderbilt,
Lively-
you can't play him
having
for
Lively
a
at the
certain
top
amount
of
of
that is
time.
pretty big.
Rui's cool though.
Rui is cool.
Rui's cool.
He's easily my favorite of the bunch.
I'd count as your
Which is
depth
crazy because D'Lo's lit.
It's Reeves, Rui.
Reeves, Rui,
Well, Reeves is part of the big three.
Dalton
Oh!
Connect probably.
Gotta
So,
kick him
Yeah,
out.
Reeves
Reeves-
is a part of the big three.
He doesn't
Damn.
count.
So
Well,
the
then,
depth would be
the depth kinda
Rui,
stinks down
D'Lo.
there.
Why?
D'Lo.
Christian Wood.
And Christian
Vando.
Wood.
I think that's solid.
And Gabe.
It's all right.
That's
all right.
Vando, you
It's
can't play him
teetering,
for
it's
more than
teetering.
20 minutes.
And if I say Cam Reddish, what are you going to say?
It's
Nothing.
wrong. I'm just gonna say it's wrong.
Wow,
It's my
you
dog,
fell
but-
off.
it's my dog, but, brother, he's not a part of the depth.
You fell off, bro.
The Phoenix Suns.
No.
If
You know, they just signed Monte Morris and Mason Plumlee.
They did.
never mind. No.
You know what's sad too? I want to count Ryan Dunn on this one, even though I know we just said no rookies. I think he's going to be an immediate impact.
You
defender.
love guys who can't score but defend.
Correct.
So I got a question. With the Phoenix
defense
Suns, this
version.
is I'm taking
Isn't
a
that
little turn
ironic?
here. But I was thinking about the Suns and what does the Suns starting lineup look like? What does it look like?
Royce O'Neal's going to start. They're going to start the big three again.
Big three.
You cannot bring $53 million.
You're starting
off the bench.
Royce O'Neal over Grayson Allen.
Oh, shit.
Because he's still on the team.
KD
Grayson's
can-
in.
Oh, damn it.
I think you run
Grace has to start?
Grayson, Booker, Beal, KD.
Royce isn't a
and
bad
Nurkic.
shooter, though. Is it crazy to bring Grayson off the bench?
Grayson
Am
just
I
led the league in
crazy?
3-point shooting.
I know it's going to sound crazy.
If he starts to struggle, then sure.
Am I
You're putting
crazy
Beal on the
for
bench.
having this starting lineup?
He's putting Beal on the bench.
Monte Morris, D Book, KD. I would start Ryan Dunn for defense and have Nurkic. And then off the bench, I'd go Beal, Grayson, Royce O'Neal.
I would start Royce
have
O'Neal
you
over
seen
Chris Dunn.
Ryan Dunn's tape?
Or Ryan Dunn.
I think his defense just really matters.
No, but have you seen his tape?
Have you,
Yes.
His defense? I have
Are
seen
you
tape,
starting
and
a
that defense
rookie
is
on the
sex.
Suns team with KD and
Dehls.
Book and all those
Dehls.
dudes? He's got to prove it before he ever
Think
goes
of
in
the
rotation.
worst
Beal's not
offensive
coming off
player
the bench.
in the NBA.
Okay, Rudy Gobert.
Okay, now think of Ryan Dunn.
He was just a first round pick, bro.
And
Get off
Ryan
his back.
Dunn can't get offensive rebounds like Rudy Gobert.
How do you know that? Like Rudy? Dog, come on. You said like Rudy. What a dick.
Starting him
I
is
think
tough.
I know. I just think
You
the
already don't
defense
have
really
no
matters.
advanced passers.
I would
We're here.
start Royce over him because at least you get some more shooting. Start Nurkic
Who's
at the
getting,
5.
who's getting Ryan Dunn the ball on cuts
And defense.
consistently?
Monty Morris.
Ooh, Morris at the 1.
I think Monte Morris.
Listen, they all had is vet minimums.
Yeah,
Brother,
they
put
did.
That's-
Beal back in the lineup.
That's about as good as you could do for.
Can they trade for Tyus Jones or no way?
I don't know if they trade for
I
anybody.
don't think so. The thing is with the
They're
Suns is that I think Bradley
you back
Beal.
in?
I know he's going to pay a lot of money.
Just spoke about how he was out. Now he's back in.
But here's the thing: Bradley Beal would be at his best if he's coming off the bench. If he could just
50
come in,
Wacos on the bench.
if he could just come in and get buckets, you don't got to worry about setting the table for Devin Booker or Kevin Durant. Let Monte Morris do that. You can bring in Beal in like the halfway point of the first quarter, and he just focuses on getting buckets and just
Why
scoring.
start Monte Morris? That's
Just
a crazy starter.
Just because he's the only point guard they have, and he can shoot well from three, so it still gives him some space.
He isn't going to get the ball a ton, though, in that lineup.
He doesn't need to because you want Devin Booker and KD.
So
to
why
have
don't
the
you
ball.
start Booker, Allen, Royce, Kevin Durant?
Now you
Nurkic?
have D Book playing the point guard role, where
You just said
Monte
he's going to
Morris.
have the ball the most of the time anyway.
I know, but it's different where Monte Morris is the one coming up calling plays, as opposed to D Book is the one doing it.
I mean, yeah, but dude, you running into the West and Monte Morris is just starting point guard. God bless.
Well, listen, the Suns aren't going to do anything anyway.
I think you just.
I just
at
think
that
it's
point,
best
just put-
case
yeah.
scenario because I think they do need a table setter to be like, okay, D Book and Katie, you guys get going. I'm not going to interfere. I'm just going to be here spotting up, waiting for an open shot to come my way, and then just play defense.
If Beal can buy into a 6-man role coming off the bench too, that's probably the best part or the best option for this
I just
team.
don't
I'm
see
so
it
good off
happening
that.
though. If you're having a $60 million man come off your bench,
You got to
bro.
make the
For
best out of a bad
Monte
situation.
Morris?
Yeah,
dog.
and Ryan Dunn. That's,
Well, Ryan Dunn wouldn't start, but Monte
Ryan
Morris,
Dunn's a wing
I
player.
see the idea.
like
Will
say,
it work? I don't know. But I think
Grayson
it's
Allen
worth
coming off
trying.
the bench. All right, I hear you. I can see that
The
happening.
spacing is so elite.
Well, even if it's not Ryan Dunn, it's Royce O'Neal.
They
starting.
have shooting regardless, even if
I
Grayson's
know,
on the
but I would rather have
coming off
Grace on the
six-man.
court than a dude who can't do anything.
But it's
on
like you
offense.
take Monty
You
off
need
the
some
bench and then you
semblance of
sub in
defense, too.
Grayson.
You have Monte in, you have Booker in, you have Ryan Dunn, you have Kevin Durant, you have Nurkic.
It's not terrible defensive line.
Ryan
It's
Dunn
not
still
great.
has, he has to adapt to the NBA. He
Facts.
cannot score.
I don't think Ryan
He's going to
Dunn
get out
is
the
starting
lineup
a
in
game
3
this year
minutes.
outside of injuries.
That's not a bad take.
So,
it's honestly a
I
very,
agree.
very
You know.
lukewarm take. So I
No,
understand.
we're here. That's insane.
I like Ryan Dunn.
Where do you
Sleeping
have your
on him.
Knicks
Sleeping
in the Big
They're
Three?
number 10.
Okay.
They're above the honorable mentions I had were the Pelicans and the Grizzlies.
The issue with the Knicks is they just don't have a number 2 with everybody else.
What's wrong? Pelicans? Disrespect? Grizzlies?
Might be.
Desmond Bain, Jaren, and
Should be top
Ja
10.
is
It's really good.
fire.
And they have great depth around.
Who's your
them.
9? I want to hear your list now. I'm curious. Let me see who I can argue.
So I
over.
changed it up. So
Thank
the Celtics were 1, the Sixers were 2, the Nuggets were 3, the Bucks were 4, the Thunder were 5, the Mavericks were 6, the Timberwolves were 7, the Lakers were 8, the Suns were 9, the Knicks are 10.
It's a pretty valid list.
Thank you.
Lakers.
I would put
8?
Memphis at 10, but
This conversation had me switching around the spots.
yeah.
You guys did a great job.
Gotcha, of course. Could have collaborated on one. I still would switch the Nuggets. And
who's the big
Sixers.
3 in the New York? This was Sway where I'm going.
Brunson,
with this.
Randall, McHale.
Oh, brother. They're not top.
Where the fuck is OG?
Brother.
You're gonna not
Mikal?
count the guy that? No.
McHale's better than OG. Randall, I can maybe accept. But
Randall's
Randall's
not
a
going to
two.
be on the
Randall's
team
your all
opening
NBA player.
day.
He has to be. up
Randall
there.
is not going to be on the
that's
team
why he
opening
does.
day.
Randall is so disrespected, man. He's going to have a breakout season.
Randall or Desmond Bain. Player for player. Ignore the All NBA.
Yeah.
What if we push this Randall conversation to the second topic?
I just want to ask, just real quick.
We
Just-
could.
It's a quick
but
flop.
Here's
flop.
the thing. Here's the thing.
Just please
With-
answer.
I think Desmond Bain fits more, but I think what Randall did.
I don't need all that.
What Randall did when he led an Alfred Payne led point guard squad to the playoffs, I don't think Bain would
I
do
understand.
that.
Who's better? I didn't need all
Julius Randle's a better player
that.
than
Okay,
Desmond Bain.
thank you.
a better player.
Jaren Jackson or Mikal Bridges.
JJJ.
All right. Just wanna,
And Brunson's better than Ja. You know that.
we'll see.
You know that.
We'll see.
You
12
know
back.
that.
Hey, listen.
You know that.
3 months, man.
Oh, yeah.
12 back.
And then the Pelicans, Zion, B.I., DeJounte.
That's hot.
That's really
That's
good.
hot.
That's kind of mid.
That's pretty.
DeJounte or Mikal?
Mikal Bridges. Come on, man.
I trust Mikhail's defense getting back.
I'm going to be honest. It might be DeJounte. It might be.
We just want to trust things we feel like trusting nowadays. Why do you?
I think he'll buy in with New York. I
agree.
think DeJounte's still going to have a pretty decent offensive load.
He's going to have a
New
perfect.
Orleans.
He's going to
I
fit
think
perfectly in New
DeJounte
York.
would buy in defensively with New Orleans.
Of all the things
He will. He'll be better than Atlanta, but I think Mikhail at his site could be
Dude,
just as
I'm
impactful.
so off
if not
Mikal.
more.
Maybe
Who's a better
that's just-
offensive
Dude,
player, Mikal or him?
What?
Better offensive player, Mikal or
It should be
DeJounte?
DeJounte,
It
right?
should be.
They're close. I don't think it's a clearing.
I mean, Mikal's not an on-ball creator. So
DeJounte's
DeJounte's a better
mid-range.
playmaker.
DeJounte's mid-range took an unbelievable leap this past
it did.
season.
So did Mikal. Mikal shot
Was
well
it?
I think that's
Midi?
close.
Really? Okay.
I'll look it up.
Yeah, I'm
Of
interested.
all the things to distrust, I don't think Mikal Bridges' defense is one of them.
It wasn't good in Brooklyn.
Well, yeah.
So what do you
But
count?
Brooklyn
because
was
he
a
had
shit
to
show.
focus on something else. Though.
Same thing with DeJounte.
You're cooking, even though he shouldn't have. Though I'm not going to agree with that though, because offensively he shouldn't have had the
And
responsibility.
offensively, Brooklyn should have realized Mikal's not the type of guy.
As soon as he got traded, we knew he was going to have an offensive
But we
responsibility.
knew it shouldn't have been that.
But DeJounte had a responsibility to defense and was ass.
He also had to score, though.
but why?
They
though?
don't have another creator.
facts, but not
It's
at
the same thing.
I agree. I understand. I see where you're coming from.
I feel like in the
It's just
Eastern
tough.
Conference, the Celtics are still the team to beat. Of the Sixers, Knicks, or Bucks, who do you think poses the biggest threat to them?
I'm being honest, it is the New York Knicks. I see the way that the Philadelphia 76ers are building out the rest of their roster, and right now where I don't hate it, I just look at the fact of you have so much turnover from the last season for the New York Knicks. On top of it, you add Mikal Bridges. The team chemistry is already through the roof. We already know that. But in terms of fit and gelling together, there was no better player to add than Mikal Bridges. You needed another guy that could space the floor. You needed another guy that could be that secondary creator. And you needed another guy on the wing to play defense against the Jays. To pair that alongside OG Anunoby, who is arguably the best role player in basketball, who did just get a great amount of money, an exceeding amount of money that I never anticipated he would get. Happy for him. You do lose IH. That's bitter. There's no sweet. It sucks, truthfully. But God willing, Mitchell Robinson can be healthy. The X factor is Julius Randle. If Julius Randle plays the way that he did in consecutive playoff series that he's been in, they're not going to really have that true chance that I feel like they can have. It's all on his shoulders. He needs to raise his game up a level, but with the depth that the New York Knicks have, to me, it becomes simple when you probably have DiVincenzo coming off the bench. Josh Hart can maybe even flirt with the idea of coming off the bench. There are so many different rotations that the Knicks can go with. They're so deep. They're so versatile. I think Thibodeau gets slighted every single year when we talk about head coaches. Truthfully, we're talking about a top 5 head coach in Thibodeau. You want to talk about player development? There is really almost no one I would rather want than Tom Thibodeau, with the way that he's been able to maximize Brunson, with the way that he was able to to get IH $30 million a season, revitalize Mitchell Robinson's career. I'm going with the New York Knicks. I think that they have a lot of continuity off last season. They have an amazing star player in Jalen Brunson who shows come playoff time, I am reliable. They have a bunch of guys here who have been healthy for majority outside of, unfortunately, OG Anunoby and Mitchell Robinson. And Julius Randle, who's really been a model of health for a majority of his career outside of last season where he did have that shoulder injury. So I'm going to go with the New York Knicks. I just think that they have too much going for them and they're too deep of a roster.
I think that's fair, and I'm going with the same answer. I'm going with the New York Knicks. I just have question marks around the Sixers and the Bucks depth. That's the biggest thing with me. And this is not a disrespect. Sorry.
Imagine we just
That was be
our
crazy.
whole
Thank God it was
setup
close.
would have been done.
Can you hear yourself?
Yeah, I can.
You hear me?
No, it's perfectly fine.
Okay.
It's perfect.
Because I
you
can't hear that
you?
shit no more. No cap. I cannot hear that shit no more.
Did you hit this? There you go. You're here.
Oh,
now.
yeah. Facts. I am here. Thank you, Joe.
Gotcha.
So this is not a disrespect to the Boston Celtics. But when I look at every team in the Eastern Conference,
Make my day.
what team poses the biggest threat to them? The Sixers, they don't have the depth. They got the star power. They don't got the depth. The Bucks, they don't have the depth. It's the New York Knicks. This team is built to beat a team like Boston. And there's something that the Knicks have that the Bucks and the Sixers don't have. That's belief.
And aura?
That's a will to win.
Aura?
That's
Where's the will to win
believing
against the Pacers?
that I could beat this
God.
team. We were hurt. That's why.
fucked up.
The guys that believe weren't on the court. How about you show some
Jalen
goddamn
Brunson
respect
broke
to the
his
Knicks?
fucking hand.
They were up 2-0 and they could have gone up 3-0. I'm sorry, you can't just throw that away.
Andrew Nemhart had a out-of-body
It's a hooper.
experience.
The real
Nah,
point guard
he-
Indiana.
Oh, shit.
Andrew
What about TJ
Nemhart
McConnell?
has my respect.
TJ McConnell.
The real two guard of Indiana.
When I look at the Sixers, I look at a team that's led by Joel Embiid that has never been able to beat Boston in the playoffs in his career. I don't think it starts now. And when a team has your number in that way, you kind of start to not believe you can beat them anymore. You have the Milwaukee Bucks. They just got injuries.
You're
that's
a
their
funny
problem.
fucking
What do you
guy.
mean? What
you
are
know
we
why
talking
you're
about?
smirking. I mean, you know why.
I know. I don't know why.
How many times have we said straight face to you, they simply own the Philadelphia 76ers? I don't know, man. Something about it. I just feel good about the 76ers. I think Joel Embiid, it's just inevitable. Sometimes you can only get beat so much. And now suddenly, they just got their number. You know, they just can't.
He fears us now.
Yo, really, it took you guys winning a championship
Fears
for him
us.
to really feel it.
We got the respect.
He feels it
well,
now.
I mean, long deserved. Didn't take
'Cause I
genius
slept
to
on
figure
it.
that out.
Every time you say that shit, I gotta respect it.
I look at this. The Sixers, I think, just put themselves as one of the best teams in the East. Knicks versus the Sixers, pound for pound, top 10 players between both teams. Embiid is number 1. Jalen Brunson is number 2. Tyrese Maxey is number 3. Paul George is number 4. Then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 are all New York Knicks players. Mikal, OG, Josh Hart, Dante, Mitchell Robinson. We just have a way better team than them. And against the Celtics, you need this type of depth top to bottom. And we got 2 wing stoppers. How do you beat the Celtics? It's by having wing stoppers. The Sixers, they only have Paul George, which is great. But the second guy now you got to rely on is Kelly Oubre. That's not even on the same trajectory. With the Bucks, they have no defense whatsoever. The New York Knicks actually have the personnel to guard Boston as good as any team can guard them in a playoff setting. And that's why they're the biggest threat to them.
The Knicks have the ability to guard the Celtics, but I don't think they have the ability to score enough points to beat the Celtics. I think the only way
He forgets what Brunson
I
did
think
to
the
him.
only way Boston gets beaten, really in the foreseeable future, is by a team that has a dominating big. And you have Boston who has a banged up KP, an older Al Horford. That's really the path that I see Boston losing in the foreseeable future. And the reason why I wanted to bring Randall into this conversation is because I think Drew's right. You know, we're discussing whether Randall is going to even be on this team. I see both arguments, but I think the only way New York is able to make any sort of run is with Randall on this team. Because if you remove him, you're now removing your secondary creator. And everyone's going to be able to load up on Jalen Brunson. I don't think you're trading Randall and getting someone back that has the same sort of offensive skill. I don't know if that's the trade that New York is looking to make. I would assume it's more so you could get some salary cap relief. You're hitting up against that second apron soon. So if you remove Julius Randle from this team, sure, Mikal Bridges, OG, Josh Hart, all these dudes could defend. They got the Jays. That's a perfect matchup for the Jays. But then I'm going on the other side. who is creating for the Knicks outside of Jalen Brunson? Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, Dante DiVincenzo, all of these dudes. They can all hit shots. They could all hit threes. They could all space, but not many of them can create their own shot. So I think it makes it very easy, like we saw against Dallas this past finals, where Boston, we're going to play one-on-one up, straight up with your best guy, whether that's Jalen Brunson, Luka, Kyrie. We're going to play one-on-one, and we think our guys can guard you as good as anybody else. You're going to have Drew Holiday, Derek White, Jaylen Brown, and Tatum all seeing Jalen Brunson. That is an incredibly difficult situation to deal with. And then if Porzingis is healthy, now you have an elite rim protector. With that being said, I still think the Knicks probably have the best chance just because it's hard for me to trust those other units. It's hard for me to finally, this is the year Joel Embiid is healthy, and finally this is the year Paul George moves to the third option, and now he really settles in. He has a great playoff setting. For the Bucks, Doc Rivers figures it out with Giannis and Dame. Chris Middleton's able to stay healthy. They're going to be losing Malik Beasley unless he comes back for the minimum, so I don't really know who's getting put in to that starting rotation. The depth around them is very sketchy. So I would still say New York is the team to do it, plus coaching. I think I trust Tibbs over those two coaches as well. But I just think offensively, New York would have a very difficult time. I probably would have Tibbs.
Name brand. What do you guys say?
Is that crazy to say?
What
he said? Tibbs over O'Nurse?
I mean, I think they're in the same tier.
I'm fine with that. I just feel like Tibbs gets deemed this bad coach, one of the worst coaches in the league. That's just wildly wrong.
Somebody tweeted Kuminga better become Grant Hill for the injury.
Nah, I'm dead.
You saw they actually didn't involve Kuminga in the Paul George trade?
I don't know if that was true because Dunleavy said they did.
Oh, when he said that?
When it came out, when we got denied on Sunday.
He came out, he had a press conference or something?
Nah, it was like some shit on Bleacher Report. I seen it.
Oh yeah, it's probably, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I seen that they didn't involve Kuminga either.
Yeah, I don't know. They failed, but it's a tricky question because I think everything at this point, if you're not Boston, is matchup dependent. But I think in terms of these teams, I don't know why the Bucks keep getting talked about with injuries. Philly keeps getting talked about with injuries, and we forget basically the Knicks just dealt with a shit ton of injuries against the Pacers, and that was one of the reasons that they lost that series. Every man just went down for them.
The only reason.
OG has still been banged up with an injury. Like, this is another team that just dealt with injuries this playoff run. We usually see Giannis pretty healthy come playoff time. Same thing with Dame. The only real issue there is Middleton. I think in terms of play style and how to stop Boston, I do like the idea of a dominant big man being able to go down there and cause trouble. Unfortunately, I just don't trust Philly's depth. I don't like the players after their big three, and I don't know if they're going to be able to get better players. I do think the idea of getting Embiid, playing the double team, he has improved as a playmaker, and having, one of the best catch and shooters in the league in Paul George, and then Maxey on the wings with other players that can defend would be a good ingredients for stopping Boston. And of course, if Embiid is healthy, he can show up. That's a dream scenario. Mm-hmm. But that situation is pretty trustworthy. As far as Milwaukee goes,
is or isn't?
Huh?
Is or isn't trustworthy?
Isn't trustworthy.
Got it.
As far as Milwaukee goes, their roster outside their big three is just nasty. I don't like it. It's old. It's aging. Chris Middleton, when he's healthy, he's on one.
He's nice.
But when is he going to be healthy?
Facts.
Is he going to be available? We just saw Dame deal with a lot last year, so he has to bounce back from his play from last year. I think the answer is easily the Knicks, but I don't even know if they can match up with Boston. I do love their defensive aggressiveness. I love their dynamic duo. Is OG going to be able? Is he going to be available for that series? That's the question you got to ask. And on top of that, will they be able to score enough? Will Randle be able to elevate in the playoffs? 'Cause I think outside of Brunson, I think Boston's going to be able to defend New York pretty well. Just trust their guys one-on-one.
Julius
When
too?
Brunson, I'm saying if Randle isn't showing up.
Gotcha.
Brunson one-on-one, I think they'll be fine with the guys they have, and that's a tough matchup. So I think Randle, he's really the X factor. I don't know if they will trade him, but he's such a big X factor for this team because if he's not being that number 2 creator, I think Boston really is gonna, find that an easy matchup. In terms of the defensive end, we watched them be not inefficient, but we watched one of their best players be inefficient for the finals, and they still able to win that series. This team is just, they know how to score. They know how to find ways to win ugly, win clean, win nice. They've just found multiple ways of success with this starting five. So I think with Boston, the continuity is there. The chemistry is there. The talent is there. I don't think any of these three teams can match up with them at this point. Obviously, My answer could change in April. My April could change in May when we actually see these
Gotta
teams on the
sleep on
floor.
it.
Sleep on it for months,
Watch
for
it.
sure. Watch,
Yeah.
analyze
I love that's
it.
your new thing. I respect the
I
fuck
do
out
think
of
you
it.
have to do that. But as of right now, if I had to pick out these three teams, I do think none of them pose a challenge. It would probably be New York.
Julius Randle is such a weird player because his stats are amazing.
They are really good.
In 2020-2021 season, 24, 10, and 6, shot 46% from field, 41% from three. No other player in NBA history has had these numbers outside of Larry Bird. He's the only guy to have a season like this. This past year, he averaged 24, 9, and 5. The year before, 25, 10, and 4. It's about him showing up in the playoffs, but there are really nights where Julius Randle looks like a special player.
Let me say this too. Before the shoulder injury, Julius was really starting to really find himself and his fit in the offense more so, not really trying to settle for jump shots, but really assert himself down low. If he can really become that dominant paint presence with still the ability to stretch the floor, the Knicks become almost impossible to guard. Now you have Brunson who can get downhill, shoot the midi, shoot the three-pointer. Mikal Bridges obviously can be great off catch and shoot. You know Dante DiVincenzo is one of the best three-point shooters in the game. If Josh Hart's three-point shot in the postseason can translate into an entire season next year, this team becomes crazy. And I didn't even mention OG Anunoby. The Knicks team is awesome.
You know, Randle, coming out of college, he was known for his bully ball,
Yeah.
aggressive style, playing with passion on the court. And I think if there's a group of guys to get that side out of him, it's this team.
Hell yeah.
And if he can be the best version of himself, the Knicks have a championship ceiling, but it really does rely on a guy that, even though he's a two-time All-NBA performer, we don't even have the expectations of a role player for him when he gets into the playoffs.
He should,
because he just doesn't play well.
he should have a chip on his shoulder. Like going after we saw all of last season, the Knicks are the Nova boys. You go and solidify it by giving OG $200 million, training for Mikal. Julius Randle was at one point in time the New York Knicks, right? In that 2021 season, that 2020-2021 series, you were seeing him first time you guys made the playoffs in how many years, where he was the dude. Then you bring in Jalen Brunson. Now all of a sudden this is his team, which I think fair enough. But Julius Randle should kind of feel like I have to prove to, I think, myself, the team, and the rest of the NBA that I could come in and fit seamlessly, because we're having this discussion because we don't know if he's just going to fit perfectly, because he has had issues in the playoffs with inefficiency. Even during stretches of the regular season where he goes cold and sometimes doesn't have the best body language. When you have a team that is, for lack of a better word, just always is so positive and it's just the vibes are always so high, and even when things are going wrong, you know, they're still sticking together. I think you're hoping that Randle could come into this season and say, I want to be a part of this. I want to contribute to this team.
The Knicks
I just read something that the Spurs are trying to get Markin.
Laurie?
that'll be a
That
good
would be
The
awesome.
Warriors
That'd be a good
are
move.
chasing them.
shit. Chris Paul, Laurie, Victor Wembanyama.
Who did you say first?
Sheesh.
That could be a
Chris
10
Paul.
seed.
That's fine.
9.
Just pull my neck.
Why do you
Start.
pretend like Chris Paul's garbage?
The lack of respect.
If they got Laurie, are they a playing team?
Nah, he's starting.
The Spurs.
Ooh.
Chris Paul's starting.
Oh God.
Oh yeah, you know he's
Locked.
starting. He averaged 12
If they
points,
get
7
Laurie
assists
and the
as a
Warriors
starter
don't
last
get
year.
anyone, who would be better? The Spurs or the Warriors?
You would probably. I mean, it's Wemby versus Steph. You know who I'm going with.
Wemby?
Wemby?
Be serious. We were in the play-in last year.
You were.
Unfortunately.
That's what I'm saying. I think the Spurs maybe flirt with the 10 seed.
Well, not just us. They could take the Lakers spot too.
I don't disagree. It was just I saw you were in my
Be
vision.
dead ass.
The Knicks lost Isaiah
We've been in the play-in for like
Hartenstein.
3 years.
We were like a game out of 6.
We were a game out of 6 too.
Were you?
You guys were all mad close.
We were actually really close.
You
Well,
played,
listen,
you
the
played
thing
the
is,
9-10 game.
you're not gonna make the playoffs this year.
Probably not.
No, it's over.
You won't win a chip though. So
Maybe I can. There's a
it's
possibility.
always an I can thing with you guys.
Yeah,
It's
I
Who
can.
are you
can.
talking about here?
I can get Zion.
The
I
Knicks?
don't.
I'm talking about the
I
Warriors.
can get KD and Kyrie. I don't. It's always I can.
Oh,
thing.
with the Knicks?
Oh, my
Now's the time
See,
to get on them?
I knew
For
he
the
was
best.
talking shit about the Knicks.
For the best.
Okay. I'm glad you brought the conversation back to the Knicks, because I'm actually annoyed that we didn't re-sign Isaiah Hartenstein because of some stupid CBA rule.
Me too.
That shit
Because,
sucks.
listen, we should have been able to give him the money that he wanted. We were willing to do it. But now we lost a really good player. The Celtics somehow don't lose any good players, though. They signed Jason Tatum to a 5-year, $314 million max contract.
Brad.
Derek White was signed to a 4-year, $126 million extension.
Underpaid.
Drew Holiday, $135 million extension during the season. Last year, JB got a $285 million contract. KP got a 2-year, $60 million extension. Between these 5 players, that's a total of $920 million combined to their starting 5. Their luxury tax bill for the 25-26 season is projected to be at $438 million. But I think everybody's wondering, how are the Celtics able to do this? But more importantly, at what point will the Celtics cap issues start affecting the team for real?
The thing with Boston, they've solidified their core outside of KP. He would be a free agent at the end of the 2026 season. But everyone else is locked up. Drew Holiday, Tatum, JB, Derek White, all of these guys.
In a couple years.
He just got a 4-year extension, 3-year extension. Ooh. So I don't know if he's going to be retiring that
35,
soon.
36?
He is signed through 2028.
How old is he?
Right now he's 34.
Oh, brother.
I mean, similar to the Paul George deal where, he
wanted to retire last year or the year before that.
He was flirting with it, but he just got $100-some million. But realistically,
he just played the best basketball of his life.
Boston's able to do this because they don't really have a weakness on the roster, right? I think when you look at a team like the Warriors, for example, who part of the reason why they let go of Chris Paul and Klay Thompson is they want to avoid that second apron because they know that their team as currently constructed is not winning a championship. If you can't win a championship plus you're in the second apron, you're really setting yourself up for hell. But for Boston, it's the opposite. Boston has a championship caliber team. They have guys even on some team-friendly deal, like I think Porzingis for $30 million a year is a steal. Sam Hauser is still making $2 or $3 million. Pritchard is $7 or $8 million. So some of these bench pieces, Al Horford included, who'd be a free agent at the end of next season, is only making $10 million. So when you have good deals on your bench, and you have a starting five that's all locked up because you used your bird rights, because you traded for these guys or you drafted these guys, you're able to construct this sort of roster. I think the biggest potential player we will lose in the foreseeable future is Al Horford due to retirement. He's got 1, maybe 2 years left. And Sam Hauser, because Sam Hauser is a free agent after this upcoming season. And I think Sam Hauser, for the way he's been able to shoot, his defense, he's 6'8", I don't think we'll be able to afford him because he's only getting paid $2 million right now, which is going to be a situation the Knicks ran into where Hartenstein wasn't getting paid any money. You were up over the first apron. Celtics going to be second apron, so it might be even more restricted. You can only go like 140% over for Sam Hauser, so you could give him like $6 million, and some team's going to come with like $15 million for Sam Hauser.
You know whose fault this is? Yours.
How do you figure?
They don't want another Golden State ever again. Because from 2017 to 2019, nobody cared about anything but the NBA playoffs and realistically the NBA finals because you knew who would be there. And they want to eliminate that for obvious reasons. Can you believe that?
Is he blaming the CBA on the Warriors?
No, the Warriors have a big reason.
But the Warriors, and also everything lined up perfectly for them that offseason. They had so many free agents. They were able to absorb KD using salary cap, and then you used your other money to re-sign your guys because you had bird rights.
But wait, I feel like everybody that they've signed, for the most part, homegrown.
I mean, outside of a top 2 player in the world at the time, who now we recognize as a top 15 player all time.
I mean, if you want to blame him, I guess.
I most definitely.
And after that season, he was the best player in the world. He solidified it.
Best player in the world.
Yep, Kevin Durant.
Be honest.
35 in the finals.
Be dead ass.
Hit the shot on LeBron James.
That's all right, man.
For that season, at least.
You could get a reaction.
So Boston
out of a casual,
3-peats, are they gonna like reset it again?
Oh no, KD was better in those finals.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he
was. How are you
was.
going to restrict this anymore?
You really, I don't, bro. Didn't you say that if they are over the second apron for a good amount of time, you lose a first round?
No,
pick?
I think it was just pushed back.
You move to your pick moves to 30.
Hey, Ray, let me ask you something.
Ew.
Kevin Durant, LeBron James, first NBA Finals with the Warriors versus Cavs. Who's better?
Who's better in that series? Kevin Durant. LeBron was better. LeBron is better though. He's been better.
But KD was way better in that series.
In 2018,
35.
even with a broken hand, LeBron was better.
Okay, and they didn't three-peat. The Warriors didn't because KD got injured. It showed you how
And
essential
Clay.
he was to the team.
And Clay, because even if Clay stays, I think if
They
Clay's
could have still
healthy, they
lost.
still win.
Oh, they could have still lost.
I don't
too,
know.
though.
Game 6, Clay
They
was
were
in
going to
full
destroy the Raptors if KD played the entire series.
Clay was
He
trying
had
to save legacy.
11
I do
points
remember
in
Clay
like
and
9
Dre
minutes.
also missed a game in that series together.
Didn't KD have like 11 points in like a minute?
It was electric.
Yeah.
Steph was out there.
He was destroying.
Steph was out there by himself one game.
No, he was.
And remember when Steph Curry had a beautiful look to tie the game, send it into overtime, clanked it.
The CBA stuff is really confusing.
It's crazy how he did all that and still has the same amount of rings as your king.
I wish that LeBron had a KD.
Or not choking 11.
He had a Dwayne Wade.
Oh,
He had Anthony Davis.
Kyrie.
He's had a lot, hasn't he?
man.
Yeah,
Oh, we're
Kyrie.
really putting Kyrie.
Really, when you think about it, LeBron's
Kyrie.
only won when he stacked the deck.
Real shit.
Yeah,
He's
he's
had
only
AD
won,
for
yeah.
a minute. What? 1 ring and 3 missed playoffs? Play in.
You know, it's
if it wasn't
hilarious.
for the play in, let's think about this because since
We're
we're
supposed to have
blaming
a
the
Celtics
Warriors
conversation. I was
for the
looking forward to this.
CBA, but if it wasn't for the play in,
I mean, LeBron was the 7th seed both of those years. He was never 9-8.
he was definitely an
He
8.
would have made it. No.
No, he was 7 or 2 years ago.
Dumbass. That being said, you want to talk about stacking deck? That team wasn't stacking the deck in 2013. Was it?
You can't technically stack a deck that was
2013?
already
2013 was that?
He
stacking
went
the
to
deck?
Miami. He stacked the deck. He
Yeah,
made a
already
big
there.
break.
Stacking
But
a deck.
Dwayne Wade was
there.
hurt.
You can't stack a deck that's already there. They were already there.
Can
buddy.
you unstack a deck?
I guess that's what he's trying to do.
Like
He-
have the Lakers unstack the deck
Was
now?
that team?
They
Was
just
that
got
team
good.
overwhelming? 2013?
It was good. It was still the best team in the East.
But it was the best team in the East. That's not saying
What
much
was
for
that
the
team?
East.
Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, Shane Battier,
Oh, the
Ray
East was
Allen.
weak.
Correct. It was.
That's a pretty good team.
That makes
No, but
sense.
Dwayne Wade was
East is
not
weak.
that
That's why he's getting
great.
to the finals. I
Dwayne
think
Wade
you're
was
thinking
not
of
that great,
2014.
and Chris Bosh.
I think you're thinking of 14.
No, 2014 was a bad
see.
team that was
I don't
really
know if
just
you're- I don't know if you're
overmatched.
talking about
You know,
right
here's the
team.
thing though. With the second apron penalties, I was looking at it, and I don't think the punishments are quite harsh enough. If the
What
goal
the hell?
of the CBA
It was still
is
21-5-5.
Who was?
For what Dwayne Wade was giving you,
Brother, his
before
knees
that,
died that
I know.
point.
That's why I say that.
21-5-5 with no cartilage knees is crazy. to
No
me.
cartilage in the knees.
Like,
I mean,
like,
Dwayne
listen-
Wade's one of them ones.
if the goal of the NBA is to restrict teams from going this deep into the luxury tax, they have the second apron, first apron stuff, then it needs to be harsher because the second apron penalties is that a first round pick is frozen 7 years from now. So because the Celtics are in the second apron, 7 years from now, a first round pick is going to be frozen. If you are above the apron for 2 seasons in a row, that pick automatically goes to the bottom of the first round. Well, the Celtics are a championship team. Our pick is already at the bottom of the first round anyway, so it doesn't matter to us. And once you finish the season as a second apron team, you have to stay below the line in 3 of the next 4 seasons to avoid the pick drop. So this very much feels like a lot of the repercussions for going above the second apron are in the future. And if you're the Celtics, you don't give a shit about the future.
It's a fact. And it was hilarious that right after the JT news broke, they went up for sale.
That brother said, "Yeah, I'm out of here."
I don't blame him.
So like,
I mean, the value of the franchise is at an
He
all-time.
bought it for, I think, like 600 mil or 300 mil.
yep,
Like
it was-
CBA is crazy, but it sounds to me like if your owner isn't willing to pay more, you
Yeah.
kind of don't.
Because I mean,
That's
the
like the
biggest
whole
thing
thing
for
with
them is just
Minnesota right now.
it's just the tax they have to pay. Like the salary is like 3 times what it actually is because of tax.
But some teams just can't do it, man. They just don't. They're not the same.
They have this new thing. It's called a new repeater tax for the penalty that it starts at $3 for every $1 above the tax line.
It's just nuts.
But the next bracket goes up to $3.25. Then it goes up to $5.50 and $6.75 on the dollar that you're paying for. So for every million, you're spending 6 times that amount. Which, you know, you can understand owners, they don't want to do that. You have guys like Matt Ishbia with the Suns, who he doesn't care. But I remember back in 2019, Tillman Fertitta, he bought the Rockets. And the year after they made the WCF, Trevor Ariza wasn't back on the team. And the reason why he wasn't back on the team was because the owner had to go into his pockets and pay Ariza to keep him, and he didn't want to do it. He didn't want to pay the tax. So there's just 2 different type of owners. But I don't think the Celtics are going to be sold to somebody that isn't all about winning.
yeah. I mean, you have first of all, you're gonna have to give up what $5 billion at a minimum probably to buy this team. It's hard to find someone who could pay $5 billion and also doesn't have money and wants to win. You know, like this is all I got. Here
Yeah.
you go. And then the owner, I'm sure, has to be like other owners have to approve of him. At least they do that in baseball because Steve Cohen couldn't buy a team for a while because other owners didn't want him part of the group. So
assholes.
NBA
they
plays
only
something
didn't
similar.
want him because he was light years ahead of them financially.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's like by far and away the richest owner
He
in
was hating- he was
baseball.
hating.
Oh,
They was pocket
they
watching.
created similar
Steve Cohen,
to
the
what,
Cohen tax.
the Cohen tax.
Yeah.
You can only spend so much money, and it's kind of annoying, but
It is
I
stupid
respect
because
it.
you're taking away your
Man, I can't wait to the Celtics
baseball
downfall, man.
especially because baseball has such an issue with people like you have just all these marquee free agents out there in like April.
Yep.
It's like, bro, sign to a team. It's like, no, we're gonna wait for our last dollar. Like that shit doesn't happen. Like LeBron's gonna be signed today, not in October. Baseball has an issue with spending money. At least the NBA doesn't really have that issue.
You think LeBron's leaving?
No, I think he's staying with the Lakers.
He's just gonna get the max.
Is he coming?
We out? I would never
him
go.
and AD.
I would never go.
Oh, KD's gone.
I don't
Let's go
care.
shock the world.
How about you come over here?
Steph has to play the loyal card. LeBron's already been a jumper.
It's true.
Might as well just come over here.
But like Clay's already gone, so like there's the first piece.
We have Dre still. Who
Who cares
professional.
about him?
LeBron's professional.
That has nothing to do with me personally.
We pull
I really don't. I don't claim Draymond.
We can send all the young guys money.
What can we give y'all?
All we need is LeBron and AD. We don't need anything else.
No. Like to get Steph.
LeBron and AD.
Oh,
That's what I'm saying.
You need
Like
8
we already
first-round
have
picks.
Bron and AD. We have 8.
yeah.
Okay,
Your
next
shits
up.
are mad far.
Next up, but they're gonna be valuable.
You don't have no young players. You have to
We
compensate.
can give you
for
in
that.
26 first. It's not
They
that
should
far.
give you Jalen Hutchifino.
Dude.
Yo, you want him?
We don't want him. For Steph?
Max
You
Christian.
don't even have money.
Yo,
Don't
don't connect.
Dude, I'm good. He's 23.
He is
fresh.
older.
Is Kuminga
Fresh.
younger than him?
Yeah,
I think he is.
He is.
Kuminga just turned 21.
He is.
Oh, brother. I'm pushing insane agendas in October if he's still in this team.
What about Moses Moody? He's cooked.
I don't know. He doesn't play. I like him. He just doesn't play.
I like him too.
He has to play now.
No, he's forced to.
His fucking-
Team sucks.
Yeah, he has to play now. So your
Is
team's
he
not that
starting
much
too?
better, dude.
Nah, we clear.
But
Is
it's
he
not that
starting
much.
too?
We're in the same tier.
No, we're not.
We are.
Not even
The
close.
dog shit tier.
Is Moody starting at the 2?
They said they're going to start Potts.
Okay.
Is
That
Reeves
makes
starting
sense.
at your 1?
Yeah.
No, it's the same vibes.
What do you
Same
mean?
issues.
Huh?
Huh? Nothing. Let's go. Next topic.
Yeah. Don't get caught on casual, please. I know you're not. So
Well, what?
please don't do that.
Reeves?
Yes.
Same issues. Reeves, you starting point guard. You could find better. A lot better.
How, really?
Good amount of upgrades.
I wouldn't say that.
I would.
No,
You
not
got
really.
about 20 upgrades in the league.
No,
25.
you can't forget. Dehls still on the roster.
Oh, that's definitely. You
not
can
for
find
long.
upgrades. Yeah.
I know. Listen, if we trade D'Lo and Rui, that means we get better.
Who are
For
you
who?
getting?
That means we're getting a dog. Laurie and Walker.
What dog?
Come over. Laurie and Walker.
What
come
dog?
over.
are you
this guy
getting?
is
Laurie.
suck. Yeah.
Laurie Markkinen.
Bro.
Come on over.
That package is nothing.
Bro, all right. I'm being so dead serious right now. Everyone lock in. The package for the Los Angeles Lakers to get Laurie Markkinen. We trade D'Angelo Russell. We trade Rui
He's only
Hachimura.
due for 18.
Can I please finish? And do you know how much Laurie's making?
I'm saying,
mean, he's
Laurie,
not
you only need
I
18
know.
million.
That's what I'm saying. You can't fucking snickle Fritz. We give you D'Lo. What?
Oh, you said, what'd you say?
Snickle Fritz? That's like nothing.
Oh.
Snickle Fritz is nothing.
I haven't heard that one.
No, OD.
Thought you was going to get it.
No, that's on me. OD. We'll give you D'Lo. We'll give you Rui. We'll give you JHS. We will also throw in Gabe Vincent and Jared
A lot
Vanderbilt.
of
I'm
money
Danny
they're just
Ainge right
throwing
now.
Away.
We get Walker Kessler. We get Laurie Markkinen. We will give you our 2030 pick.
That's it.
Find me a way to get 5 first. If not, we could hang
You're
up.
not getting be real.
Mikhail just went for
for
fail.
5.
Is he on an expiring?
Mikhail just went for 5.
You get 2 years.
I don't care about the expiring.
Like you guys don't fucking think about the expiring.
Mikhail's
OG got
has
traded
one more year?
for a first round pick.
2?
A first round pick and
Bro, I promise
and 2
you.
players.
I promise you, Danny Ainge isn't up there saying, "Well, listen, I'll take a little less because he's not expiring." No, Danny's just like, if you don't want to, we'll keep him. It's
They'll
Laurie
pay him.
Markkinen.
Pascal Siakam got traded for 3 first round picks, and that's an All NBA player.
Yeah.
He was on expiring, correct?
Correct.
Laurie's an All-NBA player.
He is, but we're giving you good talent, respectable
sucks,
talent.
That was 0 talent.
D'Lo sucks.
Yes.
I'm doing nothing with
Idiot.
this talent.
Yes.
Rui sucks.
Doing nothing
You're
with
an
this.
idiot.
I have Keontae George. I'm good. I just.
Oh no! Really? Step back 3. Keontae George, 38% from the field.
If I'm the
Doesn't have
Jazz,
D'Lo.
if I'm the
Doesn't
Jazz, what does Rui and D'Lo
No,
and
it
Gabe Vincent
doesn't.
do for me?
D'Lo just shot 40% from 3.
What he shot in the
What
playoffs?
is that doing for the Jazz?
Bro, the Jazz are in the gutter already. They're going to use their draft picks to get good.
But
They're trying
you
to
could at
build the
least get a
greatest white
young
man.
player
Because
somewhere. for
Laurie
him.
is not re-signing. I have.
he is.
No way. No, he's not.
They're going to throw him a bag
He's
They
going to get the
should.
biggest contract at any
I mean-
team.
in Utah history.
No, that's not true. Gobert got a bucket back.
He'll get. Yeah, listen. The money's
He's not
went
getting
up
no
since then.
Gobert money.
Money's went up since then.
That's true. That's true.
This week in the NBA, we have a special guest on, Keandre from Hoop Intellect. How you doing, man?
He is Hoop Intellect. What's up, Ken? How you doing?
I'm doing good. I appreciate you guys having me on the show.
Listen, Keandre, we kind of
That's the
just
first time I heard that.
we kind of had this discussion already. We had a little bit of a technical difficulty, but we were talking about
We were
a little
talking
bit
about
before-
Baylor Shireman.
Facts,
That's what we were talking about.
Baylor
Can we
Shireman.
talk about something else?
Oh,
You know what I
Jordan?
want to talk about actually, because Hoop Intellect is the draft basketball
Nah, he's the
mind.
GOAT.
He
Facts.
has a YouTube channel dedicated to it. And before we had to stop the video because we had to do the intro back again, Drew, you talked about how it might be boring watching prospects, and a question I wanted to ask is,
I didn't say all that now.
I know these prospects in particular.
Okay,
compared
but
to Wemby
this
and
this
stuff.
what I want to ask, because I feel like as somebody like you, Hoop Intellect, you're scouting these guys. Everybody knows Wemby's going to be good. Everybody thinks the Thompson twins have a high ceiling. Do you go into this type of draft cycle where a lot of people are kind of shitting on it and feel like, you know what, I want to find the guy that becomes very good from this draft class because everybody thinks it's trash?
Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily have any sort of expectations of trying to find the guy or who might be like the most underrated. I just kind of go into like any other class with like an open mind and trying to figure out who separates himself and who can differentiate themselves in a lot of different ways. So I don't necessarily have any like set expectations, but yeah, this year, I mean, a lot of guys did emerge along the way. Like earlier in the year, there was, we had guys like Justin Edwards in the top 5, and that quickly changed. Somebody like Reed Shepherd goes from being like the 5th best Kentucky prospect to the 3rd pick in the draft. So you're always just kind of letting things go and develop how they are, and just taking it for what it is.
I was gonna go ahead.
So I was gonna ask, because you just go on YouTube, it's straight NBA draft content. What got you into the draft? Like, for me, I love the NFL draft. I played Madden as a kid. I feel like that's what got me into the NFL draft, and of course loving football, and then trying to dabble into college. Were you like, you just love college basketball and now it kind of translated into the NBA, or maybe vice versa?
Yeah, I just love basketball. That's really what it was. If the NBA draft ended today, I wouldn't care at all. That's just kind of ended up being where I kind of directed things.
Mhm.
So like when I started in like 2018 or something, I wasn't good at editing. I couldn't, make a thumbnail at all. And I just wanted to bring eyes to the channel as I was kind of developing those skills. So I made like highlights and stuff that I was already watching, like Jonathan Isaac or some players that were, lower tier or weren't going to get something from Bleacher Report or ESPN or whoever else was out there making highlight videos at the time. So you got guys like Alex Caruso that did like 700K. I think that did 700K like 2 times. So
ball.
I was just trying to like game the algorithm at that point. And, eventually I took some of the writing that I was doing on the draft and put that onto YouTube. And then it started to kind of gain some traction, and I just like ran with it from there and just tried to get better at everything that I was doing. So it wasn't necessarily like I was a huge college basketball fan. Actually, I didn't love college basketball for a while. It's just like something that I decided to like focus on.
Yeah, let's do you the favor, bro. Let's get out of the interview questions and let's have some fun talking some basketball. Let's get into this week in the NBA. I know you guys have a couple of blind rankings. Let's have some fun.
I got a blind ranking.
Let's cook.
So NBA free agency's around. There's good deals. There's bad deals. I have 5 of the worst contracts in the NBA.
Oh,
here.
snap.
I want you 1 through 5, 1 being the worst contract, 5 being the best of the worst. Who has the worst contracts in the league?
Bradley Beal.
He's gonna tell us.
I have 5 names.
Rank it, bud. All right,
First
keep
time
going.
doing a blind ranking.
No, he knew what he was doing.
First name, Ben Simmons.
3.
This is he's
He's
what?
on an
It's on
expiring.
expiring. Facts.
It's 5.
On an expiring.
Okay, I'll level. With
I hear you. Let's go 4 because it's pretty bad still.
What do you think, Andre?
I'm good with 4. I like 4.
Okay. Zach LaVine.
This is 2.
3.
It's fringe too. It's fringe
I
too.
feel like
The
we're
only
gonna
guy
get two
that's
better.
worse is Bradley Beal.
He's right.
It might be another one. I'm thinking of another one. He's
Are
in my
you?
brain.
Okay,
Who
say
is
it.
it?
I'll go 3.
Can you say it? Because we're a team here.
He's there. Just know.
Why would you not say it?
Because I'm trying to think
Is
and
it
I can't
Lonzo?
find it.
No. Oh, he doesn't know. All right. So the answer is I'm firm 2.
I'm still going 2. What do you
now
think?
voted.
What do you think, Andre?
That's tough. I'm really in between 2 or 3. Either one is fine. I think there's some more out there that might be worse.
Drew, are you taking the lead on this?
Fuck, man.
I mean,
I'm staying 2.
both voted 2.
I'm staying 2.
Okay. Jordan Poole.
Oh, God, he should have been in the list. We'll go 5.
What do you mean? Jordan Poole's contract stinks.
He gets paid $27 a year.
Yeah, that is a wild overpay.
It's not insane.
I'm cool with 3.
He shouldn't be 3. He should be 5.
Oh my God.
What do we?
Jordan Poole is not a great basketball player. He's not a good basketball player.
None of these guys are. But at the same time,
respect Zach.
Oh, I'm sorry. Zach's on the list. Dude, he's not. His contract isn't worse than Ben Simmons. We put
Given
Ben
the
at
fact
4.
that there's multiple years left on this contract, I don't know if I love it.
Ben Simmons hasn't been good in basketball for a while.
That's true. I'm not going to disagree, but Jordan
Poole fell off.
He was
once
terrible.
He was good
paid.
last year.
Was he?
Yes,
Be honest.
he was.
Not in the playoffs.
No.
Sorry, talking about the Wizards or the
Warriors.
We're talking
Warriors.
Wizards.
No,
Of
Warriors.
course, not the Wizards.
No,
It was
no, no,
terrible.
No, Warriors. The last year was worse. He was
Playoffs.
good.
Playoffs were
But
tough.
the playoffs were really
But the regular season, he was good.
unplayable.
Ben Simmons hasn't been playable for 3 years.
So you think this is 5?
I think it's 5. All I'm saying is it's 5. That's all
You
I'm
know what?
saying.
He was very, very firm on it being 5. Keandre, what do you think?
I'm going. I probably lean 5. I have a little bit more optimism, like towards the end of the season, how he looked. I think there just might be some worse ones.
What do you think? Are you thinking 5 also?
I think it's similar to what Keandre said.
All
I think
right.
it's facts.
All right, 5
he
it
looks
is.
good sometimes.
Sometimes.
He looks fucking amazing.
No, he looks.
Sometimes.
Yeah, that's the
Like, what are we
thing. When
doing?
he is very visually pleasing to watch, but it's very empty.
He gets paid
Unfortunately,
$29 million. That's not crazy.
that's
man.
not good though.
It's not crazy.
All right, go
Next
ahead.
name, DeAndre Ayton.
Oh, brother, I knew it. I told
All right, you may have cooked.
I told you.
Are we going?
He should have been over Zach.
Wait,
but
hold
you know
on.
what? I'm not gonna say anything.
DeAndre Ayton's contract is better than Jordan Poole's.
How you figure?
Because DeAndre Ayton's a way better player than him.
How you figure?
He is
Because
And
he's.
what?
What do you mean? How do I figure? He's
What
a better
year?
player
When?
this year.
now.
This year they're both doing zip.
That's wrong.
No.
DeAndre Ayton was
DeAndre had a
pretty
good
good.
year.
Okay, if you want to really play that game, Jordan Poole in the back half of the year was really good. Let's do
Get
it.
outta
No,
here.
let's do it. Since we're gonna play the game all day.
Jordan Poole
And
averaged
Dehls
like
knows, that's
what?
why, like he knows what I'm talking about.
I don't got nothing.
Back
here.
half of the year.
DeAndre Ayton
moderator.
actually played good basketball though.
Congrats, the guy who didn't play good basketball for a winning team finally played.
For his
good
career,
basketball
he's always
when
been
it mattered.
17 and 10.
Jordan's been solid for his career. Don't count. his
DeAndre
rookie.
Ayton, he was a big reason why they made the NBA Finals.
Jordan Poole was a big
2021.
reason why we won the title.
Okay, I understand.
What are we
but
doing?
In the last 2 seasons, DeAndre Ayton's been better than Jordan Poole, bro.
I don't know. The last year, what was
Ayton puts up a lot of empty stats,
what are we
man. I don't
doing?
know.
Jordan Poole's the
Stop.
king of empty
You're a liar.
stats.
Just with Washington. Just with
yeah,
Washington.
well, that's all that matters to me right now.
you're becoming a casual.
Oh
People
my
you
God.
don't like.
How?
He's put up empty stats one time in his
Yeah,
career.
literally.
Was
this
Danny
past
putting
season.
up empty stats in Washington?
Got him.
The defense is amazing. though.
Fucking Dehls. Idiot. Idiot.
Danny
Who do you
can do a
think? Who do
little
you
bit
think's
of
better,
everything.
Jordan Poole or DeAndre Ayton?
I'm probably going with Ayton, like just player for player. Also Ayton's contract is a little shorter, isn't it? I think he's only
Who
got,
got
a
like
couple.
2
I
years
wish
left?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Ayton got paid the year after the finals run.
Facts.
Let me see how many years he has left on his
He has
deal.
2.
He has
He
2
gets
years.
34 and 35.
Jordan Poole gets what? He
has
has
one
3
year.
more years?
There's 1 more year. It's not a big deal.
Is it really one more?
It's
Just
1 more year.
29?
No,
okay.
no, 1 more than 8. It's 1 more than 8.
Oh, so he's on a 3. He has 3 years left on his deal. He's trying to make it.
Ayton has
better.
2.
Yeah, I understand, but Ayton is a better basketball player than Jordan Poole.
I mean, sure. Okay.
and he's only making what?
He's making
7
5
million
more.
more. That's fine. And he's on a no. We fucked
Jordan
up. We
Poole's
should've
contract is
it's
worse than
Why
It's
is it
fucking
worse?
Because Jordan Poole is worse than Ayton, and there's
He's
an
a
extra
negative player.
year.
They're both negative
No, they're not.
players.
No, they're not.
Oh my.
No, they're not.
What is he positive at?
DeAndre Ayton's a really great. He's a great finisher. He's a great
Are you
rebounder.
fucking kidding me?
What do you
On
mean?
the
Yes, he
point
is.
of
So
view?
kind. He's
Yo,
being
bro,
so
what are we
kind.
doing? Bro, they're both
DeAndre
negatives.
is a
Let's
great
not- let's
finisher.
not- let's
He
not-
is.
All right, let's
and
not be dumb.
he's a good rebounder. He's a really good
They're
rebounder.
both negatives. Let's not be
What
dumb
does Jordan
here.
Poole do
But
good on the court? One
What has
thing.
he, what has he done? What has he done?
Name me one. Name
What
me
has he
one
done?
thing Jordan Poole does
He
well
has,
on the
he is
court.
one of the best
Yeah,
ball
he,
players
won,
in the
he
league.
won a championship next to Steph, Dre.
He was a huge part. He was a huge part.
I'm being
And you
casual
gas
there.
up Austin
Agreed.
Reeves for going to the
Whoa.
W7 and hitting the open jumpers.
73% true shooting. 73%
Exactly. You
true
gas
shooting.
up that
Don't forget
bullshit.
that, please.
But Jordan Poole was
And he actually plays
I'm
defense.
just
Jordan Poole
going
doesn't
off
play a lick of defense.
on Wizards Jordan Poole. What does Wizards Jordan Poole do well?
What does Ayton fucking Blazers
Bro,
do
he
well?
played
They don't
great
do
on the
much of
Blazers.
anything.
He played great on the Blazers.
Yo,
What are you
you
talking
know
about?
what? All right, hold on. You know what? Hold on. I'm gonna look up.
We have
Jordan.
one name left, by the way.
Is it Bradley
obvious.
Beal? It is
I'm
gotta
not
be
saying who
Bradley
it
Beal.
is.
It is obvious.
Let me
All
look
right,
up.
so we're going 8 and 3. I feel like 8 and 3.
What's your list
He
right
has
now?
to.
I'll be
He
honest,
can't
I
go
have
five.
not kept track.
Oh, it's half the thing of the bar. So 2 is Zach LaVine, 3 is Ayton, 4 is whoever the first player you said was,
Simmons?
and 5 is
4 was
Jordan
Ben.
Poole. Yes,
Forwards Ben.
I regret it. I shouldn't have listened to him. Jordan Poole should have been 3.
DeAndre in this past year averaged 17 and 11, and in the months of March and April averaged 23 and 12.
Gotta love March and April runs, man.
I got it.
That shit moves the hell out of me.
Jordan Poole in what month is this? January, February. March and April, he averaged 26 and 3 on 45, 37%.
What did Jordan Poole average
not
post
terrible.
All-Star break?
He was this is post also.
This is post All-Star break.
After.
Yes, that's
Yeah,
what
he
he's
just
saying.
said March
That's what he
and April.
said.
Well, post All-Star, there's different sections on
that's
ESPN.
like 2 weeks in February.
On ESPN, they have post All-Star break. Post All-Star break, DeAndre Ayton was 23-13
Brother, I don't have it. You want me to look
on
it up?
58%.
I can look it up.
No, I know.
Yeah, he was
Ayton was
amazing.
awesome.
He played great for the Blazers in the second half of the year.
goodness.
He was better than Jordan Poole,
That's-
and he's
that's
on a
not-
shorter
That's
contract.
not- oh my God, 1 year.
Jordan Poole's contract is worse. You can trade DeAndre Ayton easier than you could trade Jordan Poole.
Easily.
100%
Most
fact.
definitely.
Nobody wants DeAndre.
It's
You're
just
a
'cause he has a
liar.
year-
You're a
he has a
liar.
year shorter.
Nobody
He's a
wants.
year
I'll take
shorter.
him on the
That's the
Lakers.
only
Hold on.
reason.
I'll take
Nobody's
him on the
trading for.
Lakers.
No, we don't need to lie and make up stuff to put one guy over.
Play next to
Nobody's
AD.
trading
You
for
want him on
both
the
of them.
Lakers?
That'd be awesome.
Nobody's
bro.
trading for
really
both
want
of
the
them.
Lakers.
Nobody's trading for
No.
both of them. That's
It's
a fact.
easier to trade
No, it's not. It's
No, yes, it
nobody.
is.
We don't need to sit
Yes,
here and
it
lie
is.
about both of these guys. I'm not even telling you that people are trading for Poole. You don't need to lie to me. Nobody wants Ayton.
Keandre, who's your favorite squad?
I don't even have one at this point. This is kind of a cop out, I guess.
Pick a
but
single team. Would you rather Jordan Poole or DeAndre Ayton?
If I had to choose one, I'd probably go Ayton, just like based off of fit. I don't know. I guess it depends on the context.
Brother don't even know. You see what I'm saying? Like it's
No,
He's leaning Ayton.
He's trying to be kind
could
here, and
fill
I
the role?
respect it. Who could fill a role? Agreed. It's probably DeAndre Ayton, though.
Yes.
on teams.
Yes.
Name a team.
Let's go. Honestly, ironically, the Suns.
The Celtics.
The Suns, the ones that
Yes.
dealt him.
Yes.
The Celtics.
The
They
Celtics
wouldn't need
could
both
really-
guys.
I don't want either of them on the
The
They
Suns.
wouldn't need
Celtics
both.
could really.
That's another team that
I mean,
he's
the
gonna
Suns
know.
could really use.
Suns,
Ayton
yeah.
again.
Suns really could use Ayton.
I think if the Suns went
To
back
do
in
what?
time, they don't trade
To do
Ayton.
what?
Rebound,
Do the same things he's been doing.
Essentially,
Rebound,
essentially.
be
Suns is
lazy,
hilarious.
work ethic, be hilarious. Y'all lying. Y'all right here sitting here
I'm
lying.
gonna be
to my
Who
honest.
the
face.
You
Timberwolves
said
need
who
more?
None. Neither. Probably Poole.
Probably
I
Poole.
guess.
Probably Poole.
Probably Poole.
We're just naming teams that don't need both. They're both negatives. We're lying here.
Ayton's a better player though.
Sure, I guess.
No, it's not
And
sure.
what? You talking about play
OKC,
finishing?
Ayton or Jordan Poole. OKC,
Honestly,
I'll be
the
honest.
answer's Ayton.
Probably Ayton.
the Clippers.
Neither though.
Ayton.
No.
Ayton.
You have,
No.
you have hard.
Ayton's
You have
not better than
Zubac?
Zubac.
Yeah.
Ooh.
True. I would probably
I-
rather have Zubac.
Yeah.
I'd rather have Poole, but I wouldn't want to have neither.
Who would you rather than the Warriors?
But who do you have after
need Poole
Zubac?
back.
Who do you have after Zubac? No
It was
one. Plumlee.
So you're putting
He's gone.
35 on the bench?
You wouldn't have that, but you have Zubac and
That's what Jordan Poole is. He's a bench player.
And he's been amazing at that.
but he is a bench player.
He was amazing.
Ayton is
He
a
was.
solidified starting center. He is.
On for who? The
You guys
Suns?
wanna hear the last
By
name?
force?
I know
They
I'll
traded him.
Let me just be transparent here with you, Riv. You made some good arguments.
You didn't make a single one.
What do you mean?
You honestly did it.
He's
You did
how?
it. You did it.
How?
At least he kept saying finishing, rebounding. You just hate him, so you just kept
that's
saying
not true.
Ayton is better.
You have an
Not wrong
extra
with
year
that,
on
by
his
the way.
contract. You're making $7 more million than him, right? That's what Ayton's making.
$7
and Jordan
more
Poole he does nothing on a basketball court that's beneficial for you.
Ayton doesn't either.
That's
You're talking
not
about empty
necessarily
stats.
true. That's
When they both
rebounding
when they
is
both
empty.
were,
This is
when
insane
they
debate.
both were important roles, who was better? Who was better? Who was better? You're confused.
Jordan
Who was
Poole is
better?
not that same player though. Ayton
Yeah,
is still
Ayton
the
is
same.
not that same
Ayton is
player.
still that same player.
How do you even know? You don't even watch the Blazers, and I don't either.
What do you mean? Yes, I do. That's why Ayton played well.
You
for
watch
them.
the Blazers?
Yes,
That's
I
why I
watch,
was
I
telling-
watch every team I got league
November.
pass.
I'm gonna keep it so serious with you. I had DeAndre Ayton in fantasy basketball.
Fantasy doesn't
I knew
count.
he was, but I knew he was
Fantasy is just
eating.
stats.
But
Fantasy
that
is
has
just
nothing to do with stats, though.
does.
But a lot of what we're going off of right now, this whole conversation has been stats. Correct?
Not really, because we
Why?
both know they're both negatives where they're
Ayton
at.
has-
They both
at his
do
best-
nothing where they're at. That's a fact.
I
We
mean,
both know
I guess
that.
their teams are both
Bro,
bad.
Ayton at his best is still doing the same thing he's doing now.
What?
The problem with Ayton is not that he got
He also
worse.
got traded
the
to a
problem with Ayton is that
terrible
he
fucking
he
team.
chooses moments where he doesn't try.
His numbers have always
That's
been
the problem.
consistent. His numbers have been solid, but it's everything
Poole
else that's
got
not the
worse.
numbers.
Poole
that's the
is
issue.
dog
but
shit.
He
You're
went
playing-
to a
hold on,
situation where he should have had a good amount of looks and was bad.
But if you're playing the at his best, Poole is better.
I'm not saying that. Okay,
At his best, give me Jordan Poole.
I can argue
But
Jordan
no,
Poole.
you can't
But
argue
right now,
Ayton
the
at all.
argument is
He had
blindly
a
ranking
run.
contracts,
He
and
had a
Jordan
fucking
Poole's
run.
contract
Legendary.
is worse because he's a
He
worse
was
player.
good the year
was
after. You don't know basketball.
He was terrible in the playoffs.
But he was
Stop
good the
talking
year
to me.
after. He was good the year
Stop.
after.
He was mid
This is
against
why-
the Kings and he was
Oh
mid
my-
against the
but
Lakers.
he was good
And
at-
that's why he
Wait,
got fucking kicked off the
You're an
fucking
idiot. This is how you
team.
catch him because he loves D'Lo, right?
How?
D'Lo is good
Okay,
in the
and I
regular
said
season.
D'Lo was bad.
He
I've
broke
been
the
sat here
Lakers
and said
record.
D'Lo was
And what
bad.
was he?
Have I not
Ass
said
in the
that?
playoffs.
I
And
also
he
said
dick
that.
rocking like
That's
no
not true.
tomorrow.
That
But he
you're
was
lying
ass
there.
in the
You're
playoffs.
fucking lying.
Yes, he
You're
was
loud
ass.
and you're
What did he tell us
lying.
to the car
You're
down?
loud and you're
What did he
lying.
tell us? He loves D'Lo. He said D'Lo is a good player. He was amazing in the regular
was.
season,
Yes,
right?
I
In the
agree.
regular
Did
season,
I
right?
not say that?
And all
And I said you can't
was-
trust him in the fucking
Joe, this
playoffs.
is
Did
how
I not
catch
say
him.
that?
Yes.
Now
but
you're
all
just
I said-
on my ass for nothing. You're
No,
lying.
Because all I said was Poole was good in the regular season. You keep saying, but he was ass in the playoffs. That's why he's
So
not
was
good.
D'Lo.
But
I
you don't
said
ever talk about
that.
that. Stop
You're
lying
lying.
to me.
You're
Stop.
fucking lying
You're a liar.
now. No,
we were
you're
in the
lying.
car,
Yo,
and
Joel,
I told
keep
you
it a fucking buck
D'Lo
with
was
me.
not
I've never
good.
said that
He
D'Lo
said
was-
you're
I've said-
lying. He said you're lying. D'Lo was good. We were in the car.
No.
I said his playoffs, he wasn't good.
I
He was
said
like,
you're
yeah, but in the
right.
regular season, he broke the record.
Facts.
You are
That's
a
right.
dick rider
That's-
when it comes to Jordan Poole.
How?
It's sick to me,
He's-
bro.
no,
They got the same
that's not-
criteria. And you would say D'Lo was good and Poole was bad?
D'Lo is better than Jordan Poole.
D'Lo is better than Jordan
I'm
Poole.
not saying that.
Yo,
But
fuck you.
no,
How
I'm
this
not
shit
saying
for
that.
what?
I'm saying that. I'm saying his arguments, it's never consistent. It's the
How?
same for both players.
I'm always
He's never
consistent. I'm not
Was
saying
D'Lo
that.
good last year?
In the regular season, in the playoffs, he was not.
Was
Simple.
he good?
In the-
Was he good? Look, exactly. Caught him. Caught him again. Dick rider. We got him. We got another one. He knows I'm catching him. He knows this. I got him. I got him. I got him.
No. You don't got me because every time we talk about the playoffs, I always say D'Lo is bad.
Was D'Lo good? Yes or no? Stop.
In
Was
the
he
grand
good?
scheme
no,
of things.
No. Was he good? Yes or no?
This is what basketball conversation comes down to.
What-
Is he good? That's all
Was
we
he
got.
good?
It's all
Yes
we got.
or
broke
no?
the franchise
No.
record for the preseason season. I'm sorry.
Got
He
you.
was good.
Okay.
What the fuck did Jordan Poole ever do on the level of D'Angelo Russell this past
You
season?
want to
No.
a starter?
Oh my God,
won a
bro.
chip. He was a
They
huge
won a
part.
chip. Yes, I'm not saying that
was a
this
huge part.
this season to this season, Jordan Poole. It's not even a conversation. This season to the year after, Golden State won a championship. I'm still
But we're
going with
just saying
D'Angelo
peak for
Russell.
peak. Jordan Poole's peak was very high. It's gone now. It is
Jordan
gone now.
Poole's
Might never
peak-
come back.
What is D'Lo's peak? He's like 10 years in.
He's an all-star.
He is an all-star.
Well, he was. He made one. That was his peak. He
Was
made
he-
an all-star.
no, he wasn't a real one. He was a sub.
He was an all-star.
And the same person you glazed was also not a real
No,
one.
he told me he was a real one. He said Darius Garland was a real one.
He was not a
Yes,
real
he was.
one.
He told me that.
He was.
Yeah, he was.
He was a real
He
all-star the
wasn't
year he made the
he
all-star
wasn't a
game.
sub-in.
No, he was not. He was a sub-in.
He told me that. I
I'm
don't
saying
remember.
he's an all-star level player.
Oh, he got me. I don't remember.
This is like your blindly ranking all-star thing.
All right,
I
who's the
saw that.
last name?
Last name is. So what do we have open so far?
one.
Tobias Harris.
Yes, that's still not great.
230.
250. Honestly, it's not
252.
terrible.
252. I wouldn't put him one.
I didn't have
wouldn't
Bradley
put him
Beal on
one
here because it's
either.
like you can hear Beal and put him at one. So I was like, I'm not.
Well, you
gonna
could
do
have said
that.
him last, and we would have just slotted.
But
him
you
one.
already were thinking that he was going to be on here.
I would say Tobias is like he has to be one now, but I would
Darius Garland was not the fill-in. Jared Allen was.
I knew it was a Cavalier.
Take that another one.
So
That's
that's it. You guys were Tobias at one, worst contract. Levine,
Zach would probably go to one.
Ayton, Ben Simmons, Jordan Poole.
Keandre, I'm sorry you had to see that, man.
So we're basically saying that Ben Simmons or Jordan Poole has the best of the worst contracts. This is what this.
If I know, it would be Tobias at 5. It would be Tobias at 5.
and
Yeah,
yeah,
I don't mind the Tobias contract, to be honest.
I don't think so
Like,
either.
I don't. It's not terrible.
25 mil is actually like
He's at
That's
more than
fine.
20.
Firm.
It
Yeah,
was hard to
fine.
find another guy that was like
but
on that
it's
level.
just
of
Tobias
bad.
Harris.
Except Beal. I don't want
whatever.
to.
Just Tobias keeps stealing money.
Facts.
That's the thing.
it's because Tobias Harris is going to give you like 15 and 18 a night. That's worth 25 mil, honestly.
Yeah.
He might not show up in the playoffs, but still, he's in a regular season. He's a regular season player for the Pistons because we know they're not going to sniff the playoffs. I actually had something for you guys. I wanted to do a would you rather,
Hot.
and I wanted to do this would you rather
got
on
spit on my phone. I was
Paul,
yelling.
George, and Keandre. I want you to participate in this would you rather when it comes to Paul George. So this is would you rather Paul George
we go.
edition.
It's a funny time you're doing
First
this.
name up, Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown,
Conversation is over. I
James Harden.
Paul George.
Paul George.
think I'd still take Paul George.
Damn. That's tough.
You've had 50-50s on Harden lately.
I really have been. I'm not. I'm gonna keep it 100. You're right.
I need you to. You've been trying to lie a little bit today.
No, that's not true. You were lying badly. Badly. You got loud and you lied. I'm gonna go PG, but it's close.
James Harden played better than him
He did.
Yes, yes,
he
in the
did.
playoffs.
That's why it was hard for me.
And I think this past regular season, James Harden
Was more
is
consistent.
probably a little bit better than PG.
Oh, I don't know.
No,
I don't know.
no,
about consistent. I
no.
don't
He was
know.
more consistent.
I don't know about
that
that
month of February was bad for PG.
That's 1 month.
But James Harden never had a month that bad.
I don't remember.
But Paul George's highs were higher than
I mean, I
ours.
also say this. I had both in fantasy. So I
Paul
wouldn't-
George fits better with more teams, but I think Harden, pound for pound, is a better player than him. Still,
No, I don't hate
me
that.
and I think him as a second option with the Clippers, he's going to take a bigger load.
Oh, God.
And I think he'll have a really good statistical season
big load mode.
this upcoming
I
year.
like how you said statistical because you didn't want to really like say eye test. You were just like statistical.
Because yeah, a team with Kawhi and Harden's like
I don't know.
60.
James Harden usually passes the eye test.
Yeah, he does. What was that? What was that comment? It made no sense. Brandon Ingram,
Paul George.
PG.
Yeah, Paul George.
PG. Yeah.
Gives him more defense.
Zion Williamson,
Zion.
Zion.
If Zion's healthy, give me
Comfortably
Zion.
Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy
Still
Butler.
Jimmy Butler.
It's
Yeah,
buckets.
for sure.
I'm going Paul George.
Oh.
Jimmy doesn't try in the regular season.
lied.
He's too injury prone.
With what?
In March, James Harden averaged 15 points, shooting 40% from the field, 32% from the free three-point line. You lied.
But his
You
February
lied.
was
you
worse.
Lied. No, you lied. You
But
lied.
PG's
You said
February was
James
worse.
Harden didn't have a bad month. I caught you again. Just move on.
How many games is
Next-
that?
No, he
15.
but Paul
This is
George
most
over
games
Jimmy
in a month.
Butler. Paul George over Jimmy Butler is interesting.
Yeah,
because
why do
Jimmy
you have-
Butler just 2
I picked
years
Jimmy
ago,
over- oh,
he made the finals run. He was dropping 50.
So Keandre, why do you
Yeah.
have Paul George over Jimmy because Jimmy doesn't show up in the regular season?
Yeah, I'm going PG only because even with his faults, I'd rather take, somebody who's at least gonna do his thing in the regular season. I don't know what I'm getting out of Jimmy in the future is basically what I'm saying, because this last season was not good and he wasn't available. So that's really it for me. But obviously he's accomplished more in the recent history.
I'll tell you what, I've been on record supporting Jimmy Butler, and I'm going to do it again. Jimmy Butler, yes, does not try in the regular season. I'm not going to say you're wrong, Keandre. That being said, come playoff time, it's a
crazy.
different beast.
Yeah.
And Paul George has never reached those heights. It's
And
simple.
Jimmy's doing it as a one.
November,
Paul George led the Clippers
And
to the
February.
WCF.
he did. And he also,
Jimmy's had multiple
in that
runs.
same run, he also had moments where he did throw. At the free throw line with a chance for the Clippers to, I believe, either tie or win the game, he missed both free throws. That was
Win it.
his correct. It was to win. That was his defining year as a Clipper. Not going to disagree with you. And even still, he had lows.
Next name is Mikal Bridges.
Paul George.
Paul
Yeah,
George.
it's PG.
Yeah.
November and February, PG was mid.
November, PG averaged
It was 41 and 30.
5.
Yeah.
Yeah, you lied though.
Okay, 1 month to
Because
two.
in
Hold on.
March, James Harden averaged 14 points.
Yeah, I'm not going to say you're wrong. But how many
I mean,
assists?
bro, he has one bad month. He didn't have a bad year. or
No,
assists
no,
a
no,
year.
He averaged 10 assists. He always gonna get the assists.
That's true.
Facts.
I mean, what was he, second in the league in assists?
Had to
James
be.
Harden.
Yeah, shout out to him.
I mean, come on.
No, they
Paul
both
George is
had-
never going to do
They
that.
both had terrible months.
Well, of course, Paul George is never gonna. Is he gonna play the defense of Paul George?
I ignored that.
I've seen
You should've
some
did it the
moments.
same.
Game 7
my
against
God.
Lou against Dort. Harden had a block on Dort that sealed them the victory.
That was nuts.
Yeah.
It was in the
Lou and Dort,
bubble.
are you serious?
I know. That was crazy to bring up.
That's how
Lou
far
Dort
you
was killing that
It's a
series.
half
Did you
decade
watch?
ago.
How far you had to
It's a
go.
half
Did you watch?
decade.
Lou
No,
Dort
I'm
killed
just saying,
that
you
series.
had to go far.
He was better just this recent playoffs.
Yeah,
than
yeah,
Paul
he
George.
was.
James Harden cleared him.
Yes.
I'm gonna be honest.
Trump was still in
way
office.
better.
when
Paul
that
George was
happened, though, like,
better. They'd have won.
That was a little while ago.
When?
If Paul George performed better, they would have won.
Yeah, no.
Could've
no,
been-
I
could've
actually I
been
don't agree with
Dallas.
that. Nope.
Imagine that be
I don't
Dallas.
agree
That
with that.
quad.
If he'd have played better, they
If
would have
PG
won.
plays better
Dallas got
against
such
the
a Mickey
Nuggets,
Mouse
they
run,
win.
man.
Yeah.
They were up 3-1.
He said the Mavericks
Oh.
in the
No, I'm
first
talking about
round.
Clippers versus Dallas. I think if Paul George played better, they win.
Oh, I don't.
I think so. If not win, go to 7, one more game.
I mean,
They went 6. Yeah.
okay. I don't know how to feel about them.
He had a 6-point game one time.
He did. James Harden also didn't have the greatest game 6 either, if I'm not mistaken.
Next name is Scotty Barnes.
Poor George. I don't
I'm
even
taking
know why
Paul
you
George
asked
still.
this.
It's a clearing.
Scotty Barnes is the number
You don't
one.
even like Scotty, dog.
I'm just asking. I'm
sorry.
asking the questions. That's it.
This guy.
Keandre, who are you taking?
I'm going Paul George. Future though, obviously, I'm taking Scotty long term. PG don't got too much longer, but yeah.
This one's interesting.
It's not. I promise you it's not.
It is.
It really isn't.
I'll go PG. I feel great about it, but I'll go PG.
I feel like you guys aren't gonna go PG with this. Maybe you shock me.
We've fallen off as a
It's
community.
Paulo Banchero.
I'm going Boncaro.
I'm
Yeah.
going Paulo.
It is Paolo.
Yeah, I'm going Paulo.
And the last name I'll mention
But
is,
Key, it's not Jimmy. You're going to take
Jimmy.
Paolo, but you're not
Jimmy's
going to
tough.
take Jimmy?
Jimmy's tough.
Jimmy, I just feel like we've reached a point where I just don't trust him at this point.
To be fair,
Maybe
though-
you can.
Sorry, go ahead, Kandre.
No, you can say what you were gonna say.
Jimmy Butler's been more available than Paul George over these last 3 regular seasons or so. He might
Yeah,
not
that's-
be taken seriously, but he's on the court.
Yeah, I just think Paul George's highs and also just being able to fit in a lot of different spots, and especially this Philly situation. I just buy that rather than Jimmy having to carry Miami in the ways that he does, and obviously just the way that their team is structured. So that's why I'm going PG.
Let me add some extra names just for vibes. Bam Adebayo.
I'm taking Bam.
It's Bam Adebayo.
Yeah, I'm taking Bam.
Big Bam.
Derek Lively.
Okay. Keandre, hello?
Derek Lively?
No, he's joking. Are you taking Bam or are you taking PG?
I'll probably take Bam.
Okay. Are we
I
taking?
would take Bam over Jimmy, to be honest.
That's what I figured. Karl Anthony Towns or PG?
PG.
Oh,
PG.
I'm standing on that.
That's
That
close.
ain't changing.
I think I would take Cat.
Okay. I knew that would get
What's wrong with you, Riz?
It's not a conversation.
When has Cat ever had a high? What's his high?
Game 7
Game 7.
versus the Nuggets.
Big man that can
He
shoot
loves
like
to
that.
take it away
Rare to
from me on
find.
the hours.
It's hard to
OG.
find.
Keep the same energy.
He's
please.
an elite shooter.
All right. Fair.
You got it.
All right,
You
fair
got
enough.
it. You see, I didn't
Yeah,
rebuttal.
I agree.
Got it.
I'm here with you.
Wow. Any more?
Do you have any more?
This is the last one. It's
No, I meant
This
highs.
Oh,
first
No.
round, he was good.
he won a 3-point contest.
I hate you, Joel.
That's not what I meant by high. That's not
No,
really
Joel.
That's not a shining moment. You got a trophy for it.
That's not what I meant.
I'm
when I meant
angry
high.
that you're serious.
That's not what I
All
meant.
right, next name.
The last name is Pascal Siakam.
PG.
That's tough. Okay, first of all, Cat against Phoenix was unbelievable. Cat against Denver was pretty unbelievable.
I didn't disagree with you.
Against
I had no
Dallas, he
rebuttal.
was pretty mid.
I didn't have no rebuttal. I had nothing to say.
Siakam or PG, that's close. I think I trust Siakam a bit more in the playoffs. It's
I
close.
think PG is more pluggable.
Is there something about nostalgia with us?
He is more pluggable. He's one of the most pluggable players in the NBA.
And the shooting is just
Yeah.
catch and shoot.
I wouldn't be mad. That's a toss up.
That was tough. Especially just how they started to figure things out towards the end of the season and into the playoffs. But I probably give PG the slight edge, but I honestly wouldn't carry either way.
Damn. I'm going to go Pascal. That's tough for
You
me,
had
but
to.
I'm going to go
You had to.
Pascal.
Real.
You had to.
That's real.
Did I have to?
You're a big Pascal guy. You had
I
to.
do
You
like
are
Pascal.
huge.
Listen, the Toronto guys have proved me right. OG proved me right, and Pascal proved me right.
Gary Trent did not.
He's the only one
Is he
that
still a free
betrayed me.
agent?
Yo, if he comes to the Lakers and we make some moves, maybe I was right. But you see that he's not even warranting MLE.
Damn.
Like teams aren't even offering the MLE.
So
He's
bet
down.
minimum.
Him and the
that's
Clippers
where
have just
we
gotten
win.
the conversation.
If he wants to come be a ninth man,
Yeah,
slide.
he's down bad right now.
Hey, listen.
think he's
come to
better
Golden
than that.
State. We need a little more. You know what I'm saying?
You just, bro, you can't be so greedy.
I want more.
You just got Kyle Anderson.
I need more. We need all the help we can get, bro.
We got no one.
You ask for everybody every year.
But I get no one. I get no one.
I can't ask for a
Who
little
have I
more.
gotten?
I can't ask for a little more.
you know, I
Vincent.
got Gabe Vincent. That's what fuck I got.
You were geeked.
You were the winners of the offseason last year.
Yeah,
Christian Wood?
I was. Fuck, man.
Now, Keandre, I want to ask you a question about the draft. What teams do you think won the draft?
Yeah, so I think there was a couple of teams that had really good nights. I would start with Washington just because they got who I believe is the best player in the draft at number 2. And then you go and get a shot creator in Bub Carrington. You got Keyshawn George in there. I think they're headed in the right direction. So they would be towards the top of my list also. I also liked what Minnesota did in just going to get Rob Dillingham. Obviously, they don't have a ton of flexibility in being able to get people on the open market and those types of things. He didn't give up too much. I think this is super valuable as long as Anthony Edwards is on your team. First round pick and a pick swap. So I like that move as well. And then, just off the top of my head, I would say I like the Knicks draft. Also, getting a project in Dadier. You've got Kolek. You've got Kevin McCullough, Ariel Hukporti. Like, I think they got a lot of guys, and obviously a lot of them aren't going to contribute besides probably Kolek in the near future. But I like what they did on draft night.
Kolek was a steal.
That was a good
Kolek dropping to the second surprised me. You mentioned the Timberwolves. They drafted Rob Dillingham. I'm a huge Rob Dillingham fan. But the guy sitting next to me, he's not the biggest Rob Dillingham fan. And
He didn't lie.
You sell me on Rob Dillingham or try to sell Riv
Try
on
to sell
Rob
Riv on
Dillingham.
Rob Dillingham.
Why the
Johnny
Timberwolves
Davis.
should be excited?
That's a good lie.
You did not say that.
I did it.
Okay.
I said I didn't call y'all losers.
No,
you
no.
didn't
But
say
you're,
that
just,
was
you're
winners.
not a Rob Dillingham fan, which is what he's saying.
No, but he's trying to make it seem like I was on hating
No, I
on the
didn't.
move.
I actually just mentioned Rob Dillingham.
You just gave it a
Sorry.
C plus for
C plus B minus.
All right.
So sell me on Rob Dillingham. Why you think he's so good? Where did you rank him in this draft?
Yeah, I had him top 4. I was a lot higher on him just as an offensive talent. I think he was the most capable creator in this class. Just his ability to, both score from the perimeter, create shots. I'm a little bit higher on his ability to make plays than some other people. I think that he flashed that in moments, and when he was able to handle the ball. I thought that he was a solid decision maker. And I think that, just somebody who has the type of offensive talent as he does, being able to both put pressure on the defense and get to the rim, make kickouts, make perimeter shots. That's somebody who I valued a lot in this class. And for a team like Minnesota that has somebody like Rudy Gobert on the back end to, insulate him as a defender and some of the issues that he could have at his size. And you got Anthony Edwards, and he just kind of serves as somebody to take the pressure off of him as a shot creator. Obviously, we saw the issues that Minnesota had deep into their playoff run. So I like it a lot. And then also, he gets to learn from Mike Conley in doing some of those things, making a little bit better decisions. So a team like Minnesota, that's perfect. If he would have ended up in some other spots that weren't San Antonio, I would have been a little bit more questionable, or I would have questioned more of, his ability to get to a level offensively that, mask some of the defensive issues that could be there. But like Minnesota,
it was perfect. It was perfect.
Am I crazy for saying, or am I getting too hyped up for saying that Rob Dillingham or Anthony Edwards could be one of the best backcourts in the NBA?
You didn't say that. Wait,
one day.
No. Say exactly what you said. They're going to be the best backcourt. Don't say one of the best.
It's draft night.
Well, first, don't remember, Ant and Jaden were better than the Jays.
Yeah.
Don't forget that.
Don't tell me
Ant is better than one of them. Both of them actually. He's better than both.
Word. One of the teams were actually able to beat. That team lost.
I wish Anthony Edwards had that team around.
The biggest disrespectful thing you probably have ever said in your life was that Jaden McDaniels and Jaylen Brown are a conversation.
Jaden McDaniels proved it in the playoffs. Jaden McDaniels' defense was all world.
And Jaylen Brown is
until that offense
is a Larry Bird MVP. Wait until that finals. Bill Russell MVP.
But I'm asking Keandre a question.
Why couldn't he guard Luka and Jaylen Brown could?
And the question I'm asking Keandre is, can the Timberwolves one day own the league's best backcourt?
There we go.
With Edwards and Dillingham.
Keandre, don't sugarcoat it. Yeah. Don't sugarcoat it.
I think it's a possibility. I truly do. It's going to take more time for Rob Dillingham to get there, but when you have a guy on the caliber of Anthony Edwards, that's always, a possibility. That second guy only has to be so good to get in those conversations.
And you think that Dillingham could be like an all-star player?
I think that he could get at least close. That's going to be tough, especially in the West. To get to that level and have two of them, especially when as long as you've got Gobert, possibly Cat on the team, but I think he could get to that, type of production at least.
Yeah, like 18, 20 a night. Jamal Murray's never been an all-star, but we know he's an all-star level player. Yep. No, I agree. Hey, listen. Hey, you didn't have to sell me. I hope you sold my friend here, Riv here. Stuff he was saying about Rob Dillingham.
What did I say?
You called him.
What did I say?
Not a winner of the draft.
What were your actual thoughts on Rob Dillingham? Because I wasn't here for it.
Drew, did you hear that? He tried to sugarcoat it so did you? Yeah,
not a winner of the draft.
What'd you say, Dehls?
What were your actual thoughts on Rob Dillingham?
Like when they picked him, or like just him in
player
general?
On the fit.
I think
they didn't have him as winner, so he wasn't that high.
I didn't have him as losers either, Del. I didn't have him as losers.
There's a lot of teams you don't have as losers or winners. Those are teams that you just don't care about.
I think Rob Dillingham is a good player. I think he has creation ability. I do think his defense and his size is questionable. I mean, when you look at around the league, guys his size, you're either going to be Trae Young-like or Darius Garland-like. And the gap between those two are so monumental, and I just think I said this, him going to Minnesota was good for his defense because they'll be able to hide him. It's just, how far the expectations, when is he ever going to be ready? Them giving up 2 picks, that was interesting to see. So I didn't have any major thoughts. I thought he was a top 10 talent in the draft. I thought if he went to, a team like the Spurs, or I'm blanking on the other team I had, he would have been fine. But, I wasn't too big on it. But that was, I wasn't too low on it either. But, anything I say about Minnesota that's not positive, it's going to be geared towards him.
He has if you're not over the moon, everything is sunshines and rainbows, you hate the team. Yeah. You hate them.
Do you do player comps, Keandre?
Yeah, I do. I got a lot of them.
This isn't crazy.
What was Rob Dillingham's player comp to you? Did you have a player comp for him?
I thought that he, could do a lot of what Darius Garland does. And I'm a little bit higher on Garland than I think you guys are.
No, you're not.
Think that he has.
We're here.
He's the highest on
number one
guy
fan
loves
over here.
Darius Garland.
We're here.
They grew up together.
So,
we did.
Yeah. I would think that you might be a little bit more of a fan of Dillingham just for that reason. Just game for game wise. But like that would be the caliber I think that he could possibly get to. If some of those other issues are there, I think that he becomes like Lou Williams so.
The player comp that Riv gave him was right-handed Brandon Jennings.
Yeah, I mentioned Brandon Jennings too.
I don't think it's disrespectful. I never said it was.
You didn't love it when he said it.
He actually said, I see what you're doing.
Brandon Jennings was a 35% three-point shooter. He was never an excellent three-point shooter. Dillingham is a 40% three-point shooter.
Differently. They got the same.
If Brandon Jennings could shoot at a 40% clip, he'd still be in
brother,
the league.
if you watch them, it's the same movements. They're the same. Like, it's really the same.
It's a difference, though. Like, I think the reason I try to, and I explain all this stuff in the videos, because you can take comps a lot of different ways. I personally try to be as realistic as possible and give you, different outcomes and try to match things both statistically and aesthetically, because when I started doing it, it was a lot of aesthetics. I think if we're just going like how it looks, Brandon Jennings is probably the most similar in a lot of ways, but he was also a little bit more inefficient. Especially, his peak as a player probably happened right before he got hurt in Detroit and tore his Achilles. So like, that's probably the what you're looking at. I think he was a little bit more talented as a passer too, but like, I'm not going 1-for-1 with a lot of comps. It's just kind of a rough estimate because everybody's too different to play that game.
Yeah.
And you set yourself up.
So what was this?
The Jaden Ivey, I'll never forget his player comp when everyone was calling him John Moran. Johnny Davis was getting called. Devin Booker's.
They always go. He looked exactly like D Book in college.
The Johnny Davis one?
Yeah, Johnny Davis. He looked exactly like the shit was insane, bro.
Now, so you don't do it like from aesthetics. You also mentioned do it from statistical profile. So what was Rob Dillingham's statistical profile? Who was it similar to?
Any other prospect?
I'm really interested in Rob Dillingham. He's my guy.
I have a prospect I want to talk about just because.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
We got the draft expert guy. Of course, I'm asking my prospects.
I'm with you.
So what was Dillingham's statistical profile? What did it compare to?
Yeah, Dillingham, so he was super efficient from three. All over the floor, really. He had a little bit of issues, finishing at certain points. But, like, there wasn't necessarily anybody that you could directly compare him to because of the Kentucky situation. You've got two guys like Reed Shepherd and Dillingham coming off the bench. So there wasn't anybody that I was, like, looking at as a direct comparison. But, there's several guards who at least matched his production in a lot of ways. That were smaller. Obviously, Trae Young averaged 30 and 10. That's not something that you would possibly go to, but there wasn't anybody necessarily specific.
Okay, I see. What's your prospect, Joe?
So listen, I watch a lot of Hoop Intellect videos. I have to, especially when it comes to draft season. That being said, I know for a while Ron Holland you were super high on. Drops to number 5. There were a lot of conversations about whether or not he was going to drop to the back end of the lottery, was going to drop out of the lottery. He still becomes a top 5 pick. But the pick to Detroit, I'm not the highest on Ron, but I'm especially not the highest on the destination. How are we still feeling it? Is he still higher on your rankings, or did the team he got drafted to kind of sway you a little bit?
Yeah, I definitely didn't think Detroit would have considered him at all. I know there was a lot of rumors about where he was going to end up, like you had said. But I still thought that he was a top 5 talent. So from that perspective, and a team that lost like 30 games last year, you're always going to go for talent no matter what. And obviously, when you have a guy like Cade being in the situation that he has been to start his career, you probably want to make decisions that at least help him in some way. If that's the guy that for sure you're going to build around. They gave him that big extension. But I think Ron, with like the Tobias Harris signing and hopefully more, you got Tim Hardaway there, which not a great player, but he can at least shoot it.
Some kind of spacing, I guess.
Right. I think that will at least help to be able to stagger lineups. You got Cade out there, you got Tobias out there, you got better roles or more realistic roles for guys like Asar and Ron to do their thing and be brought along slowly. So, and you have a guy like Fred Vincent on the staff who has turned a guy like Herb Jones into from a 4-year non-shooter in college to somebody who's shooting 40% in the league now, and obviously what he brings defensively. So the track record is there. I think that it's obviously not ideal. Like there's not like a clear fit for really anybody besides Cade on this roster. But from a talent perspective, I still think that he has the ability to bring something to them immediately. So I don't love it, but at the same time, you can't necessarily, go away from talent.
All right, last draft question I have.
I have a question too.
All right,
That's
the last
I
one.
also have one question.
The last
you're
one.
not the only guy that
I'm saying the last
questions.
one I have.
Hurry
I said
up.
if you guys listen, I said the last one
Oh,
I
my
have.
bad.
You've been talking a lot.
Yeah.
Not really.
A lot of yapping.
You've been screaming.
There's
I'm
been a
screaming
lot of
with you.
screams here.
That being said, true. Love you, Pookie. Give me your top 3 steals of the first round, period.
Top 3 steals of the first round. So I think the first one would probably be Dalton Connect.
I knew it.
Falling to 17.
you
I
like
know
Roger?
you're a Lakers fan. I would say, I'm not necessarily as surprised that he fell that far, but in this draft, as somebody who what he's going to bring to the table, I thought that he would definitely go in the lottery, especially with him having buzz as high as like 6. I wouldn't have done that because he is an older shooter who doesn't necessarily have the ability to affect the game defensively or as a playmaker in the way that you would want that high in the draft. But Lakers, it makes 100% sense. You've got LeBron, you've got AD. I love it. You've got JJ drawing up plays. I think that he's definitely one of the biggest steals of the draft. I would say after that, Isaiah Collier. I was a little bit higher on Collier,
Facts.
and I wasn't necessarily surprised about him falling either because he is a point guard who needs the ball at this point. But somebody of his talent level, somebody who was projected top 5 coming into the year, his ability to get to the paint, make passes. I think he's one of the 3 best passers in this class. Big physical guard. So him going to Utah, I think that's a great, talent grab for them.
Facts.
And just being able to make things happen. The last one, I would say, in terms of steals.
Hey, you could sneak into the second round if you need to.
Yeah, I need to look at the board because, things get a little fuzzy a week out or however long it's been.
Brother's been on vacation.
I don't blame him. Listen, you've been grinding
facts.
on draft content for well longer than the normal human being. I just
Yeah,
can't
I would
believe
say-
What are you
that.
shaking your head at?
Mind your business, bro. Keep talking to me.
Yeah,
I don't
well-
understand why.
What's your other steal?
I don't know if there's necessarily one in the first round. I would say second round into the second round. I'd say like Johnny Furphy. I thought that was a good slot for him. He goes 35. If I was San Antonio, I would have picked him. And then AJ Mitchell at 38 to OKC. I like those picks as well.
Solid. The question I had, I think there was multiple polarizing players in this draft, but Zach Edey is someone that I saw on draft boards as high as number 1 on some, and then others like you could get him in the 20s. He was drafted in the top 10. He has the size. He's 7'4". He's a huge guy. You're expecting him to go in and somehow fit next to Jaren Jackson if that's the 5 they're going to run with. Maybe comes off the bench. What were your thoughts on the Edey pick?
Yeah, so I love the idea of Klingon going to Memphis. I thought that he made a whole lot of sense. I think Edey, just from a size perspective and being able to bring some of the screening ability that Steven Adams had success with them, and then being able to score in the paint and finish. From that perspective, I like it, and I think that there's a chance that it works. I'm just a little bit lower on his defense and ability to, contain in the pick and roll and do anything but stay in a deep drop and cover ground. So that's my biggest issue with him in, any situation, but especially when, like Memphis. But, they're going to simplify his role. Like you got Ja, Bane, Jaren Jackson. Like this is a really good and ready-made team already. So as long as he can adjust to being that screener full time and rolling a little bit more rather than the post up heavy player that he was at Purdue his entire time, I think that he's gonna be fine. It'll just be more of a work in progress defensively.
That was my question.
Oh, that was your question about Zach
Hey.
Edey?
Good minds think
Great
alike.
minds think alike.
I do have. I can spin one though. 2025. You've been watching it a lot. The draft is getting hyped up. There's been these 1, 2, 7 players that have been talked about a lot.
VJ Edgecombe
For
being
sure,
one of
yeah.
them.
He's on the Bahamas right now. He killed from what I heard. I'm gonna watch the game probably tomorrow or something.
You put him on, bro.
Sure. Yeah, you definitely did. Dylan or Nolan? Who would you pick right now and why?
Yeah, that's tough. I've been kind of thinking about that for the last several months, just looking ahead to the next class. I would probably lean Dylan Harper at the moment, but like it honestly doesn't matter too much right now because I would have said a lot of other stuff last summer or even summers past where I would just completely disagree with myself. But I think Dylan's just a little bit more composed. I probably trust the shot just a little bit more, even though they're both questionable. And I was just watching, Traore in the Adidas Next Generations tournament last night, and against Barcelona, I think, or no, it was Real Madrid because it was Hugo Gonzalez. And I just, saw certain things in, his ability to pull up and just make certain decisions, finish at the rim that I think he's going to have to work through this season. But yeah, I would probably give the nod to Dylan. But they're both in my top 5 going into the season.
Oh yeah, Ruckus is going to be crazy.
Now, before we get into the last 2 topics of the show, I know you said earlier that you don't have a team you root for. Who's your favorite player?
My favorite player all time is LeBron.
Legend.
That's just, I'm 98 kid. When I was like 4 or 5, LeBron starts coming into the league. I was a Jordan guy, like as a baby. So, it's just like 23. That was my guy. So he's number 1, but like there's so many. Like as a kid, I liked everybody, to be honest. Like the only person that like I like the Celtics. I liked the Cavs. Like when they played in the Eastern Conference Finals, like I was like, whoever wins, I'm rolling with. Got a Dwight Howard jersey. I used to study Iverson's
sounds
moves.
like me.
It does sound like you.
Like it was. There's too much going on for me to be tied down to one team, and I'm also not in like a regional area where we had a team. So that's pretty much just how I've always been.
What area are you from?
I'm from Wichita, Kansas. You see the Fred, I can't move the correct way. Fred poster in the background.
Fred
Tough.
VanVleet, okay.
Yeah, that's my
Because
guy.
Kansas only has a college team.
When Nick went to Wichita State,
Ron Baker.
another one. That's what I wasn't thinking of.
What?
I was thinking of Clay Anthony early.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't actually thinking of Ron at all.
Damn, you cooked
You
too.
did cook,
You
yeah.
cooked.
Yeah,
I wasn't
I know.
thinking of Ron at all. Yeah.
That's why he was trying to give me that. I'm like, that's
There's
great.
another one.
No,
That's great
I
pool.
wasn't thinking it. That's why I was like, Ron. Oh, he did go there.
Facts.
There's a third one. Can y'all get the third one? It was recent history. So it was like 2010s.
Is he from Jersey?
You said Wichita?
Is he from Jersey? Wichita? Or he from New York? I know who you're talking about. I just can't think of his name right now.
Wichita State, they had that year where they were really good. They were
They had
good
some
for
good
a
years.
couple
They
years.
had some good years.
They were
Yeah.
one of the
It was,
biggest stories of college basketball.
Wait.
It was
I'm
gonna be honest, Riv. I don't have
cooked.
it, and
I'm
I'm
cooked.
trying to think. I cannot.
No, I have it. It's like there.
Is it a big
in
man?
you.
It's in me. No, it's there. It's direct.
You're
it's
sick
it's a guard. It's a guard.
All
no,
right, I
it's,
really don't know.
It's there. I just can't. I don't
It's a
got it.
tough pull.
Who is it?
It's Teray Murray.
He wasn't there.
I wouldn't expect that. Like,
I never would have in a million years.
I was thinking of somebody else. He wasn't there.
yeah. He was he had a short stint with the Knicks, but it looked like he was about to turn it into something for real. But it didn't.
What year was that?
I wouldn't. It was like this had to be like 2013, 14,
okay,
15.
okay.
What round
somewhere in
pick
there,
was he?
so.
Second?
Fuck, I don't know.
He went
Murray.
undrafted.
Undrafted. I was
Wow.
gonna say. I feel like I don't remember that name at all.
So you don't have a favorite player right now when you watch?
It's LeBron, bro.
Well, outside of LeBron, because we know
Yeah.
LeBron's like about to retire. Yeah. I mean, like another one.
A favorite player to watch. I would probably go. Again, this is tough. I'll probably go like Devin Booker or
Tough.
Steph.
You lost aura.
He says Steph.
Oh, is that Steph? We're
Says
back.
Steph.
We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back.
That I lost.
How quickly they forget how good Devin Booker was last year in the playoffs, man.
Hey man,
How quickly?
he is special.
Now they're
I
putting
just
Donovan
like
Mitchell over him.
studying different players' games. So
Let me say this to
Why
you.
did Donovan
You
age?
you live a very let me say a blessed experience of basketball. I feel like it'd be a lot easier for me if I was just like LeBron. I don't care about the team result. All I care about is LeBron. But me, I've kind of just immersed myself fully whatever team because I used to love KD, used to love Steph Curry. Then obviously we have the rivalry with KD. Well, not really, but KD kind of slimes the whole basketball world. We have the rivalry
Then
between.
outplays LeBron in the first finals they met.
If you want to say it, in the first finals,
First finals
2012.
they met. No,
2017.
No,
with
no,
the
no,
Warriors.
no, no, no. First finals they met was 2012.
KD matched them up toe for toe. He
Okay,
matched up
that's
with him. Yes, he
casual
did.
talk.
He
You love
averaged
saying
30.
that.
Casual
loves
talk.
He averaged
Casual
30.
Casual
He does
talk.
What are you
love
talking about?
Casual talk. But again, I used to love those two guys, but obviously, as we play more and more, I have to now have an animosity towards them. And now, as a LeBron fan, I feel like everyone has it labeled on my back. Oh, you're a bandwagon. You like the best ever. That takes no skill. So now my new favorite guys, they have to be like really good to great, but I have to find those good ones that transform into great, which is why Jaylen Brown really, that's the boy.
High key, KD's the only player to match LeBron James and go toe to toe with him in the finals.
I mean, Dirk. Like Dirk.
I was going to say Dirk
exist.
My
definitely
bad.
did
You know
it.
what I mean.
I
You know
did.
what I mean. Dirk outplayed him.
Yeah, no.
But in every other
But
finals,
what about Timmy in 07 or excuse me, Tony Parker in
07 don't count to me because LeBron had a bad team.
I'm just saying, I'm just giving him
Okay, yeah, but I'm just saying, like, LeBron, prime, like, when he went to Miami after that, KD's the only one in the finals that matched up
And-
with him
and
with
Dirk?
toe-to-toe.
And are we including Dirk?
Yes, well, Dirk outplayed him. Dirk
Correct.
outplayed him. But outside of that, Steph never played as well as KD did when he faced LeBron.
I don't know, the
Jimmy Butler
2018
definitely
year,
did it.
he was really great.
And the Spurs were just a complete team.
Yeah. I'm just saying that 2018 year was the closest Steph ever got, but even still, that team was unfair.
No, it wasn't
Yeah.
fair. And KD won Finals MVP.
He did.
You know, he got two of them.
He won Finals MVP.
Talk about something else.
Yo, but
Another year.
I'm gonna
How
give it.
about you respect KD?
He only won Finals MVP because Steph had one dud.
Yeah.
He had
Yeah,
a
because
dud.
KD has 0 duds.
He did have 0 duds.
Sometimes you have one, the
He
other
did
guy
say
has 0. That's why
Ty
you
Lue said
win
he
the
game
Finals
plans for
MVP.
Steph, not really KD.
Oh, yeah?
He said it.
Okay, good for him.
To be honest, that's the answer.
Good for him.
That should tell you right there all you need to know.
When a player on his team called out KD went out and answered and had 50 and dominated.
What about when they called him out for leading a team to a championship that's not a super team and he has yet to make that call?
He's still an all-time great. Doesn't matter
cool.
to me.
He's not top 10 like
Not-
Steph,
not
though.
once.
You know?
Well, it's top 15. Top 15. I think
He
that's
might
fair.
People might climb him. Luka's on.
Whose
the way.
rings are more impactful?
Giannis,
KD's or
Jokic.
Kawhi's?
Kawhi's
Kawhi's.
rings are more impactful.
Sounds like you could do that with a lot of players.
But Kevin Durant's a better player than Kawhi.
Is
It's
he?
not even. Yeah,
Like,
it's
not even a question?
It's no question. Kevin Durant's better than him.
Okay.
It's no question.
Okay.
So on to the next topic. OKC made some big time moves. They traded for Alex Caruso. They signed Isaiah Hartenstein. This team was the first seed in the West last year. They won 57 games. Do you think that they're now the best team in the Western Conference? It should be favorites to make it out the West.
Oklahoma City is going to the finals next year. I'm really confident in that. Alex Caruso, you get the best perimeter defender, and statistically, you pair that with the best perimeter defender in the league in Storts. Here's the thing. You have a little bit more of a reliability on Alex Caruso on the offensive side. Another guy that can handle the ball, a guy that can stretch the floor, a great passer also. But what you brought him to this team to do is to fit your culture on the defensive side. And Caruso's going to do that and then some. Now you also bring in Isaiah Hartenstein. What did you lack? You needed rebounding. You needed another interior presence. You got the best available on the market. You had to overpay for him. That was the main reason why you were able to drag him away from New York. But it's not that he's going to clog up space and be a negative in that regard, because he is a great connector. He is a great passer. He has great touch around the rim. Riv, you and I already talked about how he has that little sky jump hook that's just cash every single time he throws it up. He was uber efficient for them, and on the defensive side, he fits exactly what they want to do because he was one of the best big defenders in the game last year. So to me, I look at this roster, the fact they were able to bring back Aaron Wiggins, the fact they were able to bring back Isaiah Joe on team friendlies. I anticipate SGA to be just as good or maybe even slightly a little bit better than what he was this past season, which locks him to be a first-team All-NBA player. J-Dub only should get better. Chet Holmgren, now that he has the experience of being in a playoff setting, he should only get better. This team is near perfect. I think that they are the favorites to come out of the Western Conference, and this would be my team to do it.
I said this when we were having the argument about Big Three. You could talk about the Caruso pickup. You could talk about the Hartenstein pickup, re-sign their own guys. But if they do want to be favorites, which I think they should be right now, but if they want to execute that and actually get to the finals, I think you need to see some sort of leap from J-Dub or Chet. I think where SGA is right now, he could definitely take another playmaking leap, as we've discussed earlier in the show, and become, an above average to really good playmaker, because right now he's probably hovering around just an average playmaker for his position. But if J-Dub's able to take another leap and he's efficient in the playoffs, if Chet's able to, of course, have another year under him coming off the injury, be able to hit the three more consistently, maybe be able to take advantages more consistently, as we saw Porzingis do kind of later in his career. Of course, Chet is still super young. That's the key for me. That unlocks everything for the Thunder, because Caruso is a great pickup. We know Lou Dort can play great defense, especially on bigger forwards like a Luka Doncic, just big wings that should be. But if those two can step up, right? Because we know what Caruso is going to give us. We know what SGA can give us. If those two can step up, that's how this team gets over the hump. And hell, this was a team that if they even just got average shooting against the Dallas Mavericks, we could talk about them being in the Western Conference Finals. We'll see what happens when they go up against Minnesota, because that would be a really tough defense to go up against, but they have great offense. I think would match that well. But they weren't that far away from kind of being in that realm. They went toe-to-toe with Dallas. Of course, they lost in 6, but again, just a couple possessions, a couple games that they had a big comeback, or they let up a big comeback. They were in all of these games. So when we're going into next season talking about the top groups, whether it's Dallas, whether it's Denver, whether it's OKC, I don't feel any less confident in OKC than I do all of those teams, because I think them and Dallas, another 7-game series that could go either way. With Denver missing KCP, of course, losing Bruce Brown last year. Now you're adding Christian Brown into the starting lineup. You're relying more on your younger players who need to step up. OKC has the continuity. They're probably going to get better, and they have playoff experience under their belt. So I think going into next year, they should be, especially after being the number 1 seed this previous year, which came out of nowhere. It's a little bit different now because you kind of snuck up on teams, right? We were all expecting a bit of a leap, but we're expecting them, you're a top 6 team, you're either playing, you solidify yourself as like one of the up-and-coming teams. So it's kind of easy to sneak up on guys. Now that you have that stamped, we're the number 1 seed. SGA just had an MVP type season. J-Dub broke out into like a top 30, 40 type dude. Now it's a little bit different when you're going into these regular season games because people are like, okay, this is a for real team. But I definitely think they should be in that conversation when we're talking about tiers in the Western Conference.
I think OKC is easy to grasp onto because they're the only team in the West that didn't lose anything and gained a whole lot. With the Mavericks, they got Klay Thompson, but Derrick Jones Jr. in that series against OKC held SGA to 37% from the field. He was an elite defender on him, and losing him, it is going to be felt. But the Mavs are hoping to get a boost on offense. Denver loses KCP. Minnesota adds Rob Dillingham. They didn't really lose much either. They lost Kyle Anderson, who for certain matchups is more is better, is beneficial for them, like against Dallas when they had him guard Luka.
Yeah.
But ultimately, OKC, they improved, and they didn't lose anything at all. And they're the only team now that has 5 players outside of the Boston Celtics within the top 50 of BPM. It's SGA, Isaiah Hartenstein, surprisingly, is number 14. Then they have Chet, J-Dub, and Alex Caruso. This is a very talented team. In the Western Conference, it all depends on who gets hot at the right time, because Dallas got hot at the right time, and that's why they made a run. I think Minnesota, Dallas, and because of Jokic and what he can provide you in any series, they can go band for OKC, but OKC is the most talented team. I think the only question with them is, can they really match up with Boston and handle that physicality? Because you look at Boston, and it feels as if Boston is a more mature version of what OKC is currently building. Mm-hmm. Kristaps Porzingis is a mature version of Chet. Jaylen Brown is a mature version of J-Dub. SGA is the only one that goes toe-to-toe with Tatum. And then you look at the role players, the Thunders, Isaiah Hartenstein and Caruso. I think they're great, but that's not better than Derek White and Jrue Holiday. So I just think that the Celtics are a more mature version, but the OKC Thunder, they're the most talented team in the West.
I think my only concern is more about how the offense is going to run. Are they going to change their philosophy of the 5-out offense? Are they going to plug in two big man lineup? How does Shea come into next year being a better playmaker? Not having a big that he can hit on the short roll like Hartenstein. Like this is a whole. It's not. I wouldn't say a whole different philosophy or scheme, but this is something Mark is definitely going to have to draw up. And teams aren't shocked by you now. They're going to be waiting for you, expecting you, have a bit of a better game plan for you. So that's really the only concern for me, because I think bringing in Caruso, I think he's an easy plug-in player. He comes in, he defends well. He's shown the ability to shoot the 3-ball. He can hit, he can be a good playmaker, a good connector. So it's just really about how are you going to adjust to Hartenstein and Chet, this new dynamic big, type difference, especially when SGA is more under the 3-point line. Like he's more mid-range to the rim. Will he come in with a different type of 3? Will he take more volume 3s? J-Dub, how is he going to produce? I do think Dehls has a point where they did make improvements, but I think the West is still matchup dependent. Mm-hmm. I think you still have Minnesota, who if you run a 2-big lineup, I think that's the perfect thing for them. That's the way they like to play. I think defensively they get a lot more aggressive. With Dallas, I don't think, they've dropped off a ton. I think the players they got are much better than the players that they had. And I think They already beat OKC, so going to the matchup, I don't think that's still a far-off bet to still take Dallas, because I think they have improved. So it's really just a matchup dependent. You do have to rely on J-Dub or Chet to make that leap, but you have to also, rely on Mark Daigneault to kind of make these adjustments and kind of, tinker with this offense and tinker with this pick and roll that they love to run, because Hartenstein ran a lot of DHOs when he was with New York with Jalen Brunson. SGA doesn't use a shit ton of pick and rolls. That's not really a big element to his game. So it's going to be interesting to add that to his game now, see what type of leap he makes as a playmaker. So I'm excited to see just OKC really just elevate, because I think that's the interesting part about it. Yeah, they were a number 1 seed, but I still feel like there's another level that they can get to, maybe 2 more levels that they can get to, because this team is so young. You had Kaysen, SGA, Chet, J-Dub making debuts. Well, not SGA, but for the most part, SGA making a debut as the guy
Number 1
in the playoffs. Like, not to mention Dortz hasn't been there a ton, so he's another guy that's still fresh. Aaron Wiggins, Isaiah Joe, like this team was fresh and
raw.
new in the playoffs. So are they the favorites? I wouldn't be mad at putting them there. They've made the right moves, and on top of that, how is Minnesota gonna look? How is Denver gonna look? But losing KCP, it's gonna be different. So, but I think putting them the favorite is fair. But for me, the top 4 is pretty simple. It's OKC, Minnesota, Denver, and I am blanking. Dallas. Dallas is the 4th team, and I think those are the 4 comfortables in the
Maybe
West.
it's not Dallas.
Lakers?
No, bro.
Warriors.
No shot. We'll get in.
I definitely agree with all the points you guys made. I think it really just does come down to, the leaps that J-Dub and Chet make, because those are your supporting stars. Those are the guys that have to be able to help Shea in a game 7 or, just other situations, make plays. I think, figuring out how those 2 bigs work and which lineups and how they play together, how much does Chet play at the 4 and how can he still be effective in that? I feel like we kind of have collectively acted like a 21-year-old just is incapable of making certain leaps and being able to create advantages and score on wings and do those types of things. So I think it's still a possibility, but we're going to have to see it. And then I think the other only concern I have with this team is just adding a 3rd ball handler. It doesn't necessarily need to be a traditional point guard, but at least in lineups when Shea does leave the court, can J-Dub fully, run the offense, or is there somebody else out there to be able to go get? With Caruso in there, is Dort expendable to some extent? You push Kaysen up if you believe in him in that way. So that would be the only other concern I have, or just the way that they can reach that next step. But they have everything. They would be my favorite going into this season.
To be honest with you, you talk about pushing maybe Lou Dort out of there and bringing in a Kaysen. That makes a lot of sense. Against the Mavericks, a lot of missed opportunity was because of missed open shots. You saw Lou Dort get a ton of those looks and miss a good amount of them. I won't excuse Kaysen Wallace either. That's one of my guys. Kaysen Wallace definitely shit that bed in Game 6. But you already know that Alex Caruso is pretty reliable when it comes to knocking down an open shot. We've seen him play in high leverage situations with the Los Angeles Lakers and step up to the plate and hit home runs. I think that he allows you that flexibility of, hey, this guy doesn't have it tonight. We're not dropping off even a little bit on the defensive side. If we do bring Dortz to the bench, we bring in Caruso, we bring in Wallace, who I still trust as a more reliable shooting option than Lou Dortz. But he is not excused. I'm not going to excuse a bad performance. A bad performance is a bad performance, but how defensively versatile they are, it's a luxury. And Kaysen's going to come in. I'm expecting him to get better. I'm expecting J-Dub to be a lot better than what he was or what he showed us in the playoffs, because we've seen moments throughout the regular season that he has some pretty strong highs, that he gets put in conversations with guys that probably are better than him, but it shows the level of potential that he does have. So for all the versatility that they have, and these guys show as defenders, they do lack in a little bit of a scoring output, but defense wins championships. But with you, when you have SGA and you have J-Dub and you have the potential and the ceiling that Chet has, the sky's the limit.
I think they match up well with basically everyone in the West. If you look at Dallas, I know they lost to them this past postseason, but you got a guy that could guard Luka and Lou Dort. You got multiple guys that could guard Kyrie Irving potentially. When you look at Denver, sure, do they not have a joker stopper? Yeah, but nobody really does. You have guys to throw at Jamal Murray, and then as a roster overall, they're probably just more talented than Denver as currently constructed. Minnesota, maybe not as much for just how big and strong and lengthy they are, but Minnesota still has their own issues, especially offensively, that they ran into against Dallas. So when you look at kind of that top 4 in the West, like Riv mentioned, everything's matchup dependent, but adding Caruso, adding Hartenstein, you're able to throw some different looks at these teams and match up pretty well.
And a move that was overlooked is that Isaiah Joe and Aaron Wiggins were both on qualifying offers. They could have accepted it and only had them for this upcoming year, and then they would have hit restricted free agency. He signed both of them, Sam Presti did, on pretty good deals to where they're making $9 to $10 million annually. Those two players, now it becomes much easier to match salary to go get another star. If they want to go down that route, I don't think they have to because they have enough depth, but if they wanted to, say, go get Lauri Markkanen, Isaiah Joe, Aaron Wiggins makes up that $18 million. And then they could just send them a boatload and treasure chest of first-round draft picks that they have, and they could get Lauri because they extended those guys on multi-year deals. So I think OKC's doing everything right. But the next step for them is making the finals, and the two teams that have made the finals in the past 2 years in the West have been the Denver Nuggets. They won it, and the Dallas Mavericks this past year. They lost it. Between the Mavericks and the Nuggets, who do you think is more likely to make it back to the NBA Finals in the near future?
Keandre, you can start us off here. What do you think?
Tough question.
Yeah, Mavs and the Nuggets, I would probably lean Mavs. I just think, the structure of their team just makes a little bit more sense. Now, that's no disrespect to Jokic. I think he's a good enough player that, he can elevate a team enough, and they get the right matchups. They could definitely make a run. They were close this year.
Facts.
I think losing KCP hurts quite a bit. I think, Christian Brown, Peyton Watson, the depth of their bench is going to have to really step up in a major way for them to compete with some of these other teams the way that they've made moves. So I would lean Dallas for that reason, but Jokic is one of those guys for sure.
Part of me leans Denver. And I say that for the idea that we didn't get the best version of Jamal Murray, and they were a game away from the conference finals. They were up in that game 7 double digits when Jamal Murray was having a spectacular first half. We all right? What happened here?
Oh, wait, nothing. You can talk.
You caress my knee.
You're a sicko.
I didn't know that was his name, to be fair.
What you think it was, bro? The table?
I saw it. His look in his eye. I said, something's going on over there.
Bro, caress my knee smooth, too.
He's crazy.
He knew exactly what it was.
I really
he thought
didn't
it was
know.
something else.
I didn't know what it was.
He thought it was something poking at him, and it was like, whoa, what's that?
Crazy.
What's that demon down there?
Let me lock in. Let me lock in. Oh, my
I thought
God.
it was a dangerous snake down there. He just trying to. This guy is sick, man. I don't know what's wrong with him. That ain't the snake, my boy. That ain't that.
Yo, all right.
He would know if that was that.
You'd know the table flip.
Yo, all right. All right. Jesus Christ.
Trying to tell y'all, man.
All right. Let's get serious about basketball. Okay, I'm going with the Nuggets. We just saw them in a playoff setting where they went 7 games. In that 7th game, they were up over 20 points, and they blew it because they simply didn't have that same offensive output in that second half. Jamal Murray was excellent in the first half, ran out of steam in the second half, and so did the entire Denver Nuggets offense. I am looking at just Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic. If Jamal Murray can just play more consistent and just go into the next year's playoffs healthy, I'm just automatically going to ride with that duo. With what Nikola Jokic provides for you on the offensive side, it's one of one. Honestly, it's something I've never seen before. But paired with Jamal Murray, that's the best 2-man game in basketball. And it wasn't even at its best, and they still almost went to the conference finals. With the Dallas Mavericks, you have Luka Doncic, you have Kyrie Irving, you just brought in Klay Thompson. PJ Washington now doesn't have to have that same level of responsibility on offense, but defensively, now he really becomes your primary defender on that side. You did trade for Quinn Grimes. We'll see how that turns out. But now Derek Lively now has a full year. At least it seems that's what it's going to be as the starting center. He's going to become your defensive anchor. He's going to maneuver everything that goes on that side. It's going to be interesting to see his development in year 2. I fully anticipate he's going to be excellent. He showed it in the playoffs that it didn't matter that he was a rookie. He was playing like a vet in certain moments. But I do look at this Denver Nuggets team, and although in respective seasons they've lost Bruce Brown and they've lost KCP, I can sit here and tell you that I think that Calvin Booth has been irresponsible as a GM, and he's done very minimal to maximize Nikola Jokic. I still trust the foundation of this team. Yo, my mic sounds crazy right now. I still trust the foundation of this team with Nikola Jokic, with Jamal Murray, with MPJ, and of course Aaron Gordon. These four are good enough with the rotation of a Christian Brown, even though I'm not the hugest fan of him becoming your starting two guard, Peyton Watson. The rest after that gets a little bit dicey, but as long as you have that four and you just in playoff settings, you're probably going to be playing upwards of 40 minutes a game. That's going to be good enough to get you far into the playoffs. So long as Jamal's healthy, I'm going with the Nuggets.
It's a simple answer for me.
Go ahead,
Mr.
bro.
Dehls.
Yeah.
It's the Dallas Mavericks. They just got better.
Crazy.
The Nuggets just got worse and the Mavericks just got better. Tim Hardaway Jr. is now replaced by Klay Thompson. Those 3-point looks that THJ got, they're now going to Klay. Derrick Jones Jr. leaves, but Najee Marshall comes in, and I think they're equals. And then Quentin Grimes comes in and maybe fulfills the role Josh Green fulfilled. And I think Quentin Grimes, if he gets back to what he was, he's a better player, but still, I'm not really banking on that. The Dallas Mavericks just made the NBA Finals, and I don't even think Luka was phenomenal this entire playoff run.
He wasn't
Luka.
Luka.
And
I
that
agree.
speaks to how great he is because he led the entire playoffs in 9 different categories. The only player in history to do that. And he made the finals.
Certainly
and I don't think he was elite.
9 categories exist?
It was 9 categories. Points, assists, rebounds.
Kind of makes sense when you play hella games to get to the finals, you know?
Facts.
Well, no, they beat the Timberwolves in 5 games.
He went.
Yeah, but they went 6,
They went
6,
6, 5.
5.
That's a lot of
not
games.
like hella
not a ton.
games.
That's not hella games.
Maybe
That's
that's
a lot
like
of
2 or 3 more games than the
there's no
Celtics.
That's not that bad.
Really?
That's not that bad.
Yeah.
a lot
it's
of
not.
games to me.
It's not. With the OKC Thunder series, Dell's mentioned it earlier. OKC could have won that series. I think the series was very close, but you have to take into account if you're going to say, well, OKC didn't shoot well. Well, I could say, well, Luka didn't show up until Game 5. The best version of Luka did not show up until Game 5. And I feel as if right now with him playing in the Olympics, they just lost to Croatia. He's still dealing with
still
something.
losing.
Yeah,
No, he's
did
out.
lose. Yeah.
This is the most beneficial thing you could ask for if you were a Mavs
And a lot of
fan.
Mavericks fans
They gotta
are
get a
happy
better
about
team.
that because now he could rest. But what it shows to me is that he's still highly competitive and he wants to win. And that's why he's still playing basketball. But I think having rest will do him justice. Coming into this upcoming season, I feel he's going to have his best career season. I feel that way all the time.
We always say this.
And I feel like in the playoffs,
just never has to be that extra stuff.
he was the
if
best
you're
version
getting
of
a
himself
healthy
this year, though. He was
version of
OD.
Luka Doncic in next year's playoffs, he will be the best player in the playoffs like he was
Fingers crossed.
this past playoffs.
Fingers crossed.
And I think they have a lot of great players on their team. Kyrie Irving, Derek Lively, Klay Thompson, Daniel Gafford. The point of attack defense with Derrick Jones Jr. does hurt, but I mean their defensive scheme is all about funneling offensive players. They're not a heavy man-to-man team where we're just going to have a perimeter defenders guard up and lock up. That's not their scheme. That hasn't been their scheme. And at times they've been criticized for it, like when they lost to the Clippers and Harden had wide open lanes to the basket. Those are moments where, yeah, it looks bad, but that's their scheme. And I don't think losing Derrick Jones Jr. for the boost they're going to get on offense is going to be felt as much as people think it's going to be felt.
Go ahead.
This actually is a tricky question because I think both teams can make the finals as early as next year. I think at the end of the year, we could be seeing either one of these teams in the finals. I think Dallas has had a better offseason, so I think the easy answer could be them. I think with bringing in Klay, bringing in Quentin Grimes, a lot of guys who have a bit of a question mark on their, right now on their tag, but if they do, come out and they fill the void, they can be really good for this team.
They're coming to the perfect team. The Mavs got a chip on their shoulder.
You talked.
The Mavs got a chip on the shoulder.
You talked.
Dallas got a chip on the shoulder.
Let me talk.
No,
They don't
I
have a
think-
chip. They just made the finals.
I think they still got a chip on the shoulder.
Okay.
Because you doubted them every series.
What?
You doubted them.
So did you.
You picked against the Clippers. You picked them.
Oh,
you picked them against
shit.
OKC, and you picked them against
Damn.
Minnesota.
Me and you
Right?
picked the Minnesota.
No, you didn't pick them not once the entire playoffs.
And you picked them,
they
what,
made the
twice?
finals. Yeah, no,
3 times.
Three
Finals. Don't forget that.
You were
75%
you were
of the
being
time.
dumb in the finals by picking them against Boston.
You were being dumb in the first round by thinking Kawhi would be healthy.
I mean, I'm sorry.
That's on us, Riv. That's on us.
I'm sorry that I thought Kawhi
I
would be
honestly
healthy.
think the finals is more crazy.
The Mavericks still got a chip on their
No,
shoulder.
the finals is the worst.
The finals was by far the worst one. I don't know what we're doing here.
That series was closer than they
Oh
led
my
on to as well.
God.
Mavericks missed so many open shots.
I was talking.
So many open shots.
Yeah. So, like I was saying, I was rudely interrupted by something
Kinda
that
like the
didn't need to
Thunder
be interrupted.
against OKC.
All right.
I mean, against Dallas. Sorry.
Yeah. Dallas, they got better this offseason. Denver, unfortunately, I don't want to say unfortunately because it could happen. They're relying on internal growth from their young guys in paint Watson, who I think is a really good defender offensively, needs to work on his game. Christian Braun, I think he can give you a little bit of that just cutting back door, being aggressive in transition. He can play really good defense. He can rebound the ball really well for a guard. I think he provides those things. It's just about, can he be consistent for an 82-game season at the three-point line, being able to rely on that. That's going to be huge. But I think in terms of just like being that cutter, playing off Joker, coming off screens, hitting the back doors, I think he can do that well. I think if I had to pick a team, I think I would probably go
He said all this just to think of an answer. I respect it.
Because it's really a lot, and it's hard. I don't think either way is easy, because I think on one hand you have the best player in the world. I think his team is still good enough to where he can get you to the finals. Like you mentioned, Game 7, they blew it. They could have been in the finals. Who knows how Dallas and Denver would have went? You know what I'm saying? It could have been a toss-up. Could have went anyway. But with Dallas, they've made improvements in this offseason. Like we mentioned, if Luka is healthy for the playoffs next year, we can see a better version of him. Kyrie Irving, if he's a little bit more consistent than what he was this year, they can probably go back again. They have Klay Thompson. They have Quentin Grimes. They still have their two big guys. So
let's also add that the Denver Nuggets did not shoot the ball exceedingly well in the playoffs either.
The Joker did not. He shot
Joker
terribly.
didn't shoot well, but let's talk about the role players. KCP's not there anymore, but KCP didn't shoot that well. MPJ, night and day, considering how amazing he was against Los Angeles comparatively to how he played in round 2 versus Minnesota. I mean, it was probably the most shaky I've seen MPJ so far, really, as one of the guys on the Denver Nuggets. So you didn't hit your wide open shots, and you still went 7 games with a pretty damn great team in Minnesota. So I think that they just missed a strong opportunity. They did not capitalize. They kind of took it too lightly, and then Minnesota took what was theirs.
It feels kind of weird because it almost feels like we have to project with Denver. Like, this is a team that has the best player in the world. One of the best number 2s is coming off a championship just from 2 seasons ago. But when you lose these role players and you're inserting new guys into the starting rotation and new guys just into the rotation, period, right? Because you're going to, or just give more minutes to these younger guys, you have to do some projecting with Denver. Like, we know what Jokic is going to give us. We know what Jamal is going to give us. MPJ, has had some ups and some downs if you look specifically at this past playoff run. And Dallas, it's more so, can they just do it again? PJ Washington went crazy in the second round, and that had a huge impact on why they were able to reach the WCF. Never. But on the other side, you have a guy like Luka Doncic, who probably didn't play up to his standards. You have a guy like Derek Lively, who is just in his rookie season, is going to be starting next year, and we're assuming he's going to be a better version than what we just saw, which was still a great player. So I think Denver, it feels weird to project for them because you usually don't have to when you have the best player in the world in a team that has a championship core. But I think if I had to pick between the two, I think I would go with Denver. I think I would still trust Denver to be able to do it because I don't think you need a ton to go right.
I thought I was the only one with stones.
I think you just need Christian Braun. I think you need him to be basically what he was, which you're asking a lot because he's going to the starting rotation potentially now. It's a different workload. It's different expectations. But if he could be a good defender, if he could shoot 37, 38% from 3, I mean, that's not everything KCP did, but it's like 70 to 80%. If you get that to replace it, then I think you're looking at a decent spot. And the Joker is just unstoppable. Like, Minnesota is that one team that can stop him. But we even saw they were able to win 3 straight. They were able to be up 20 in Game 7, and he was going crazy. So I do think if I had to pick between the two, it would probably be Denver over Dallas.
This question might come off as disrespectful, but if they get Russell Westbrook, do you feel better or worse about them?
I feel nothing.
I think he helps their defensive situation.
Is he better than Reggie Jackson?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
I still feel like...
I would feel better. Not by much.
Because who's their other ball handler right now? Outside Jamal.
Outside of Jamal, they don't got one.
Sometimes Westbrook as a ball handler
Here's the answer. Nikola Jokic.
Yeah. Yes.
You know what he means. Come on.
Well, outside of Jamal, you already have 2. That's my statement. You already have 2.
What do you think, Andre?
It depends on how much buy-in you get from Westbrook. Like, if he's willing to screen more, if he's willing to cut and move and do those types of things, if he can, be respectable as a shooter in some way, not expecting a ton out of that, then I think it makes him better. But like, if he's not willing to do some of that stuff and take a back seat and, just kind of be more of an energy guy, then, it's just probably a wash. So I don't know that, like, I would necessarily say if they do get him, it would like swing them in either direction, just off rip.
Yeah, I know, because with Russell Westbrook, he really was pretty good with the Clippers last year, but you look at the playoffs versus Dallas in the first round.
Putrid.
1 point in game 3. This is playing over 24 minutes until game 6.
Can you read all the games? Read the games. Read all.
You want me to just tell you the averages? Because I think the averages is better.
Okay.
In the series, he averaged 6 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists with 2
But
turnovers.
He played good defense.
He shot 26% from the field and 23% from 3.
He did play decent.
How many minutes was
defense.
he playing on average?
He was playing like 19 to 20 minutes.
Brother, he was getting the minutes.
That's hard.
He played good defense, though.
Or no, he opted
accepted,
in.
but
Yeah,
they're
facts.
thinking of trading him.
Yo, Riv, you know what I just remembered and realized? We didn't do your blind ranking.
We
didn't
could
come
wrap
up
up the
with
show
one.
with that. Do you have the blind
There's
ranking
no way
with
he
you?
came up with one.
I did.
Oh,
You
let's
did,
go.
okay.
He said he came in with one.
I'm no longer entertaining the ignorance.
I know. I perfectly
I'm
said.
gonna, you know what? Move on from the ignorance.
I thought when he first
Become
arrived,
a
I
better
don't. Joel, to be
He said
honest,
he
I
had
don't
to-
want to hear it personally.
I thought he said he had to
I'm
make
sorry.
one up.
I don't want to hear it.
Did you when you
That was
first came
4
here?
hours ago.
I know, but
You think I can't make nothing up in 4 hours?
We were doing a lot.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah.
You were yapping. I type.
To be fair,
He's yapping.
we were
I type.
yelling.
Joel yaps.
All
I
right.
type.
What's the blind ranking? Let's finish it off.
Don't talk to me.
All right. Let me leave this one now.
Joel, do you want to hear the blind ranking?
Yes.
Drew, do you want to hear?
You
the
kidding
blind
me?
ranking?
I'm ecstatic.
My brother in Christ. Do you want to hear the blindly ranking?
I'm going to say the answer is yes. Let's lock
He
in.
doesn't know I'm talking to him.
It's all right.
Here we go. So I have 2. This one, the first one is blindly ranking random 2,000 and up guards.
Okay.
So this is
2000.
2000 and 20.
To
2000 and up.
20.
Yes, so
Here we go.
2000 2020,
Are we getting
2000
six?
to 2024, you are definitely getting 6. I want y'all to think of these guys as the best of the best. Screw awards in a vacuum. This player at his best randomly.
Okay.
You ready? Mm-hmm. First name up. I'm
Kyle
going to
Lowry.
start with Damian Lillard.
Which is pretty great.
Is it really good? This
Three.
is hard because this is a large error.
That's what I'm
You know
thinking.
I mean?
3. I'm going to be
Yeah.
honest. At their peak, how many guards have a 30
We
and
know
8
how
season?
Riv likes to do us though.
That's why.
There's going to be one dud in here. There's one.
There are 6 names. I'm feeling 3.
Maybe 2 duds. to be
3.
honest.
Yeah, 3 or 2.
Yeah.
3 or 2, true.
Yeah, Dame is. I mean, there's a lot of guards in that time period, but Dame was one of the ones.
If we get Chris Paul, Jason Kidd, Steve Nash,
What if we
they're
get
clearing
D-Wade?
him.
He just said 2 duds.
And he also said guards,
He
so this is
spoils
shooting
shit.
guards and point guards.
Yo,
That's
you're
fair.
right.
Okay.
So
I'm-
3.
I low-key would go with 4.
3.
No. How many of these players are 30 and 8? And what? Come on.
I don't care about 38. Jason Kidd, 17 and 10 is better than him. Does not matter to me.
No. I'm staying 3. That's
What's
my
the
vote.
We could
Dehls,
go
what you
3.
doing?
We could go
What's-
3.
3, Dehls?
I want. You know what? I want Joel to lead.
Am I leading?
I
He's
thought it was a
feeling
group vote thing.
All right.
I'm a democracy.
Should we let Keandre?
Keandre,
Yeah, what's
yeah.
your vote?
Yes.
Final vote.
I'm going with 3 on this.
All right, Keandre, you're leading
Let's
us.
do it. All right,
Keandre, so
Joel,
lock in.
Fuck out of here.
Next
This is
name,
3. Okay.
Allen Iverson.
All right.
Okay.
All right, we're fine.
We're good.
We're fine.
Fine.
Relax.
Oh, shit.
Can you relax?
This is 2.
okay.
Or
Yeah.
1.
All right. It can be 1. I'm feeling 2 though.
So starting off with Dame and AI makes
Yeah.
me think we're gonna get hitter. You know, heavy hitter after heavy hitter here.
All right, so 2.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
tough.
He said we're getting 2 duds. I blame him. He
could be lying.
He's a prick. Honestly,
lying.
that's what it is.
Well, he can still get we can still get a.
All right, Key, what are we doing, bro?
Yeah, 2.
All right.
2. I go 2.
Okay, that's dope. I like
Next
that.
name
That's,
up,
that's,
Steph Curry. He's such a.
no, that's really interesting. All right, next name up, Ray Allen.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm feeling comp 5
5?
off the top of my head.
OD.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not
Sure.
6.
Hold on. Hold
Probably
on.
not
6, 5 or 6?
Sure.
6 probably isn't.
This could be a dud. This could be the dud in all of
If
this.
Ray's the dud,
Compared to Dame and
that's what
AI,
I'm saying. That's what,
Bit of
Ray Allen
difference.
has one of the greatest shots I've ever seen in my life. When he was the guy, he was pretty damn great. I'm feeling 5.
What are we doing, Kendra?
Keep.
Wait, how many? We're doing 6?
6
total?
names.
6, yeah.
It's always
Okay.
6, brother.
He does it differently. It's not top 5. It's top 6.
I thought y'all. Yeah, I thought y'all we're doing we're 5.
It's never
I
five
would
with
say 5. I'll say 5.
All right.
5. Dope. I like that. Next name up, Russell Westbrook.
This is 6.
Wow.
Got him.
Yeah, I don't know if you got us.
I do.
So far,
I think we're cooking so
I think
far.
so far
We're
we're good.
cooking so far.
So far, we're good.
6, Joel.
I think
let me
depending
say
on this
this.
next name,
I
I could've
understand
got
your
you
thought
there.
process. I get it.
But
he's
the
an
numbers
MVP
look,
in the
the
league.
numbers look great, but
He's an MVP in our
the
league.
numbers look great, but they fool you.
You have
Is that like AI though?
You have 6, 4, and 1 left.
Allen Iverson led the team to the NBA Finals.
Russell Westbrook went to the finals.
He
Not
didn't
leading.
lead them there.
He wasn't the guy. but
KD was the best player on that team.
He also did average a triple double.
The 3 years after KD left OKC, Russell Westbrook was terrible in the playoffs every time he went.
Keandre,
Efficiency
what we
was
doing?
terrible.
Keandre, I'm between 4 or 6. I'm gonna leave you with the final decision.
Damn, I gotta make all the
Yes,
decisions?
you're leading us. You're leading us. You have to.
I'm gonna lean. See, I'm gonna lean 4.
All right.
I think peak
that's
Russ.
fine.
I think peak Russ was better than Ray Allen in a significant way.
That's fair.
But that's just me.
No, I'm with you.
No, that's fair. No, he was better.
So we have 1 and 6.
Yes.
That's how it always ends.
I'm fine with this. And you're adjusting them as we go.
No,
or
I'm
you're...
typing your list.
All right,
bro.
all right. Sorry, I just got animated real quick. And I apologize.
I just make sure to keep the
apologize,
track
bro.
so we know. Next name up, Tony Parker.
Okay.
This has to be.
This is 6. This has got to be
6.
6. And we take the chance on 1. And we hope and pray that it's Stephen Curry.
Yeah, can't put him over fucking AI.
Here's the thing: we can live with if it's not.
Oh no,
Steph.
you guys didn't do a terrible job.
No, I think we're cooking. I think Tony goes 6, even though he is amazing.
Yeah, legend.
He goes 6. We still have the opportunity at a Steph, at a
Steph,
Steve-
Wade, Chris Paul,
Steve Nash.
Jason Kidd,
There's a lot of
Jason
players
Nash.
that could still be won.
Shit, Kobe.
So we're going with 6, Keandre.
Yeah, I like
You
6.
have to.
Okay.
come on.
Damn. I think for the most part, you guys did really well. Last name up,
OJ man.
Tracy McGrady. I don't like him at 1, but it could have been worse.
That's really the only spot we messed up.
Is Tracy a guard?
He actually 1,000% is.
Is he a guard?
Yeah, no, he was.
Yeah. Hate that.
The
for you.
best
a
shooting guard
3.
debate was him and Kobe.
Really? Okay. Well,
And I did say in the beginning, at your best.
his best was pretty great.
Well, at his best, he could be number 1.
It's just
off of
so
talent.
hard to leave
That
like
shit.
3 or
Honestly,
4
I hate
open.
that conversation. I don't know why I do, but I do. The Tracy McGrady is the most talented player that never was.
Have you ever watched him? Be honest.
No, I watched highlights for sure. It moved the shit out of me.
It's like watching him is like watching Jesus play basketball.
No, I get it. He was awesome, but I don't know. I don't know why it bothers me because there's just so many players that just have so many milestones.
So your final ranking is Tracy McGrady at 1, AI 2, Dame at 3, Westbrook at 4, Ray Allen at 5, Tony Parker at 6.
2 to 6 is really good.
All right, reorder. Allen Iverson goes 1. Number 2.
McGrady's better than Dame.
Oh,
McGrady's better. Pound for pound, play for play.
That's why
I would
that's
have put
he
Dame
is,
at 2, but I
though.
don't
He
hate
is,
it. I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
that's like
I
the
don't hate
reason why Tracy McGrady I have issue with. It's like
But I feel like you can watch players play and come away with who's better.
Damian Lillard is pretty amazing.
Dame was right there.
Facts.
And
Dame.
I mean, it's not all on T-Mac when you don't win a playoff series as the guy,
That shit is
like
nasty.
that gotta mean something.
Yeah, it gets a little bad.
Dame at least led them to the conference finals. Now, T-Mac was out there playing with Pat Garrity and me out there. Dame, I feel like the resume just gotta speak to something, at least in some way.
You're letting your
if it's a
recency bias
tiebreaker.
get to you, man. With Dame.
Recency with Tracy McGrady.
With Dame.
No, with Dame.
With Dame, it's not. It's not at all.
All right, so can I continue and then maybe you give your 2 cents? Allen Iverson 1. We'll put Dame 2. I'll agree. Tony Parker or Tracy? Honest question.
Well, career is Tony Parker.
Yeah, player
for player. McGrady's better than Tony Parker.
Yeah,
T-Mac.
I think Tony Parker can go 6 solidly. To be honest,
Even still.
Unfortunately,
Because Riv said pound for pound, no career, no accolades.
You know what
pound
it
for
is?
pound.
And I'm going to be transparent with you. I've seen Tony Parker kill against my team.
No, Tony, at playoff time, if we're just talking strictly playoff, I would take him over a few guys in this.
No,
list.
I've seen Tony go into a different mode.
Yeah, Tony's nice.
That's why I'm kind of left with a little
I have another
PTSD. Another blind
Yeah,
ranking.
yeah.
Said he
all
had 2.
Say less. I will shut
Oh,
up
you
right now.
listened. Oh,
I always
'cause,
listen when you talk.
oh,
Go.
really?
All right, he's beating allegations.
I don't know because before he disrespected me, he said
Did you
some
get my
things
picture?
earlier. It had me cry. It is hilarious. It's funny as shit. So these are blindly ranking NBA head coaches.
Interesting.
Love it.
Okay.
Six coaches.
I hate this coach.
Am I going to lead us?
Oh, I'm sure if you want to.
All right.
You don't
Are
seem
you-
thrilled. That's why.
Yeah.
Well,
head
it seems
coaches,
like
I
he
know.
hates coaches.
Why do you hate coaches?
There's just no aura on coaches.
It's
but
just like,
cool.
oh yeah, we're ranking coaches.
Yeah, I know.
Yippee!
Yippee.
Wow, I love doing this.
Did you feel that same way about bad contracts?
No, I think that was good. That was good.
All right, I'm ready.
This
Come
is
on.
not no disrespect to you. It's just, I mean, come on,
Nah,
coaches.
I'm locked. I'm locked.
Disrespect the ball knowers. I'll be
Damn.
honest. We're here. You here, Dehls?
I'm here.
I'm here.
All right, let's do it. First name up, Rick Carlisle.
5.
Okay, I was gonna say 4.
His offensive system is pretty damn good.
Yeah.
I have not given you any criteria.
I mean,
What's the
head
criteria
coaches. Yeah,
You're not
Best
getting
coaches.
It's NBA
Right.
coaches.
That's what it is.
It can be anybody.
I'm
I could throw
between
Spo in the
5
fucking
was the
list.
first thing that came to my mind, but I'm cool with 4 too.
Yeah, I like 4.
All right.
Okay.
All right, 4 it is.
All right, putting 4.
You're not going to talk through this one at all?
No, I disagree with you. I agree with you.
Oh.
I said I just agree with you,
I'm
so
with
it
you.
came out as just
Next name up, Chris Finch.
Okay. I would have him probably above Rick.
Really?
You're a big offense guy.
I don't know. I'd have Chris Finch at 5. Rick Carlisle's an NBA champion.
Yeah, Rick Carlisle really did some things with Indiana.
You have
Their
Steve Kerr
offense
top 2.
took it to a whole other level.
Hell yeah, Steve Kerr would be top 2 if he gets mentioned.
Honestly, he's right. He's right.
Yo, stop.
Chris,
You get one ring.
all right,
Relax,
Chris
buddy.
Finch, 5.
That's valid.
Okay.
5?
5.
Yeah, I like that.
All
I
right.
like that.
I like that a lot. Next name up, Jamal Mosley.
6.
Yeah. I think that's fair. Doesn't have much of a
I think,
resume.
yeah,
Ooh.
you kind of got to.
Yeah, you do have
Can't
to.
put him above Rick
You
or
do
Chris Finch.
have to.
Not yet.
The match. All right.
We're banking on getting some heavy hitters now.
All right. 6.
Next name up, Mike Brown.
Okay.
Good coach.
3.
Great
That's
coach.
3.
3. Perfect.
Yeah.
3.
Or we sure?
I'm cool.
Cool.
Just
There
because
could be a bet. You know what?
just because so far we've gotten kind of like
Mids.
not top 5 coaches, but not bad
I
coaches.
wanted to save
I like
6.
that, Dehls. You play your mind.
Let's
guys.
put
You
Mike
get
Brown at
energy.
2.
because Mike Brown
2.
is the one of the better of like the above average.
We
coaches,
were
you know what I
able,
mean?
for our last 2 picks, we're able to put them in between each
I
other.
like Carlisle more than him. That's why I kind of went 3, but
Well,
I'm cool
I like
with 2.
that fucking
Yeah.
thinking. I love putting him at 2,
Thank you.
so then you can figure out
The 1
you
and
won't
3.
die both
Nah,
times.
you fried.
You fried.
Good
You know,
shit.
so you're
Thank
putting
you.
him at 2.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that. Let me just adjust.
Next name up. Eric Spoelstra.
No, I wouldn't do that to you guys. He gets off limits.
And you hear him, let me just adjust. He purposely screws us.
I think he's just fixing
Just,
the
I had because you said Mike at 3 first. So I saw. Damn,
Yo, that's twice now. And
No,
honestly,
like-
it's getting to the point where I can't even.
I would never
can't
cheat
clear
you
my
guys.
name. That's on
I
me.
would never cheat you guys. Next name up, Taylor Jenkins.
3.
3 is fine.
Yep.
Taylor Jenkins is a good coach.
She is a good coach.
And you,
You know what? For
Yo.
a guy who hated this aura
yo,
thing, you did amazing.
I'm going to be
Thank you.
honest.
You
Who's
did
gonna be one?
amazing.
Tibbs?
Yeah, if Tibbs is 1, I'm here.
Oh no, it's
That's
not
what I'm
Tibbs.
getting
Final name is the guy who just got fired and hired. JB Bickerstaff.
I hate you, bro. I hate you, bro. Like, you could, I fucking hate you.
So your final list is JB at 1, Mike Brown at 2, Taylor Jenkins at 3, Carlisle 4, Finch at 5, Mosley at 6. If you would put Mike at 1, you would have really been
Our
cooked.
issue is that we always leave like 1 open or 6 open, or those are the last 2 open, and you just get left with it. And
guys
it's
almost
usually
had it.
Who
not-
mentions a coach that just got fired, though? Come on.
Yeah,
He
you're
just got
a
hired.
slut
He
for
got
that.
hired. You didn't know he
He
got,
got hired
did
I
more
know he
recently
got
than he
hired.
got
I know he got
fired.
hired.
But
did
still,
you?
that come on, bro.
You didn't know he got
Pistons
hired,
head
did
coach
you?
now,
JB Bickerstaff.
He's a good coach.
He is a good coach.
All these guys are kind
Where
of
would you put him?
Same world.
On this list.
He's like 5.
Mosley's probably better than him.
Yeah, he's probably 6.
Finch is better than him. He probably is 6.
I don't know. Why is Mosley better than?
The defense that Orlando just played was pretty amazing.
JB's defense was really good last
And with younger players.
Fair.
I think that the expectation for
Yes, much younger.
Cleveland isn't that old. when they
No,
were playing
but their
defense.
star player is in year
I'm
2.
saying even before him, though.
You're saying Cleveland in general?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. You know what? You're making a good point because we slowly saw them go in that positive direction with a Garland, with Mobley and Allen. You get Donovan, you're still that defensively sound team.
Yeah.
All right,
Long-ass
I see it.
Yep.
But he did also just get fired. You know,
Thank you for the blind ranking, Riv. That's going to wrap up the show, episode 389.
Keandre, before we go,
Keandre.
of course, we got to thank you for coming on to the show. Is there anything that you want to shout out before you go?
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate you guys for having me on. You can find, all my stuff on YouTube, Hoop Intellect. I got, stuff coming on Twitter as well. So, yeah.
I was gonna say, Keandre, I know we kind of took you out of your comfort zone in the conversations that we had, but
Started
listen,
screaming over Jordan Poole and DeAndre. And
It's the
was-
offseason.
That was lit, honestly.
It's the offseason.
But we appreciate you coming on, bro. Really do.
appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, for sure, guys. Yeah.
And that's going to do it for episode 389. You guys can follow us on Twitter at PickAsidePod, on TikTok and Instagram at PickAsidePodcast. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.